You think we hate you?
I've been getting that vibe a little bit this week.
Wow.
Well, you said that Steve Spagnuolo was keeping Chris Jones from. That's
yeah,
not
we didn't
on
like
us.
that. We didn't like that take, you know? We said we were handing out awards for worst takes of the day. We didn't give one out yesterday, I don't think.
No, we didn't. God, let's go back. Let's think. What was the worst take yesterday? Good solid take show, maybe.
Well, we only had a 2-hour show.
It was like an hour and 30 minutes. You guys
and because of the press conference, it was a short show. We had a full show today. It's a Friday edition, holiday weekend too. Look, we all know, just looking outside and seeing the roads, they're light today. We get it. You're already checked out. A lot of you took off today. Bravo. Smart move on your part. You're heading maybe down to the lake.
Hope you're listening on the app when you drive down.
Yeah, you can listen anywhere. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. We're going to have some fun. It's a Club 610 Friday, as you know, 1 o'clock hour today. And going back a couple weeks ago, we had our Cody and Gold garage sale. And one of the opportunities were a chance to be invited for Club 610. So the winner of that auction is actually going to join us today on the 1 o'clock hour. So we're going to have some fun. Rob Britton's going to stop by. The cocktail of the day for happy hour, thanks to our friends at Rieger & Co., is an old-fashioned. You can't go wrong there. I'm looking for it. It's one of my favorites.
So in the recipe guide that they sent me, ice optional. So tell me now, do you want ice or would you like it with no ice?
Yeah, a rock, please.
I need a rock or two.
Yeah.
I don't have
maybe 3.
I didn't bring the fancy ones, but I can put one in there for you. Maybe 2.
As long as the ants aren't out of the
I only need one. I only need one.
Just enough to drop that temperature just a little bit for yourself, and you're good to go.
One rock.
You've seen the size of the ice we have in the back, right?
I have.
Okay. So one or okay.
One's fine.
One's good. Okay.
One is all I need, man. I'm looking forward to having a cocktail or two today on the show for a holiday weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. We do start though, as you said during the intro there, Kramer, with some more on the Royal Stadium front. John Sherman spoke yesterday, and that continues and will continue to be throughout this summer and really for the next calendar year, if not more. The biggest story in Kansas City around the stadium, and not just Kauffman, but also what it means for Arrowhead, what it means for the Chiefs, as we learned yesterday that the plan right now seems to be that they're going to, if it's the Jackson County site for the Royals downtown, that they would tie the 3/8 cent sales tax extension together for next April with the Chiefs, which of course makes it extremely likely, if not almost a certainty, that it would pass if you're tying the Chiefs and Royals together. But what's the biggest remaining obstacle, do you think, at this point in time? Because I think if they're tying the Chiefs and Royals together, there might be still frustration and people upset, but it's not an obstacle
anymore. Your fear of it
anymore.
not getting fired, of just convincing people downtown baseball is cool, you think is way less?
Well, for the vote purpose, right? The obstacle of making sure you have support for the vote, if it's tied to the Chiefs at all, I think that's not an obstacle anymore. The obstacle will be, do you get people to buy in that the product, right, is going to be good enough for after the 1 year of the new stadium and the newness, when that wears off, are you actually coming through with your promise of, we're going to be able to put more money into the team? Getting people to believe that. And that's a tough thing to get people to believe in. But overall, the obstacle of getting the vote done, if it's tied at all to the Chiefs, I don't think that's an obstacle anymore.
It's hard because the second you put on a ballot, extend the 3/8 cent sales tax, and it says Kansas City Chiefs on it, who votes no? So for the longest time, I thought that was the biggest obstacle. Find a cohesive message that will get everyone on board with the idea of going downtown being good, and that is the place that you should be headed, and that's the direction that everyone should be headed. Now I think the biggest thing is getting the amount of money you want from the place in town you want it. I think the Royals can get whatever they want from Clay County. I'll just be honest with you. I think that they want the Royals so damn bad, they will put whatever infrastructure estimate you want in front of them. They will put whatever dollar amount tax incentive that gets you to that same $300, $350, $400 million range that the Royals might be getting from the Jackson County sales tax extension, and they'll get those things from Clay County. I think that the reason why Jackson is like, hey, we're not flirting with this other side, and the reason why the Royals are like, we've told them what we want, is there's some gray in what John Sherman is saying yesterday. The most difficult part is getting everything you want out of Jackson County, which is not just a extension of that sales tax, but I don't know, and this wasn't talked about yesterday, just how much infrastructure the Royals are asking for versus what the city is asking. I think that that's still the biggest hang-up. I think Clay'd happily do all the infrastructure you ask him to do. Because they're how this works. It's why KCK was willing to give Sporting KC more for their property than the Bannister site.
If we're laying out the plans in order and what the next path is if something fails, and doesn't come together. Let's say right now we all, I think, would agree. The most likely scenario is next April on the ballot, there's the extension, and the Royals and Chiefs are tied together. Right now, that seems to be the most likely path. Let's say for some reason the Chiefs decide, actually, no, we don't want to be, we have our own thing, we don't want to be part of that, yada, yada, yada. Okay, then the Royals have to think, can they pass it on their own? And if the answer to that is no, then that's when, to me, you move to plan B, and that's Clay County. Okay, somehow if Clay County didn't work, then all of a sudden that's when Kansas all of a sudden would come into the scenario, which is
I know, but they're going downtown or near downtown.
I'm with you. The reason why I bring it up, though, is because I keep seeing on the text line, everybody's asking, well, if they don't get it done, do you think they'll go to Nashville? No. There are 4 probably different scenarios before you would ever get to the team leaving with this current ownership group. I'm not worried about that whatsoever.
I don't think it's plausible, to be honest.
I mean, baseball teams left once.
Not with this ownership group. Not with John Sherman. Not with the ties in this group. And before they would leave the region, they have the beautiful thing for them. We were talking about leverage. They have Jackson County, Clay County, and even though they've never mentioned Kansas, I get that. But if things really went south, like worst case scenario stuff, that's when that would come into play long before moving out of the region, period. So I'm not worried about that at all. That's also was part of the messaging yesterday from John Sherman in terms of why do you want this public partnership? Obviously, we understand the financial element to why you would want it, but also you want to have it tied to a city, tied to the public, to where if you're not the owner, Cody, 20 years from now, and it's a different owner, you want to make sure it's not as easy to get out of that lease because that's what has happened in other cities.
I think that and this is the most interesting part about what's put them in this position, because this might be the second most important thing is lease agreements. Getting out of your lease agreement because the Chiefs kind of control your half of the lease, and you're both still technically there till 2030. If you stay in Jackson County, guess what? Jackson County's not going to have a problem with you getting off of their site early. No one's going to care. We're all good. You go to Clay. Turns out they'll probably care more if you're out of your lease a little early. Although maybe not, because the Chiefs are also there and also want to be on that site. And here's the thing. I honestly think, and this will be interesting the next time the Chiefs actually speak on this subject.
Probably up at St.
John Sherman was trying to drag them into this fight. Yesterday, he spent a little bit of time trying to drag them into this thing by saying, we're out here taking the bullets. They're on the same timeline as us. They want the same things as us. Those things do matter.
This is what it sounded like from John Sherman in that same discussion that you're bringing up right there.
I want to let them speak for themselves, but I would just tell you we're in close communication on this as it relates to Jackson County. They're going to make, when I say we'll be making our decisions by the end of the summer, I think they're on a similar timeline. I think that's their objective, to tell us, or to talk about what they want to do in that similar time frame. But I would ask you to talk to them, and I'd really rather let them speak for themselves. But just we are working together for a solution in Jackson County.
I mean, that's openly made me like, yeah, the Chiefs want to do, because of course, if just do the math, 2030. The Royals get their new stadium by 2027, 2028. That gives the Chiefs 2 years to get their thing situated by the time the lease runs out. So the Chiefs stadium or stadium upgrades.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. Right.
Don't know whether they want
renovation or a brand new place.
Mum's the word. By the way, we can talk about this more later. The more quiet you are about it, the more I think you're thinking you want to do something unpopular.
Yeah, I do.
And
here's the thing, the
unpopular
Chiefs'
is
luxury, though, man. The Chiefs' luxury is, I would argue, and I know people, the Chiefs can do just about whatever they want on their stadium front, considering where they're positioned as a franchise and standing, and with Patrick Mahomes and just where they are. So theirs is a little bit easier if they choose to, the public backlash on, whether it's tearing down Arrowhead and building, that there will be always people that are upset, but it's one of those, if they want to do it, they're going to do it, but also, given the success on the field, the backdrop of the Royals discussion is also you got a product on the field that sucks. That's not even a question that you have to worry about on the Chiefs front.
I really feel like we should be able to, and I know that fans don't want to, and this makes us sound like homers or something, which I just don't think is true. Gold and I have done nothing but the last 2 months point out that we thought this was an ugly rollout from the Royals and that they needed to do a better job explaining exactly where they wanted to be, while making it clear we're fine with downtown baseball.
Yeah, I thought yesterday they did it. I thought yesterday was certainly an improvement upon a lot of the issues that they had. I think we did get answers. Not that everybody likes the answers, but I think we got a lot of the answers, and certainly learned this part of the Chiefs is a new element that wasn't being publicly discussed by the Royals prior in terms of possibly tying them together.
I'm trying to separate the two because they are inherently not related. You want them to be related, but they aren't. The business decision of building a new downtown ballpark or building a new ballpark in general has nothing to do with the team on the field. You want to talk about the team on the field? They're a mess. I got no good answers for you there. Yeah. They have one of the worst rated minor league systems. They have one of the worst records in baseball. They aren't spending enough money. These things are bad. That's way worse than where the stadium stuff has been, and I thought that was clunky. For a while, what we were talking about is don't be bad at both. At least have a good rollout of what you're asking for in the stadium or be good on the field. But I understand also why it's a hard thing to separate because I get the notion. Be good and then start asking me for things. It's like your kid. Like if my little kid if my kid's throwing a huge fit and at the same time is like, can I have a Happy Meal for dinner? No way. Not a chance. You're acting insane.
What a jerk, man. Give the kid a Happy Meal.
No.
What a jerk.
What, because they're holding me hostage?
Just give him a Happy Meal, man. Just give him the Happy
Do
Meal.
those come with toys now still?
I'm sure, yeah. They probably still have boy or girl toy or whatever.
They get I don't know, they had a Happy Meal like a week ago.
I remember getting those
they got the toy from
Gadget things. That was fun.
They got one from the new Elemental movie.
Yeah, the Inspector Gadget one was a good one back in the day. Of course, the Beanie Babies, my goodness. That people went nuts for those in the line of McDonald's. That was one of the biggest ones back in the day.
The most recent, I don't know. Have you seen the Gen Z trend around the
Happy Meals?
Nope. Around the Grimace milkshake. Are you familiar with this?
The Grimace milkshake? Is
Am
that
I
McDonald's?
the youngest? As the oldest person of this show, are you making
though.
me hold down a Gen Z trend?
No, it actually tastes fantastic.
You're also on TikTok. I'm not. I choose to not have that.
So it's not just like the taste. It's that they're making short videos or creative work around the Grimace milkshake and how it's essentially it's like all like horror film based, I guess, but it's like you're dying because you drank this Grimace. They're making him out to be like a supervillain or
this seems like something that should come out around Halloween.
Like a monster
we're taking
movie.
over. We're taking over, boys.
I'm just letting you know. Very big. Very popular.
It's good. You got to try it. Please
You tried it?
Oh, it's good.
What's the flavor on it?
What do you think it is?
Mint.
It tastes like Grimace.
Mint?
I don't know. Like you're just drinking the blood.
If it's
of Grimace?
mint, I'm out. We've discussed this before. I don't want mint flavored stuff unless I'm brushing my teeth.
Why would they make
That's
the Grimace? He's purple. Why would they make it mint flavor?
I don't know. Is it grape?
I don't know.
You've had it. You don't know the flavor?
I mean, you think I was aware when I was having it?
Oh, okay. Okay.
You think I was aware of my surroundings?
Gotcha.
I just had it to have it.
Cody's trying to look it up real quick. While you're doing that, we'll get back to the stadium stuff a little bit later on the show.
Blueberry and fruit cereal milkshake.
Okay.
It's like honestly, it's kind of like Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
That sounds too sweet.
Well, probably
But
is.
you have that blueberry hint, which is nice.
Probably is. We have to address something real quick, though, because we didn't have time yesterday to get to it. I noticed this was brought up on the drive 2 days ago, and I got to ask why Carrington continues to go down this path with our guy, Creed Humphrey. You got to keep his name out of your mouth.
Correct.
Creed Humphrey keeps getting dragged by the afternoon show on this station. Did you see what happened on Wednesday?
For what, like the fifth time since Creed Humphrey's been here, Carrington trying to once again rally the troops to prove that Creed Humphrey isn't as good as everyone in Kansas City thinks by saying, if you started a franchise, would you rather have CeeDee Lamb or Creed Humphrey?
And we can get to the results.
Win, by the way.
We can get to the results because the results show that nobody's going to tear down Creed Humphrey, even if they try. No. He's a made man in Kansas City. He's part of the family. And certainly, #Creed is good is a big reason for that. So, a couple days ago, Carrington, he did, would you rather build a team from scratch with Creed or CeeDee Lamb? And you're saying, okay, that's a good conversation. It's June, right? It's a good conversation. People are interested. All right, but then you go back and you look. Back on February of 2022, he mentions the Bengals call up to offer T. Higgins straight up to the Chiefs for Creed Humphrey. What's your response?
Creed Humphrey won that.
Again, Creed won that one, but also, again, why is Creed the guy that you're trying to trade?
Is that the last time he tweeted? Oh, no, there's more.
January of 2022, a month before that one. Honest question. Can someone explain what makes Creed Humphrey a better center than Jason Kelce or Corey Linsley? I'm not even going to fake pretend like I have the answer. I'm generously curious. Okay, I think he meant genuinely, but yes. And then, before that.
We'll forgive the typo for now.
Says, a quote tweet of the Chiefs saying that Nick Bolton was the rookie of the year, his rookie season. And remember, this was our whole Creed is good campaign that year. and he quote tweeted and said, "Wait, so you're telling me Creed Humphrey isn't even the best rookie on his own team? Why are we taking shots at Creed? There's
What does
something
he
going
have?
on. I don't know."
He's part of the problem. This is the truth. The entirety of the hashtag Creed is good campaign is because offensive linemen are treated unfairly. They are discussed like they are second-class citizens, like they don't belong in the conversation with other rookies who play linebacker or wide receiver.
Right.
Creed Humphrey is one of the, inarguably, two best players at his position. I would tell you he is the best center in the NFL. Do you think T. Higgins is one of the two best wide receivers in the NFL? No. Is CeeDee Lamb one of the two best wide receivers in the NFL? No. None of those are. And this is the truth. Right now, you better understand that the next time you breed up Creed Humphrey, you're going to lose. This town is going to support our guy, Creed Humphrey, forever now. Like you said, he's a made man. Just keep his name out of your mouth.
The next trade
and
hypothetical
won't be a problem.
The next trade hypothetical, C-Dot. Find a different Chiefs player, man. Find a different offensive
Trey
lineman.
Smith.
Yeah, why are we singling out Creed Humphrey?
Bolton.
Leave him out of your mouth.
I think he has a man crush on him, and it's just like slightly there. He just wants to keep talking. It's in his back of his mind. We already know this. I think he has a slight man crush.
I think he thinks.
He doesn't want to admit it.
I think he doesn't want. I think he devalues center. He's got an obsession like Rob does with running backs. He's like he just wants to knock down centers like they just don't matter. Oh yeah, no one in the NFL has ever thought offensive line play mattered.
Just protect Patrick
Just
Mahomes.
all of them. Every team.
There was even a GM, right? I think it was in The Athletic that was quoted just a couple months ago that was talking about the Chiefs have figured out like the secret for Mahomes, and it's just protect him basically, and he'll do the rest kind of thing.
Worked last year.
Yeah, and I know the tackles are more important, but still, interior of the offensive line is as strong as it gets in the NFL, and Creed Humphrey is a big part of that. And Creed Humphrey on a brand new deal, if he gets one, yeah, he'll end up being the highest paid center, but because of the value of the center position, it's not breaking the bank because at the center position, we're not talking $20 million a year for a center.
I don't think it's an accident that Peyton Manning kept around Jeff Saturday for
This
10
guy.
years, or that Tom Brady only had like two different centers in the entire time he was with the Patriots. It's not an accident. These guys want consistency. They want control. They want their guy. And Jason Kelce, how long's he been the damn center in Philly? What do you think they keep bringing him back for, rather than just going to draft one or finding one in the free agency market? The league is telling you center is valuable. The league is telling you the positions they don't care about. They don't care about running back. They've made that very clear. Hell, they barely care about tight ends still based on the way they pay him. Creed Humphrey, when he gets paid, he'll get paid almost as much as Travis Kelce does. They value center as much as they value Travis Kelce in this league.
Now, the one interesting thing on the contract stuff for the Chiefs will be, and I think it's different for Creed and seeing the relationship that he and Mahomes have, but we know in prior regimes, now Brett Veach was part of the prior front office as well, but they have chosen to walk on guys like Rodney Hudson and Mitch Morse in the past.
Well, they were good centers, not the league's
not
best.
the number one or number two. And I think that's why this will happen. This is also why I think there's a decent chance Trey Smith is the odd man out. I don't think he gets taken care of. I think Creed Humphrey will end up getting the extension with Kansas City, not Trey Smith.
I wonder if the timing on Trey Smith is going to work really well, where they don't pay the next left guard because they've been paying Joe Tooney this entire time.
And you think that
they
they can
walk
swap
on him,
Tooney, though,
swap out the
we looked
contracts,
at the money.
and then find a cheap left guard.
We looked at the money, though. The dead cap for Tooney, unless they
Tough.
restructured stuff, you're going to eat, $11 million or so?
Which is about what they ate for Frank Clark this year. So, I mean, in any given year, you can eat one contract of about that size. You just can't do it for more than one player, and you'd like to maybe not do it consistently. That's all. I mean, if you can work inside of those constraints, then you're fine. But this is very simple. Stop. Stop with Creed.
That's
Stop
what
with
it
your
is. It's not even-
obsession with
it's-
Creed. We wrote a song, did a music video, campaigning for Rookie of the Year, and I think you might be more obsessed with Creed Humphrey.
So you think when we had that 6'3", 6'4", I'm not sure how tall Creed is, I should know this. That cardboard cutout out here, do you think every single time Carrington walked past it, his skin was just crawling
Maybe.
like, oh, I can't stand it. I hope this thing gets gone. Oh, please, or I'll just throw it out.
Just use somebody else in the hypothetical. That's all. Just use somebody else. That's all we're saying. Because someone says, what, you wouldn't take CeeDee Lamb? Look, if we're just going to do a positional value, would you rather have Tua or CeeDee Lamb? And we can do that if you want. It's the same thing. Just leave Creed Humphrey out of it.
This all started because Pete Prisco put out his top 100 players list, and he had CeeDee Lamb 11 and Creed Humphrey 10, or vice versa, somewhere in that range. And you're like, yeah, that's how. Because if it was just top 100 most important players, yeah, Gold, the first 15 people on the list be quarterback.
Correct. Yes.
It's just how the NFL works.
I mean, as it should.
Travis Kelce'd still be top 10 probably, or 15 on that list. It'd be pretty close.
At least 15.
We'll talk about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They were golfing last night. The match out at the Wynn in Las Vegas. complete domination from Kelsey Mahomes. Just another championship, no big deal. That's all they do, just win championships. We'll talk about that in about 20 minutes or so, but I'm a little upset. Not as upset as I was hearing that Creed Humphrey was being brought into a hypothetical, but just a couple days ago, we had a little celebration on the show. We popped some champagne, first win for Jordan Lyles as a Royal, and we came to an agreement, right, that if he gets 6 wins total, 5 more, that you will buy a bottle of Dom. And I said, I think he's going to rattle off a couple wins over the next month or so. Baseball's weird. Heck, the guy that got a perfect game the other night had given up 17 runs and then has a perfect game. Baseball's unpredictable, so makes it great. Any given day, best team in baseball can lose to the worst team in baseball. It just happened a couple days ago, as a matter of fact. So I was excited that Jordan Lyles was probably going to be starting today. Nope. He's sick. Jordan Lyles is sick. So I hope he doesn't have to miss a full-on start. But Jordan Lyles, our guy now, is sick. Now, I'm excited that Alec Marsh is going to make his MLB debut. Got some numbers on that, by the way, if you're trying to bet on tonight's game. Dodgers against new pitchers.
Probably bad.
Not good for the new guy. Not good for the new guy historically. We can get into that a little bit later on in the show.
Like, here's the... Like, I want to be excited about Royals debuts because we've talked about this before. Major League debuts are always cool. I felt bad for the most recent Royals pitcher who made a Major League debut because the Royals sent out that graphic and then it went poorly. And I hope, obviously, for Alec Marsh's case, that's not the case. Although they have 3 starters in the All-Star game based on just yesterday's results. The Royals have 0
Yeah,
starters.
the Dodgers have J.D. Martinez, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. Yeah. Mookie Betts, by the way, is one of my favorite players to watch in the league.
And they
He's
are
incredible.
all hot right now.
Yeah,
all
last
hot.
night they scored 14 runs against the Rockies.
Look, it could be dicey tonight. I'm not going to pretend. But I am still excited about this because the Royals do have a secondary group of starting pitchers that are going to come up over the next year to 2.5 years that if 1 or 2 of the current starters can get it together in free agency in this, maybe you can start retreading this out where there is some decent starting pitching in Kansas City, where it has been lately, where it had been just so bad for so long. But this is bad news for the Jordan Lyles Dom bet because we really can't afford, based on the way this season started,
Misstarts.
to even push back misstarts by a couple of days. You kind of need Jordan Lyles to maybe get back in action here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I hope you look.
Unspecified illness. It did not,
As someone else that's been battling an illness, I can understand. Let's get over the hump. Get him some. Well, I can't say steroids, but
Except he can't use that.
Yeah. Can he take those kinds of steroids?
I think so. Yeah,
Those are approved.
I must say it's working for me. It's
feeling
working
better?
This is the first morning I didn't wake up with a bunch of crap in the nose and stuff. I feel better
your
today.
biceps and triceps look bigger too.
It's because the shirt's small. It's because the shirt's small.
By the way, the earliest, based on the announced starters right now, that Jordan Lyles would get back on the mound Monday.
Oh.
The earliest he would get back on the mound is Monday.
Well,
They've
let's
already
hope he
announced
pitches
starters for
Monday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Monday against Minnesota. Hey, you know what?
Well, at least it's better against Minnesota.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
winnable.
Yes.
Wait, look at this as a win. Jordan Lyles was going to have to face the Dodgers.
This is true.
How'd you think that was going to go?
That's a fair point.
7 innings with a loss.
That's a good point. I will say, though, for Alec Marsh, and I hope he bucks this trend, but the Dodgers haven't lost against a starting pitcher making his MLB debut since 2017. And dating back to 2016, 10 starts with pitchers making their MLB debuts against the Dodgers, 44 1/3 inning pitch, 46 earned runs, 17 walks, a 2-8 record, 2 quality starts, and a 9.34 ERA.
Ooh, that's not good.
So let's hope he can change.
Well, if he bucks that trend, I'll feel even better
Yeah,
about his
absolutely.
start because they have right now they technically have more starters than they need to start in a given week, but not enough good ones that somebody shouldn't be allowed to, like, if they make one good start, stay in there for a minute.
Sure.
Right? You know?
Coming up next, though, maybe some reason to be excited about one guy on the offensive side of things for the Royals, and something that really stood out last night when we were watching Travis and Patrick play some golf.
There's Kelsey to the end zone.
Cody and Gold brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com. Don't miss the Chiefs Red Half Hour every day at 11:30 on your official broadcast partner of the Chiefs, 610 Sports Radio.
American Topsoil, serving the Kansas City area for over 30 years. Locally owned, 4th-generation family business. With us Kansas owner James Priggle and Josiah. Josiah, tell us about some of the services you guys offer.
We've done it all, from filling up raised garden beds to spreading and grading topsoil around a newly poured patio or driveway. Our most popular service is helping homeowners preserve the life of their home by placing soil around their foundation using our power wheelbarrow service.
James, tell us more about this.
Gravity doesn't take a day off. If you walk around your foundation, you might see some soil around your foundation has dropped. That might indicate that you need to regrade around your foundation. If you're getting water puddling or coming into your basement, you probably need topsoil.
And where do people need to go to learn more about American Topsoil?
You can visit us online at americantopsoil.com.
There's videos on there, and there's an online order form.
One name to remember in Kansas City if you need topsoil: American Topsoil. Online at americantopsoil.com.
Celebrate this 4th of July with good friends, great food, and a little help from Hy-Vee. Your perfect holiday cookout starts with the highest quality hand-trimmed beef, specialty brats, or Hy-Vee's famous chicken grillers. Top it off with fresh and ready side dishes and a sweet treat from the bakery. Rather not prep, cook, and hassle with all the cleanup? Let Hy-Vee Catering do the work. It's easy, delicious, and affordable. Just one stop to create a bang this holiday at Hy-Vee, voted Kansas City's best grocer.
Hey, it's Kling. The 4th of July at our house means a big plate of food and hanging out with the family. If you're like me and want to spend less time cooking and cleaning and more time hanging out, well, let Hy-Vee cater your celebration with ribs, fried chicken, or pulled pork. You can pick up party trays, Hy-Vee's terrific fresh-made dips, and some holiday-themed baked goods. Or if you're going to do the grilling yourself, might I recommend the Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Steaks. Only the highest quality hand-selected cuts meet their tough specs. One stop does it this 4th, only at Hy-Vee.
Outdoor America with Tommy Bench, Saturday mornings on 610 Sports Radio at 5 a.m. and the Odyssey app. This week, Tommy answers your questions. Outdoor America, presented by Wholesale Batteries. The right battery the first time.
Baseball season's in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/win to join today. Don't miss your chance to snag a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Go to FanDuel.com/win to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Must be present in state where lawful to wager 21 plus and present in select states. First online real money wager. Only $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-888-770-STOP. Louisiana. GamblingHelpMA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit MDGamblingHelp.com in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-888-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Summer's heating things up, outside and on the grill. Whether you're smoking a brisket or grilling up veggies, Kingsford Original Charcoal delivers the consistent performance and smoky wood-fired flavor barbecuers crave. Kingsford Original lights faster and has a long burn time, giving you the ultimate grilling experience. So grab a bag of Kingsford Original Charcoal. Kingsford.com. Kingsford Original Charcoal lights faster and delivers consistent performance compared to nationally available charcoal in the USA.
Don't miss July 4th savings now at Lowe's. Freshen up your home with buy one, get one 50% off on select interior and exterior paints and exterior stains via Lowe's gift card rebate. And get gardening with savings on Stay Green soil. Right now, buy 3 bags for just $10. Lowe's knows July 4th savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 7/5. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii, and selection varies by location. While supplies last, more terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Being a baseball play-by-play broadcaster demands a blend of learned mechanics, intense preparation, and a calm sense of entertainment. How hard is it to do this job? Let's talk to the ones who do it. This is Matt Spiegel. My new podcast, The PBP, Voices of Baseball, will bring those conversations to you as the best working and former broadcasters tell you why and how they do it. New episodes come every Thursday all summer long. Follow The PBP, Voices of Baseball, on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit getjim.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Max Motors. 9 major vehicle brands to choose from. MaxMotors.com.
Buying a car is so hard, but with Max Motors, it is so easy. In minutes, they gave me so many options within my budget.
Don't overpay on your next new vehicle. Max Motors, worth the drive from anywhere. Select your vehicle at MaxMotors.com.
Just get started here on a Friday, holiday weekend right around the corner. Cody and Gold, Alex Gold, Cody Tapp. We got Kramer producing the show today. Club 610, 1 o'clock hour. Also, you know what? Because we actually have our intern Quentin here as well. If you haven't picked up your Cody and Gold garage sale item and you saw the instructions to email, the email that we gave you, we'll be doing that till 2 o'clock today. So if you're off today, maybe you didn't think, we'll go ahead and open up a pickup time. Decided to do that during the break. So a bunch of you picked up stuff yesterday, but if you want to pick up your Cody and Gold garage sale item, you got to come by our building today before 2, but also you need to have had our email sent to you earlier in the week or last week. It told you which email address to notify once you're in our parking lot, and we'll get you your items. If not, today,
park in that guest parking spot, please.
Yes, that helps everybody out. Someone else says, yeah, we'll go to collections will be resold next year if you don't pick up items in the next couple of weeks. No, we'll give you some more. We'll give you some more pickup times after the 4th of July holiday if you can't make it.
We're just gonna throw them outside. Just fend for yourself.
That's right. Yeah, just scavenger.
No, we'll give you other dates.
And we should bury them in the ground and say, good luck. Go find it out here.
Give them a treasure map.
Yep.
If you can't pick them up by this week, treasure map time. We'll spread them throughout the city.
Put it in Target over here.
No, we will. We'll figure out another time. Next week is not great, admittedly, due to the holiday, and you're probably not going to want to come up here on a holiday either. But yeah, we will have other pickup times. But we just figured since we got Quentin,
plain and simple on the holiday anyway.
Yeah. No. But on the 4th of July, I'm just going to sit out here waiting.
Well, we're not here Monday either, man. Monday and Tuesday, everybody's off.
What are you going to do with the 4-day weekend, man?
I don't know, man. I'm not going to the lake till the following week, or to the following weekend. I head into the Ozarks, and that'll be next Thursday through the weekend. So yeah, this weekend I don't know, man. Kind of late, just trying to get 100% healthy. That's my goal this weekend. So that way I'm good for the time I go to the lake next week.
How close are you? What percentage are you now?
Oh, I think we're above 60, 70% now. We're making strong progress. Feel much better. Okay. Much better. I don't think I sound as nasally.
No, you sound better. You're not coughing as much.
I don't look sick when I just look in the mirror. Not as pale. I'm already pale. We know that, but not as pale. Yes. I'm pale anyway, Kramer.
No, not that.
You still got some darker circles under your eye. That's still.
Yeah.
You're still losing in that department, which makes you look a little sickly.
Yeah.
But not as bad.
It's better.
Why don't you clean up a little bit? You'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll be set.
Put a little makeup under the eyes,
Makeup?
Yeah.
You guys are TV stars, so I don't see why.
We are streaming. Yeah, we are streaming now on TV. We're going to have to start doing that, aren't we?
I was working on, actually, if you're watching the stream right now, you can probably see, not lit up because we don't light it up till it actually is Club 610.
Mm-hmm.
I have purchased a custom neon sign for Club 610.
We do have one.
It will be in the background of our photo or our video stream later on. We lit it up during the break to see. It's looking good in here. We're a disco ball away from really upping the vibes.
I don't know where you got this sign. It looks like it's either going to last for a very long time or in about a week it's going to blow up.
It's going to. I bet that thing is going to fall over and it's
crack.
just going to.
It's going
to be called Lub 610.
Yeah, it's going to break in half.
It wasn't expensive. So we can start there.
It looks about, you told me how much you paid. It looks about what they did a nice job. I just don't know the longevity of it.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
If it's broken, maybe it'll be a garage sale item next year. Broken Club 610
Maybe
sign.
you could fix it. Or just hang it up, without the neon.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Not as cool, but still works.
We'll get to the match a little bit from last night, the dominating win for Mahomes and Kelsey out in Las Vegas. But talking about more Royals baseball, and certainly Bobby Wood Jr. has been frustrating that he hasn't gotten to the level that everybody was hoping he would be at. But there's maybe some promising signs right now, maybe an adjustment for him at the plate, Cody, and stepping back a little bit and trying to maybe, not that power is not going to be part of his game, but there's been an adjustment, we think, maybe to focus more in on contact. And in the last 30 days, the average is up to 271. But if you go through the metrics and his expected line, like based off of what the analytics are saying that he actually is doing, it's even more impressive. So has he found something here in the last 30 days? That's the hope, and I think there's some promise there.
These stats don't include yesterday. In fairness, somebody had run them right before the start.
Yeah, this comes from Hunter Samuels. Shout out to him. We'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, but when you look at the numbers, I think you see and you watch him play, I think you can see a very clear difference in his approach. And to me, that's what gives me confidence that we can, rely on the fact that Bobby Wood Jr. has gotten better. Gold, I know you're still hesitant about whether or not he's going to be a star. Understandable. I understand the reservation there. I am much lower on that percentage. But look at the last 30 days for Bobby Wood Jr. Hitting 271, that is way better than that's about 30 points better than his average this year. On base of 330, massive difference. His strikeouts are way down. I'm not even going to give you his expected line, which baseball does for everybody. And it can be higher or lower depending on the luck or good luck or bad luck you're going through out there. But I'm telling you right now, watch him play, and he looks like the best player on the Royals, which is the thing we'd been waiting for really this entire time. At no point that Bobby Wood Jr. has been up has he looked like the best player on the team. For the last month, he has looked like the best damn player on the team, the most athletic player on the team, doing big things for this team. His approach is much better. I think he had to dial his approach back to the cost of power. So now I want to know whether or not you can get on base 330 and put the ball over the defense, even though he's on pace for 25 home runs.
Yeah, actually, for me, it's more just the defensive lapses that is still kind of holding this up as well, as much as the bat, but it's the defensive lapses. Some of them just like make the routine play. That happened just a few days ago. We were talking about that coming up. That still is happening too often for a guy with his talent, his skill set, and smarts and IQ. We know he's got it. And the routine plays though sometimes aren't routine for him. And that's something I still think will be solved. But that's still where more of my frustration has been as of late, even in more so than where he's hitting. It's the defensive plays should be made.
I know, and I get that, but like to me, that is. It's the last thing I'll figure out. Because you know why? If I had to flip him and Michael Garcia,
yes,
Bobby Wood Jr. would be a very good third baseman.
Of course he would.
So,
he was better last year at third base.
He was. And so if I got to switch because I know Michael Garcia can handle short, so be it.
They're not willing to do that yet, though.
I still think Bobby Wood Jr.'s better future would be because of his strikeout numbers, because he's never been very good at getting on base. And maybe this is a sign that he can do it. He should just get bigger and slug homers and play third. Like, not go full Miggy, but you might remember Miguel Cabrera. Nobody ever thinks of him this way anymore. Miguel Cabrera was a shortstop. And then he got big and started hitting homers and played. I know.
True.
He started getting big and started hitting homers and played third. Like, you can do that. A-Rod, right? Like, you can make that transition as a big league player when you have that level of athleticism. Play a way above average third base, hit homers. Honestly, it's what you should do if you want to get paid, but it's just about the value of the player as well. And I'm not saying Bobby Wood Jr. has to make that transition yet. He can just be the super athlete who runs 1,000 miles an hour for a while because that's what he is. He's one of the fastest damn players in the league, so maybe he doesn't want to get big to start hitting homers because he's already, like if he gets slightly hotter in the second half of the season, he'll be a 30 home run guy. 30 home run, 30 stolen base guy. You know they're coveted in Major League Baseball, and he'll be that. And so I'm not saying take that away yet, but there are clear signs. This is the biggest sign I've seen since he's been up here that maybe he's starting to turn closer into the type of player we've been asking him to be.
Yeah, no, it's promising. It's promise. I think, again, the defensive lapses hopefully are something that we're just not even talking. I mean, that was one thing that I didn't expect us to even be talking about. That's been surprising. It's actually probably been more surprising than at times some of the struggles at the plate. But when the stats are done at the end of the year, you're right. He'll probably have a chance to be 30-30. It's weird. I wonder if down the road we'll look at that, and because of some of the rule changes with baseball, not just the bases and all that, but will 30 stolen bases seem like in 30 home? Will that be more of a common thing down the road? Right now, it's not. But will that be something that is a little more typical from some of the better players in baseball as time goes on over the next 5 years? I wonder if it will be based on some of the changes.
It could. I mean, maybe that'll shift towards that, and maybe we'll go back to this, like, get on base, move around, and that's what they're hoping for. But in the first year of all these changes, the games are faster. The actual gameplay is not different. But the same players are in the big leagues. Like, you can't expect, like, the people who were like, I mean, they're still striking out the same amount, hitting the same home runs, and getting on base the same amount. I'm like, what'd you think? Every player in baseball was just going to stop being that kind of baseball player, even though they've been training for that for the last 8 years? No. The real question is if baseball changes fundamentally in how it's played is going to be in 4 years.
Well, the one change
like
that never
everything
happened.
In baseball, it's slow.
The change that didn't happen that everybody expected was when they changed the rule on the amount of disengagements and everything. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, people are just going to automatically take off and steal because and it has not happened. It has not happened at all. That was definitely a surprise. I think everybody believed that once that happened, if you have a situation where you know the pitcher can't throw over, and if he does, he's got to get you out. Otherwise, you get the free base or whatever. That people assume, oh well, the guy's gonna take off because the pitcher's not gonna risk it, and that really hasn't happened. It has not led. Teams have not tried to take advantage of that. Maybe that changes in the postseason or later in the year. It's bizarre.
Or
to
maybe
me.
in 2 years or 3 years, people will get because they still have to get used to it. I understand the pitch clock. They just got to pitch faster, right? You're like, well, how do you get used to it? Well, you don't have a choice. You have a choice whether you can still go on a third strike. It's still optional for you, you know? You have a choice whether you want to be more of a pull hitter now that there's less people over there. If you think you can spread it around better, there's more advantages, right? I mean, those things can change or you have to make those adjustments quickly. In this case, you don't really have to make it.
We'll get to Kicking It with Kramer coming up in about 5 minutes or so. Last night, the match, I'll be honest, I didn't plan on watching all of it going in, and then next thing you know, I was watching till 9 o'clock.
So you did watch it all the way.
I did. Because even at 5:30, and it didn't start till 6 really, but I was like, I'm not really feeling like there's not a lot of buzz around it. You know, he was in it last year. But once I started watching, if it wasn't Mahomes and Kelsey, there's no way I would have watched till 9 because I didn't think all four of them had out of the years of the match, it certainly wasn't the biggest group of personalities. Travis was the star of the show. Travis Kelce was easily not just with his
Steph was focused.
Yeah, he was
laser focused.
He also wasn't playing great. Yeah. Travis and Patrick dominated them. That thing was over early. I still think Mahomes intentionally missed a putt on one of the holes to keep it going for TV, as he was saying. But Travis was the star of the show, both personality-wise, and he's a way better golfer than I thought. That was impressive.
So I know where he's been practicing here locally.
Okay.
I guess it's been making a difference.
Clearly.
You've been spotting him?
Family member or something?
I just know where he's been playing. That's all.
He lives up north. Hint, hint. There you go.
You using your binoculars to look at this guy?
I'm just letting you know he's been on the course a lot lately. He's been warming. I'll bet that this is the most golf he's ever played in his life because he knew he was going to be on freaking TV.
The minute he found out he was going to do the match, he said he started focusing in. He only 6 months out of the year is all he gets to play golf, but he said he named some guy that he's been working with, and he's got a nice looking swing.
Dude, he looked so much better than I was anticipating. He was hitting some excellent shots. Obviously, the par 3, they didn't end up birding. They could have maybe won the match right then was significant. The thing that stood out to me is the thing that everybody knows. The athletes who were tweeting about it, and Von Miller himself were there, we're all admitting the same thing we know that everybody already thinks about the league. Is like, when these two people are together, we're screwed. Post Malone has a tattoo of the two of them because they couldn't beat them in beer pong. Steph, where they were the heavy favorite to win the match, they can't beat Patrick and Kelsey.
Clay's terrible.
No one in the NFL can. He's better than me, but he's not.
Well,
good.
yeah, of course he's better. Most people, 99.9% of people are better at golf than me. But still, it's Klay Thompson. I would have expected a little bit more out of Klay Thompson.
I would have thought so too. He was, and they started to really give him a hard time. He was really bad. I'll say the trash talk was way more fun with Chuck and Draymond than it was with Kelsey. Because Draymond tried to say, you guys are trying not to pretend like Joe Burrow didn't knock you out last year. You're like, dude, I am a current Super Bowl champion. Like, as in, we just won the thing. It's not a good time for trash talk to another player. Kelsey Mahomes gets theirs. They'll joke up at the golf cart crash and the Von Miller stuff and all of that. But Kelsey absolutely carried them. And it's more of the further proof we talked about. In these settings, the guy who's going to have the career the big media career after this, not that we didn't already know this because of the New Heights podcast, it's Travis. Travis has a big future in entertainment following his playing career, which is why I've asked you before, like, would that ever send him to early retirement? Because there's going to be a lot of money and a lot of people interested in his services. And while in the early part of his career when he would do this stuff, Gold, I used to think he was the try too hard guy. Like, I was like, you're trying too hard, man. He is firmly settled into, it doesn't feel like that anymore. Not at all, man. He was the best. He might have played the best golf and was the most entertaining at the same time. I do wonder, like, I understand there's like a time limit, but the 12-hole thing is also, I don't know, just always feels.
Well, it's for charity, so they need that. At some point, though, the match, new players involved will change it, but it'll get old eventually, won't it? Like, it's already, it's teetering towards that direction already.
Again, I wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yeah. And next year, I doubt Mahomes will be part of it. They're not going to have 3 years. In fact, he shouldn't be part of it. 3 years, they need somebody else in 3, you know. It's cool. It's a great showcase. Again, it's just another sign.
The problem is you need NFL players. So who's the other NFL player they're going to get, you know? Can't get baseball players.
Joe Burrow next year. Seriously, I mean, like, yeah, Joe Burrow and
can he play?
Trevor Lawrence next year. I have no idea.
Heck, I assume Aaron Rodgers out there again.
Yeah, Rodgers was good when they
on
did
ayahuasca though.
That works too. That golf course looks beautiful, by the way, out in Vegas.
Looks very cool.
Made me want to go to Vegas.
Like
the aerial shots. They got the new. The sphere. The new sphere. I think it costs like $2 billion or something, or more than that. It's the sphere. It's supposed to be like a concert venue, but like the whole inside is it'll have this whole immersive experience of like. Not just a concert venue you're normally used to going to, like the entire like glass or the walls, whatever it is, will be part of the show. They have that capability. It's the sphere in Las Vegas. They've been building for a while.
Vegas knows how to entertain people. So
immersive shows, concerts, and events. Holds about 18,000 people, and it cost $2.3 billion.
$2.3 billion?
Yeah.
Man, we're out here complaining about stadiums sometimes.
But look, I mean, it's going to light. I mean, it's the visuals of it are pretty stunning. You'll have to go and try to experience something there.
I'm just over this team event-esque on the match. They need to just put 8 guys on there and had them go out for it.
Like they built a planet. They decided to just build a planet.
They built a Death Star
in the middle of Vegas.
I like how anybody could have you could have designed any stadium in Vegas you wanted because it's Vegas. And this person built like a legit Death Star in which they can project things both inside and outside. It's one of the most incredible buildings you've ever seen. And the Raiders built a Roomba from the outside. Right. Like, I'm sure on the inside it's cool, but it looks like a Roomba.
It's a Death Star. Come on now.
It's
not a Roomba.
It does have a Roomba vacuum vibe to it.
It very much
The inside,
does.
I think the inside is absolutely incredible, though.
Yes,
from
of
everything
course,
I've
it's
heard.
stunning. It's just like...
Someone says they should have Kelsey and Jamar Chase against Joe Burrow, or Kelsey and Mahomes against Joe Burrow and Chase. That would be fun if they end up playing each other again in the AFC title game. But I feel like next year they're going to move off of Mahomes and Kelsey and try to find somebody new.
I would guess that
they probably should.
They can't just put Kansas City Chiefs players.
It's a hell of a stage for our city.
They have to do it.
It's a hell of a stage for our city and for the Chiefs. It's great. I mean, again, just enjoy the moment. The biggest athletes in the world and most popular athletes in the world are playing in Kansas City right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty awesome.
All right, fellas. It's Friday. I kind of want to get weird with it. It's not going to get too weird. It might. But I was searching the Twitter sphere, as I'm always am, and I saw that Bow Wow. Yeah, the rapper Bow Wow was out there.
Is he still getting work?
Well, I mean, sort of, kind of. He was on AEW maybe 6 months ago trying to start beef with a female wrestler, but nothing really panned out from that. But he was speaking on 2023 rap music, and from what it was sounding like, he doesn't like what the new rap music is. But he does say Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole are the only artists who will last forever. And by the way, Drake's album should have dropped last night. I haven't seen it yet. But we'll see when that does come out. But I'm thinking to myself, like, Kid Cudi should at least be on that list. But I'm also a Kid Cudi guy. But I'm thinking to myself, what are the sports icons that will always last forever for myself? And clearly, there's 3. It had to be in 3 different sports, too. LeBron James, Tom Brady, and Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei for you?
You have to add him because he is the Babe Ruth of baseball. I think he's better than Babe Ruth. They put Shohei back then, they would probably want to kick him back out of the league, basically. But yeah, no, it's those are my 3 guys that I think is the icons.
What? God, who? So Gold.
Last forever.
The first 2 can't be argued. Like LeBron James. Oh, you know what? My 3rd's Tiger Woods. Yeah. I'll be 99 years old in the nursing home, and I won't forget Tiger Woods' run.
Yes, I would say Tiger, LeBron, I mean, MJ still, but we're so young. But Tiger, LeBron, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Steph Curry. That's kind of where I'm at.
So you said Jordan, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because his playing career, I was very,
very young. It will last
young.
forever. It's a thing that will last forever.
But so will Babe Ruth, and I wasn't alive to watch Babe Ruth. I mean, it needs to be. I thought we had to give guys that we actually remember watching.
Weren't you
play.
old enough to watch MJ?
Yeah, very. Yeah,
not really.
I watched a hand.
Watched him play for the Wizards.
The Wizards
I
and
watched him in the 90s.
The Bulls and Jazz. I remember one of the playoff series barely, but I was 7 years old, man.
Jordan's on the list, but at that age for me, the NBA wasn't my primary sport. I'll know who MJ is forever, but it's I'll think of him more as the brand of Nike and Jordan and Air Jordan, probably even more so than the basketball player. Because I would have seen, I'd have been 12, 13, 14, but I wasn't a big NBA guy then. I watched baseball then. So it's in football then. So it wouldn't have.
LeBron, Tiger.
It wouldn't hit the same. Tiger for sure.
LeBron, Tiger, Mahomes, Brady, Manning, Michael Phelps. Those are probably.
But you have to go with 3. Who's your 3?
Only 3? Oh, well then Mahomes, Brady, and Tiger. Yeah, Mahomes, Brady, and Tiger.
I thought solid. All right, last one.
Mahomes is going to end up being.
Well, has to be. Has to be.
Last one. I noticed this with you guys. You're not very hairy men.
Well, he's hairier than me. We've established this.
That's true. That's true.
I definitely
am not a very hairy man.
But I'm curious.
Is that an insult?
Because this is what I do. I'm always a grooming aficionado with myself.
Okay.
I shave my armpits.
Oh.
And some people find that different or strange.
Why? Trying to be faster?
Well, no, because
do you swim?
So during my time at professional wrestling, I used to train for that back in the day. Hurt my neck, so I can't get back in the ring, so that's why I broadcast. When I shaved for the first time, because I don't want anybody grabbing my armpit or anything like that, armpit hair. And honestly, since I did that, I have not gone back because I'll tell you what, guys, it is absolutely fantastic with that armpit hair.
Aren't you sweat? I mean, I know you have deodorant, but aren't you sweatier?
I mean, just a tad bit more, but I mean, I'm always working out, so I sweat all the time.
We've talked about this in the summertime by the pool. If I'm going to the lake and the pool in the summertime,
you trimmed it, or are you shaving?
No, it's more
trim up the chest.
Trim up the chest, and it's all do that kind of stuff. But that, I don't mess with the armpits.
You're gonna let that thing hang out, your 3-inch armpit hairs? You're gonna let that hang?
Dude, what do you think? It just is puffing out. You've seen how hairy I am.
That's true. You are very non-hairy.
I don't have that much armpit hair.
Like a naked mole rat over there.
No, I don't have. Even my arms aren't hairy. My legs aren't that hairy.
Cody has no leg hair.
He's like Rufus over here.
Yeah, I pretty much have no leg hair, pretty much no arm hair.
Well, that's just,
no chest hair, no back hair. I'm not that hairy of a person.
Yeah. So no, I have to clean it up, but definitely don't mess. I don't mess with the armpits.
I mean, QT has a full-grown beard. He just turned 24 yesterday.
That beard is something for our intern over there.
Looks like he's a Mennonite. Very Amishy, that beard.
Well,
I mean, kind of.
Hey, look, I think I level up the average body hair with the group here.
I think so.
I have my role. I understand it. So,
Kramer, can you grow a beard, or you just prefer the mustache?
It's so patchy. So patchy.
Because it's not the thickest mustache.
I mean, once it gets
It is a mustache, but it's not the thickest one.
Once we get,
you should just go beard.
Once we hit November into December, I won't shave at all.
Okay. Well,
beard-wise.
Cody's tried to get me to grow out a beard multiple times during the winter months, and I've done it a couple times.
It makes for a great
look
scarf.
better with the beard.
Makes for a great scarf. Yeah. Well, yeah, you've got the full. You got the not. It looks better than what Andrew Luck had the neck beard. You have the full beard thing going.
Oh yeah, I gotta. It does toward the trend towards the neck, but I don't want to look homeless.
Text line says we're like the Yankees. Shave your beard, man. You got to shave the beard if you want to be part of the team.
Dude, you know what Quentin looks like? He looks like that Amish chin strap beard kid who caught that home run ball during the 2015 run when he was just standing out there and they made a huge deal about it because it was some milestone. Yeah. He looks like that kid. Hey, Quentin, are you Amish?
No, I can confirm as working for a radio station, I am not Amish.
It's too high tech for him. Too high tech.
Fair enough.
Is your fam do you come from a line of Amish?
I don't even know going back in my family tree, I don't think Amish.
Do you think because he has that beard that he has to be Amish?
He's got kind of a look.
Cody, some of us are just good looking.
I feel like
you don't gotta come after me.
I feel like he looks like he churns butter in his free time.
Oh wow,
that's all.
I don't even know what to say about that.
There was an amazing.
That's all.
I don't know if it still exists. Text line. Somebody knows. Either they're from there. Outside of Hutchinson, There's an incredible, I think it's a Mennonite restaurant. It is like home style, and I have to look it up now. It's called The Crossing or something. No, it's near Hutchinson. Somebody will help me out at some point. And the food was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Outside of Hutchinson, Kansas?
Yeah. Carriage Crossing. That's it.
Carriage Crossing.
Out in Yoder, Kansas. Yeah, out in Yoder, Kansas.
I'm a big Galaxy Store type of guy.
That place was incredible. And I believe it's in like either Mennonite or Amish country or whatever you want. The Carriage Crossing. Yoder, Kansas. Great place.
I mean, I make a mean fried chicken, but I don't think that makes me Amish.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, Cody.
I was just saying. Look at this place.
You asked if he was a line of Amish. Oh, my gosh. I still can't get over that.
We can go to this place.
Oh, it's home style food. Oh, it's incredible. I haven't been there in like 15 years because I don't go to Hutchinson. Near Hutchinson. But.
By the way, guys, text line says from the 785, he shaves his armpits twice a week.
Twice a week?
Okay.
I mean,
I didn't know Kramer
from
was
816, shaved armpits is a great feeling. Reduces sweat and funk. Can confirm.
I don't know. I'm not doing that.
We'll let you guys just think about that mental image for a little bit. I'll let you guys do that. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about Chris Jones once again saying this is happening in 2023.
Cody and Gold on 610 Sports Radio, brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Barbecue Whiskey Hotline, how can I help you? You're looking for a delicious barbecue whiskey that fires up any party? With the sweet, smoky, mind-blowing taste of a barbecue Bloody Mary? The exceptional and unforgettable flavor of a smoky pineapple margarita? Yeah, that would be Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Curveball with a K. That's Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Delicious barbecue meets the smooth taste of American whiskey. Happy to help.
Drink Curveball and be a bonehead responsibly. Over 21. Find Curveball at Target, Hy-Vee, and Lucas Liquors, or ask your liquor store for Curveball Whiskey. That's Curveball with a K. Curveball Barbecue Whiskey.
Hey, this is Rex with KC Real Estate Buyers, and I buy houses for cash. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, grab a pencil. I'm going to give you a very important phone number in 40 seconds. I'm a private real estate investor. I live right here in KC, and I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at KC Real Estate Buyers, we are improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind-in-payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000. Or go to rexbuyskc.com. That's rexbuyskc.com. And I look forward to working with you.
Baseball season's in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/win to join today. Don't miss your chance to snag a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Go to FanDuel.com/win to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Must be present state where lawful to wager 21 plus in president select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-888-770-STOP Louisiana. GamblingHelpMA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit MDGamblingHelp.com in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-888-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Baseball season's in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/win to join today. Don't miss your chance to snag a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Go to FanDuel.com/win to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Must be present state where lawful unlawful to wager 21 plus in President select states. First online real money wager. Only $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-888-770-STOP. Louisiana. GamblingHelpMA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit MDGamblingHelp.com in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-888-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Celebrate the 4th of July when you stock up for your holiday festivities at Gomer's. Gomer's was voted Casey's #1 liquor store in Kansas City again for 2023. Best in price, selection, and service with 5 locations in the KC Metro or shop online at gomers.com.
If you're looking for fun on the water, I've been telling you about my friends over at Midwest Marine Boat Company. They have everything you need for summer fun on the water. And it's not just the boats. No, it's also the experience on the boat. Making sure you got those ice-cold beverages that are going to stay ice cold. Did I tell you that Midwest Marine Boat Company has Yeti products? If you've never enjoyed your favorite cold summer beverage in a Yeti tumbler, then you've really never enjoyed summer. They got Yeti tumblers, coolers, you name it, at their brand new indoor showroom, Midwest Marine Boat Company in Grandview.
Here's Howie Long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free. However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down and help your feet in. Until now. Introducing Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear. You don't need to reach down to help your heel in. You just step into them and off you go. So what's the secret? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide into place. And they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers.
Get hands-free slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
At the Home Depot, we have laundry appliances that just fit. From the space you have, to the features you want, to the savings you need. Like a new GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo laundry machine that can wash and dry a large load in about 2 hours, without you ever having to transfer the load over. Get special buy savings like the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo Laundry Machine, plus an extra $100 off select laundry sets in-store and online at the Home Depot.
You're listening to 610 Sports Radio from the Max Motors Studios. Miss anything while you were at work? Every show is available on demand at 610sports.com and the Odyssey app. 610 Sports Radio. KCSP Kansas City. WDAF HD2 Liberty. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, 11 o'clock hour, hanging out here on a Friday. Hope everybody's having a good start to a holiday weekend. We'll get to the trash of the day in about 20 minutes or so. Also, don't forget Club 610. Cody is very excited about a new edition.
I'm excited about the light.
We got a sign, a neon sign now for Club 610, 1 o'clock hour today. Again, it's all brought to you by Jay Rieger & Co., our friends there. Once again, providing us with amazing spirits. Making it old-fashioned today in the 1 o'clock hour.
Got their traditional Kansas City whiskey. Loaded up. They gave me the fancy cherries. I didn't even just go to the store for like the maraschino ones. They gave me the fancy cherries.
Yeah, we're fancy here in the club.
I made orange twists this
Nice,
morning.
nice.
I didn't have a full-size orange, so I had to make them out of the... Yeah, made them this morning before we came in. I'm good to go.
And we've got one
the
of our
glassware. We're squared.
One of our listeners is actually going to be part of Club 610 today. He bid on and won during the Cody and Gold garage sale the Club 610 invite. So Cam is going to be joining us coming up in the 1 o'clock hour today. I know he's pretty fired up. Saw his tweet last night saying to look out. He's bringing it. He is bringing it.
He was ready to cash in that check early, wasn't he? He was like, yeah, let's do this. I was like, okay, I mean, you won it last week, but you want to come to Club 610 this week?
Let's do it.
Fine by me. I hope. And I asked him specifically, so what kind of liquor do you want? You want a gin drink? You want a vodka drink? You want a... We got tons of choice over here at Rieger. He went whiskey.
So that's coming up in the 1 o'clock hour today. I did see, though, for the fourth year in a row, a Chiefs player was tweeting about the kind of season he's going to have. And it was Chris Jones. We know the contract stuff is looming out there, and that'll get sorted out hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But Chris Jones was on Twitter. He's been very active on Twitter this offseason anyway. And he said simply, all win DPOY this year. And if you go back and look at history, he has said, I'll win Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Every year.
Yeah, I think the last 3 or 4 years at least.
Yes.
And we've talked about this, and someone replied and said, you might need damn near 20 of them things. He said, okay. That was his response back. Because, look, He had 15 and a half sacks a year ago. He finished third or whatever in Defensive Player of the Year voting. It's an uphill battle. We've acknowledged this every year. The same thing applies here. Last year was kind of a contract year. This year could be a contract year if the Chiefs don't get a long-term deal done with him. I looked up the odds. 12th best odds right now for Chris Jones, 30-1 over at FanDuel. He had been 50-1 in prior years. The favorites are the usual names you would expect. Micah Parsons plus 650, Myles Garrett plus 700, TJ Watt 8-1. Those are your favorites. And Chris Jones probably is undervalued at 30-1, but he's going to need.
He's capable of
He's
leading
going to
the league in
need
sacks.
He is going to need like 20 of those bad boys. That's correct.
It's tough with defensive tackles because they don't have all the other ancillary stats. So like our defensive end will also have a bunch of tackles, Gold. They'll be involved in other parts of the defense. The one thing that makes me think, screw it. Throw a 30-1 bet on there. Even though this is just Chris Jones just saying, hold on. The
Last year I told you I wouldn't do it either.
The one thing is that I think, and he had 15 and a half sacks, but he finished third.
He did.
It's not like, honestly, hey,
wouldn't have won though.
But is that a bad bet? If you took a 50, he was 50
to 1 then,
You took a 50-1 guy and he finished third. It wasn't a bad bet. You were in the ballpark. You didn't win it, Gold, but it was not, you weren't just throwing money away, right? We've talked about this. Like, someone can bet whether the Arizona Cardinals are going to like have the finish as the number 1 seed in the NFC. That's a bad bet. You got no chance of winning that damn thing. Is it a long shot for a reason, Chris Jones? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he needs at minimum another 15 and a half, and then if he's not going to get to 20, he would need, on another Chiefs team that wins 13-plus games, okay, he would need to also have forced turnovers, big-time moments. You know, it's just it's an uphill battle, and we all know when it comes to the writers that handle a lot of this, Parsons, Garrett, Watt, those are the names that just naturally lazy reporters at times will we'll gravitate towards. If the stats are close, it's not going to be Chris. He has to blow them away.
Here's what I think he actually needs to do it. He needs to be on a top 5 defense.
That helps as well.
That is the thing that is held back. That held him back some last year. Like, there's no question when Nick Bosa does what he does. He's on the San Francisco 49ers that has consistently been a top 3 defense in the NFL for the last, 3 years. TJ Watt, when he won it, they were on the number 2
sack record. Yeah.
He broke the sack record, and he was on the number 2 scoring defense in the NFL. Aaron Donald, those Rams teams had a top 5 defense. You have to be thought of as one of the best defensive units, and you are the best damn player on that defensive unit. And I think that the Chiefs, for the first time in a long time, the ceiling for the Chiefs is top 5. I don't think they're going to finish their Gold. I'm not quite that high on the defense yet, but that is definitively, in my opinion, the ceiling of the defense. They could be a top 5 defense this year because they are so young and there are so many players who could get better for them that if even a quarter of them, 30% of them get better, this defense can take a leap forward. They were the 16th scoring defense, I think, in the NFL last year.
Right.
So it would take a pretty good size leap forward. But if Uzama is immediately Karlaftis from last year, Karlaftis takes the jump to a 10-sack guy, and the secondary just improves along with it, being on a top 10 defense isn't out of the question. Being in a top 5 offense is a long shot, like he is, but not out of the question either.
Well, I get you said ceiling, so that's fine. To me,
I'm still saying it's a long shot.
Yeah, to me, ceiling is a top 10 defense. Like, everything goes right, they're a top 10 defense. They're the number 9 or number 10 defense in football. I think that is their ceiling, and I'm not saying it's one they can't reach, but that, to me, is where I would put the ceiling. Just a top 10. I don't think this is a defense capable of being top 5 in football. So I can't put the ceiling there, but I do think they've got pieces to improve, certainly, based off of what we saw last year, promising signs. We've gone through the names. If there's a leap from Karlaftis, if there's not a drop-off from Chris, which I don't expect there to be, and Felix is a complete unknown. He's been recovering from an injury but he's a first-round rookie. Who knows, right? Sure. Amenihue, I'm intrigued. I am really intrigued to see what Amenihue can bring to the table, and then continue to see Nick Bolton improve. And Justin Reed, he claims, every player said this, but Justin Reed claims that he's faster, stronger, all that than he's ever been. We'll see. We'll see if that's true.
You can see why the defense has so much upside. And they're mediocre. And look, they're average, as they said. They're an average defense now. On paper, even if everyone pretty much just stays the same. Hell, if even one player got slightly worse, they're an average defense. So it's not hard for them, as young as they are, to make that jump. I think it was Quentin he was looking up some stuff on the Chiefs earlier today. The intern just trying to do some research for himself. And, there was a list of the top 25, or I think NFL.com had their top players under 25 years old. Well, the Chiefs have 3 of them, Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, but they also have Nick Bolton. Trent McDuffie's not going to be far from that list when you're talking about if you stretch it out to top 50. There's just so many good young players on defense for this team. And when you look at it from that perspective, it doesn't seem like a stretch. But is this just Chris Jones firing stuff off into Twitter?
Well, he's done it every year. He's confident. He does it every year. That's the mindset he has to train himself that, hey, I'm going to be the best this year. It works. He had a hell of a 2022 campaign.
Yeah.
And right now we also know he's in the middle of contract negotiations.
Guys, exactly. The contract negotiations. If he does not get extended at all during this little leeway we have between now and before the week one of regular season.
3.5 weeks.
If we don't get a signing here, he will win Defensive Player of the Year because he's going to be playing with grit, stank, anger, that dog mentality this entire year. So I actually believe him this time. That's only if he's not under contract for the foreseeable future here in Kansas City.
Chris Jones is not. He is not. I've told you this. I think that you're like, well, how can you know? You can't. You're guessing. But there are players that concern me to pay, and there's players that don't concern me to pay. Chris Jones, the first time through, I was like, okay. He's been a very good player, but I think people talk about him like the way they talk about like college players coming out. Like sometimes he's not playing at 100% for stretches of time. Can you get away with this? Does it work? And then, but now, I mean, you were back paying Chris Jones at all from like an effort standpoint?
No,
not even a little bit. So I'm not as worried like that the contract year is the reason why I got 15.5 sacks, I guess is what I'm saying. And instead, he's just a great player who will occasionally get 15.5 sacks. He plays in the interior, so some years he'll get 8 or 9.
Do you think we'll ever see him get to that number again or better? Like, do you think? I think
that's probably his career high.
And last year, I think you and I were up at camp, and we like every year we kind of everybody's looking at what you expect, and I want to say. I think I said 13.5 sacks last year, and that seemed high.
I said 10 or 11, and that was still.
This year, I'm probably going to tell you like 13 again. That's probably going to be my answer.
Because tell 10 or 11 again, which is a perfectly fine number of sacks.
I don't think he'll get to the 15.5 again. That doesn't mean that the defense won't be better. That's what's weird. They could have less sacks from Chris Jones, but be a better defense. In fact, that's probably the likely scenario. Now, if Chris gets another 15.5 sack season, back-to-back of those, that's also part of the whole bigger legacy conversation. We've discussed this.
His Hall of Fame
Right now, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he's the next guy after Kelsey and Mahomes that are on a path. Kelsey and Mahomes are done. Hall of Fame, case closed, doesn't matter,
it's
right?
Over. Yeah, they're. I think Tariq's probably close to that range.
Sure, but I'm talking about just current Chiefs. But yeah. But Chris Jones with another ring, another couple double-digit sack seasons. Heck, obviously, if he ended up winning Defensive Player of the Year ever, then he's got a path. He's got to play another 3-4 years. I think Chris has to. He can't.
This is like the Tyrann Mathieu conversation we're having. Like you have to do more things, but it's not out of the question for you.
Yeah. And Tyrann's got more of an uphill battle at this point because of how the last year or two have gone on the back end of his career. It looks like, but we'll see.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
So do you think because they let Frank Clark walk and you got younger at the defensive line position, that benefits Chris Jones because maybe the more athleticism will force offensive linemen to put more resources on FAU and George Karlaftis?
No, I think the focus is still going to be on Chris. I think he opens everything up for everybody else.
Correct. I think he helps Karlaftis and Uzomah more than they help him, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Now, if Karlaftis does elevate to a double-digit sack guy, I mean, that's going to help. Sure. It's going to help everybody. But last year, that's what made, I think, the 15.5 sacks so impressive. Yes, Frank Clark was on the roster, but he was able to have 15.5 sacks, and we don't have the number in front of us. We did this topic months ago. The percentage of plays where he was double-teamed was astronomical.
It was the highest or the second highest in the NFL last year. And it still didn't stop him from being a massively high. And someone's pointing out, it's like, could have been 17.5. He had 2 taken away for penalties.
Carl Cheffers.
Oh, boy. You know what? He's a hero here now. We don't say bad things about Carl Cheffers anymore. We're good. He made good on the Super Bowl holding call.
I mean, you guys can be square. I'm not.
There's no foul on the play for a block in the back. Timeout.
Didn't he retire, or was he one of the guys that retired, or no, he's still around? A bunch of refs retired this offseason.
It wasn't him.
There was a bunch of them that did retire, but maybe he wasn't part of that group. But you're right. In the Super Bowl, I think it changed everybody's opinion a little bit.
I don't think it was him. Dude, he sounds so weepy.
He's still in there.
He didn't retire. Good, I guess.
There's no foul on the play for a block in the back. Timeout.
Timeout.
I mean, I've never seen never seen a crowd just completely shake a referee. I mean, that was an incredible moment. And one of the great Arrowhead moments. Add that to the list.
Yeah, of any of the like John Elway, like the ref coming on.
Sure.
The ref
be
coming
quiet.
on, like, can you guys be quiet?
You're going to get penalized.
It's just as good as that. It's just as good. He was practically in tears. He was weepy over the idea that Chiefs fans were on him. I know after he was like, no, it's just like, dude, we could see your face. It's not as you are a human being, and the entire 70,000 people decided to be against you. A ref. How do they even know your name? But Carl Sheffers is responsible for some of the worst calls in Kansas City Chiefs history. Derek Johnson being called forward progress when he just hit a person, and all the other ones in between there. Kansas City Chiefs fans have just known your name, man. And of course he was the ref in the Super Bowl. Of course.
We'll get to trash of the day coming up in about 5 minutes or so, and we'll see if anybody else can relate to the trash of the day today. But let's get back to the Royals a little bit. We had JJ Piccolo on, the GM, earlier in the week. We had Vern on Wednesday as well, and we were talking to Vern about his conversations with JJ as well, and just the timeline for potential trades. And Vern kind of mentioned the vibe he was getting for guys like Chapman and others, that this could happen sooner rather than later, talking about potential trades. And it should. The deadline's not till the end of July, early August or whatever. But for Aroldis Chapman, the way he's pitched, you always worry about the injury concern with anybody. You can't predict that. But don't you feel like there's a trade in the next 7 to 10 days with one of these pieces to go ahead and send them out based off of the Royals being one of the 5 or 6 teams that know they're for sure out of this thing?
They better. I'm like, we've talked about, like, I think there's a limit of criticism you can have for JJ yet because he hasn't really been the guy in charge until now. He was the GM last year, so we can talk about some of those moves, the general manager moves, but there's still things Dayton is involved in. This is a prove it to me moment. We like JJ. We have him on the show. He has said that he'll be more aggressive. He has said that they will be more transactional. It is time. You are one of 4 teams who are openly bad and openly trading right now. There are even teams who are on the fence who haven't admitted it yet. Teams like Detroit, who haven't sold.
Yeah, they fell off big time. Got a bunch of injuries. They were in the mix, and they fell off big time. Just 3 weeks ago, they were in the hunt, like the real chance.
Yeah, so even they weren't open for business yet. Sell. Be out there, be aggressive. Get Chapman, get Barlow, get these people moving. Because it's not against it. It's just you know where you are, and other teams don't. So you can, for the first time, make these trades earlier. I understand it still takes some business. And, based on everybody I've heard talk about it, this is about the time it's going to start heating up now across baseball. But still, Gold, you have to be more aggressive. And I think they will be.
I will say that last year and some of the moves they made, this goes also with right before the draft. Last year, right before the draft, they traded their supplemental pick to the Braves for Drew Waters.
Which was a weird move for them.
That was
cool.
different. They took advantage of it, and that seemed to be a really smart decision. And then some of the other trades they made, we can all agree that they waited too long to trade Whit Merrifield and others, but still, you look at the return they got for Benintendi and others.
He also wasn't the person in charge of those before.
Those were, I think, pretty good trades that the Royals were able to pull off last year. I think that was a good sign. You're going to have to do that and more this go around. And the good news for them, we know with Barlow and Chapman and maybe some other pieces, they have pieces that other teams are going to very much be interested in. Maybe it's not the young guys that we've talked about, but the 2 guys on the back end of the bullpen are no-brainers. And then is there a position player or 2 that surprises us and gets moved? You brought up, is there a chance somebody calls on a Brady Singer, somebody like that? I told you, I think for the future.
Daniel Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, for the future, I think Brady is someone that I would personally probably hold on to. I'm looking at the rotation next year, unless Alec Marsh Alec Marsh is making his debut. That's going to answer some more questions over
Let's go, Alec.
So we'll see. But the activity 7 to 10 days from now, I wonder if we'll start seeing some of these trades happen.
I want to see something inside of a week. There is a massive benefit for Kansas City to be aggressive, at least with 1 or 2 players. Can you make every deal on your books by now? No. Do you want to shop for some of the best deals? Yeah. But you also don't want other teams entering the market. We talk about this all the time, Gold, when it comes to like just signing players. They have an advantage. And if you miss this opportunity, we're always going to feel like somehow it got short. It's the Quinnen Williams, Chris Jones. More importantly, when you and I were talking about it, I was like, hey, you got to get Tyreek signed before Devontae. You got to get Tyreek signed before Devontae Adams. Obviously, nobody's sad about Tyreek gone now. But at the time, did we think there was going to be a step back on the offense? Yeah. Do we think it was bad that a possible future Hall of Famer at wide receiver was leaving for monetary reasons? Yeah. I mean, now that he's paying $200 to try to get, people to not say he
at
hit
a Miami marina, man. If you work at a marina at the Ozarks and at one point in time a Chiefs wide receiver ever offered you $200, please hit us up on the text line. Please do that.
Yeah, and also
or if Alex Gold does it this next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
I won't be slapping anybody at the marina. No,
attendant?
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What's your comfort in driving about?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah.
Can you drive a boat?
When I was
drive a boat.
I haven't done it at the Ozarks in a while because my buddy, the boat that they have, he likes to drive it. But when I was in Boise, went up to McCall. And I rented the boat and we had a great time. I drove the boat the whole time. So no, I can absolutely drive. I can dock. I had to dock it 3 different times because we had to pick up the boat, dock it.
Gotcha.
Put it on the.
What do you think I said?
My brother has
you're good.
My brother has a lift. It is my only hesitation about the driving of the boat. The rest of it, I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, you put in the slip and then you can operate the lift.
Yeah, I get nervous around the lift part of it.
Like operating the lift or putting it in the slip.
Oh, the slip part's okay. I feel comfortable with that because that's a 2-man operation most of the time.
People can push the.
Yeah. We can take care of that part of it. The other part that I have concerns about.
Someone says, real quick, why would other teams buy off Chapman and Barlow if they can't make offers on teams? What are you talking? We see this happen every year. Whether you have a year left on your contract or not, Chapman and Barlow, they will have no problem trading. No problem trading.
I'm also getting tired of seeing these Royals trades. Like, let's say Homer Bailey or Jorge Soler, the guys that they got in return for them. Where the hell are they?
Soler, everybody thought they were going to have to cut, so it's a miracle they got anything at the time.
No, but still, like we've seen these trades happen, and these guys that come to Kansas City, they don't pan out in the minor leagues.
Well, they waited too long to trade some of the names that you just brought up as well. That goes back to what
should have traded him when he was hitting 48 home runs.
Well, like Whit Merrifield, if he was traded 2 years ago, and also Whit Merrifield, don't even look.
We got Brett Phillips out of that.
Don't look up Whit Merrifield's numbers this year because it's going to make you sick.
He's actually second place in MVP, not MVP, All-Star voting.
But that's my point. He's having a hell of a year. They should have traded him 2 years ago. Anyway, and yeah, someone said, can you get a discount on any boats? Well, you can visit my friends over at Midwest Marine Boat Company.
They're asking if they can get it.
They'll take care of you.
Them a
they will take care of you. Midwest Marine Boat Company. They will take care of you. They have the largest showroom in the area. That place is massive. So if you're heading out to the Ozarks this weekend, you want to stop by there because even if you have a boat, one, they do repairs, but they got the Yeti coolers, tumblers. Get you set up. You got to have the ice cold beer on the boat.
Don't you go high noons on the boat?
High noon. Well, when I'm at the Ozarks, it's a combination. I'll bring nooners down. My buddies will have. They're from Nebraska as well, so that's Busch Light's very popular in Nebraska. So we always end up having Busch lattes down there as well.
I did it because
I knew it. Cody was going to get pissed. Cody's going to get pissed, so I purposely said it.
I say Busch lattes too.
Yeah, Cody hates it, so that's exactly why I said it.
You have 3 years, Kramer. The second you turn 30, that's done. That's done on this show. It's a dumb thing to say. It's a child thing. He's an adult man. He has a 401k.
You're calling me a child right now then, Cody.
Well, you are a child. You're 26 years old. You're a full decade younger than me. 12 years younger than me.
You're old, man.
I did not know you were that old. Okay.
I'm 38 years old.
Cody's about
I'll be 39 in September.
40. You feeling good about that?
Age is just
We're gonna have
construct.
Cody's going to get an endorsement for colonoscopies here coming up pretty soon. That's what we're trending towards.
Let me know when we get the AARP in the mail.
Whatever. Get some discounts.
Get some discounts.
Get some discounts.
Yeah.
What am I? Am I too good for some discounts?
No, you should never be too good for discounts. Let's get to the trash.
Trash of the day.
All right. Trash of the day. Former NFL player recently retired, J.J. Watt. What's he going to do after he's playing? Everybody's speculated on his future. Will he get into broadcasting? Little did we know, first he had an announcement he was going to get into the pharmaceutical field, the medical field. This is what J.J. Watt said yesterday morning.
Quick bit of news for you on a Thursday morning. I just got a job at CVS.
Yeah, listen to that again.
Quick bit of news for you on a Thursday morning. I just got a job at CVS.
CVS, he was handing you mile-long receipts at the register and all that. A couple hours later, he put out a new video to clarify.
A little pro tip out there for anybody starting a new job. Don't screw up the announcement. It's not a good way to start your first day on the job, especially if that job is at a global network with millions and millions of viewers, hundreds of Emmys. You just want to start off on a better foot. I will be working at CBS this fall. He was on the hat the whole time. I really should have known. But I am extremely excited to be joining JB, Coach, Boomer, Phil, and Nate. Talk a little NFL this fall, talk a little life, have a global platform to make fun of my brothers on. It really is a great opportunity. I'm very much looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to talking NFL with all you fans this fall and hopefully giving you some knowledge, giving you a little experience, and maybe some laughs along the way. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to join CBS. Let's have ourselves some fun.
I like J.J. Watt anyway. How do you not like J.J. Watt?
He's very likable.
Yeah, he's very likable. So I'm thinking, have you ever had an announcement, 913-586-7610, where you just butchered it? whether it's a job or otherwise, because it wasn't a joke. He wasn't trying to be funny. He literally, he tweeted, just got a job at CVS, and he on the video said, just got a job at CVS. And he didn't put out a new video for a little while later.
One long ago on one of those like apps where it's like, hey, here's all the things that happened, that there was like a job announcement I made, and I didn't realize the number of typos in it. I was like, there's like 2 typos in this thing.
Oh, so I'll triple check.
Why didn't I read this before? I'm like, happy to be joining 6. Why didn't I fact check any of this? I don't. I just fired it off.
I had to triple check that bad boy for those because I'm always worried about that.
I can't. I mean, I'm not the best writer in the world, so my grammar and punctuation is never there if you see me tweet. So I'll let you guys know that.
So why is Pete Sweeney hiring you if you're a bad writer?
I have a great editor.
Oh.
Guys,
Pete's out here hiring people that are
my
admittedly
ideas
bad
are
writers.
great. They're great. It's just how I word them.
How good of a writer do you think you are?
I'm all right. I went to J school and stuff. I'm all
I
right.
know, but you don't write anything now.
I'm a 7 out of 10.
I'm all right. Like I would need. I mean, I haven't written for a newspaper or anything. If that's what you're asking, but I'm fine. I'm fine.
A newspaper editor would hate all of our writing.
Yeah. I'm all right. Yeah.
I remember at some point
Cody writes, has his own literature,
So
and he goes through and has his own collection of his own books.
When I was the Royals insider, the job at the time included like writing a daily article about the Royals. So I wrote like 200 articles for the Royals, blog posts. At some point, someone was like, "Hey man, do you edit any of this? It's just there's so many typos." I'm like, "Hell no." Put that thing up there, fire it off.
You at least proofread it after?
Nope. The
oh,
article
man,
is
Cody.
written.
Oh man,
Dude, I had to write 250
But you
of them.
were the insider?
I had to write 200 of them in addition to doing the, your radio job. I think given editing, I'm a decent writer. But I wasn't about the amount of time it was going to take to edit it. So I just fired off.
Someone says for the 913-913-586-7610, Jay Southland Tow Service text line, they butchered the name of an MMA owner when they introduced him at a movie premiere for a radio gig.
Oh.
That's a little awkward. Someone else says they butchered their vasectomy announcement.
Snip, snip.
Do it during March Madness. Do it during March Madness every year. It's the most popular time. You sit on and get a bag of frozen vegetables and just chill on the couch and watch hoops.
Someone's accusing JJ of doing that just for clicks and views.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it'd be easy enough to misspeak and say CVS versus CBS.
I know, but he tweeted out. He tweeted out. Just got a job at CVS. I mean, he obviously.
You need to enunciate.
I don't know, man. I like JJ Watt a lot, though. I think he'll be really good on TV too. I think he'll do a nice job in the studio.
I think so. Yeah.
That is the trash of the day. Coming up next, Chiefs Red Half Hour. We'll take a look at this wide receiver room, put some numbers next to names in particular.
You're listening to Cody and Gold.
He's so good, and everyone knows it.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Back in March, I started this fitness journey with the guys at Supplement Superstore. And now that I'm over 3 months in, I've hit that point where usually I would start letting my foot off the pedal. You know, when that initial enthusiasm of trying to get into better shape starts to wear off. But that's not happening this year, and it's thanks to 213 Flashpoint. Every day for me has started the same way. I get to work, I throw a scoop of 213 into a cup, mix it with some water, and I'm off. You know, it's so easy to start your day off on the wrong foot and how from there, everything tends to get off track. But 213 Flashpoint helps curb your cravings. So that means no more donuts for me in the morning. I'm not reaching for that bag of chips at 11:30. I can make it from breakfast until my next meal without hitting any speed bumps along the way. Getting into better shape is hard. You know this. It's not easy sticking to a meal plan day after day after day, but 213 Flashpoint is a great tool that's helping me stay on track. If you're looking to make a change this summer, give 213 Flashpoint a try. Check it out at any of the 8 Supplement Superstores locations in the KC metro area.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/JOY.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? Just go to forhims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/JOY.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer. Is this for real?
Apparently. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Humid, 50-50 chance of rain, high of 94.
Weather brought to you by Total Wine & More. At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this month with hundreds of deals on amazing wines and spirits. Love what you find at the lowest prices only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit getjim.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Max Motors. 9 major vehicle brands to choose from. MaxMotors.com.
The Great American Road Trip Sales Event going on at all Max Motors dealership locations. Enjoy your summer payment-free for 90 days. Over 30 banks and credit unions offering the lowest interest rates available. Shop 24/7 at MaxMotors.com. Open late. See dealer for details.
Chiefs Red Half Hour. Every day at 11:30 on Cody and Gold.
All right, Chiefs Red Half Hour. You know, we talk a ton about the wide receiver room. That's going to continue all offseason, and all eyes for a second straight training camp will be on the wide receivers and who stands out. Last year, I mean, the guy that stood out the most, the reason why we were disappointed was Sky Moore, because he was the guy that was showing out at training camp, along with Juju Smith-Schuster, the connection that they had.
And is getting all the stories written about him this offseason.
Right. So Arrowhead Pride went through and tried to set what they call realistic expectations.
Was this Kramer's article at Arrowhead
It
Pride?
was not.
Or
This was
writer?
Maurice Elston.
Mo.
I do not know who that is, but that's who
Mo's
wrote.
a good dude.
That's who wrote this piece, and it was just kind of an outlook, and he was going through. And so we've tried to do this a few different times. It certainly won't be the last as well. Trying to divvy up where the production's actually going to come from, because we know with Patrick Mahomes, you're kind of guaranteed to get around 4,500 yards passing, usually, right? Pretty fair number to level it out at. So, all right.
That's on the low.
How do you get to that number? If you think that that's the number, if not more, how does that get divvied up? And in this scenario, we're still including Travis Kelce. I think we're allowed to cheat a little bit. If you wanted to say it doesn't count, well, then, okay, let's put 1,300 yards aside for Travis Kelce, and we can leave him out of the conversation if you want.
I think that that's probably the easiest way to do it. But they set actual predictions for these guys. So I'm going to give you some of these numbers, and let's just say whether or not we think they're over or under.
Yeah.
The figures that they are giving. So for Kadarius Toney, they start off with a bang. 70 catches, 857 yards, and 7 touchdowns. And I'll be honest with you, under, and under. I mean, until he's proven to play 16 or 17 games, if you guaranteed me, you looked in the crystal ball, and you told me he's a 17-game player this year, I'd probably take those numbers. I'd say that that's an accurate figure, but he's never done that, so I'm having a hard time assuming that'll be the case.
Yeah, if he's playing in 15 or more games, I think he can put up the numbers Juju did last year, which was about 950. And that to me is, probably best case type of scenario stuff. I've told you I'm optimistic on Toney. I do buy into it. Injury history has to be part of the equation. So yeah, I would probably take I told you I think Kadarius Toney can be an 800+ yard receiver. 857, if you're forcing me, I'd probably go under. 7 touchdowns, though, I actually like that number because I even think...
You think from a rushing perspective, or
well,
what makes you like the number?
Not just rushing, but we've in the Super Bowl, when we saw even the play that Sky Moore caught a touchdown on, I think there's opportunities in the red zone where maybe you get a couple red zone touchdowns. In even 1 week, he might end up with a couple red zone touchdowns. So I actually think the touchdown number is more achievable than the yardage number for Kadarius Toney.
I don't necessarily rule that out. That doesn't seem out of the question for me. But, I mean, you have to, for the most part, think those numbers are under that. I would think. MVS, 45 catches, 668 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
that feels like the most MVS stat line ever.
Yeah, I'll go over, though, on the yardage. I think he'll be over 700 yards.
He's never been over 700 yards in his career.
Yeah, now, again, saying that out loud sounds way worse than what it is. He's like 5 yards away from doing that last year.
Yeah, but he hasn't done it yet.
Fine, yes.
And he played a full season for this team last
yeah.
year. That was a 17-game schedule versus a 16-game schedule. I'll take the...
Another year in this offense. I'll go over on the yardage. I think
if I was allowed to just say I'll take the yardage, I'd probably take it. So
you can take it.
I'll take the over. I don't think he gets to 7, but he's in that range. So I'm not going to be necessarily negative about it. 5 touchdowns still feels like a stretch for him, but he gets that in years in which he gets the long touchdowns, which I think are coming back for Kansas City.
Mahomes is
so I'll take the over on that too.
How many? Again, we talk about 4,500 yards at least for Mahomes. How many touchdowns is Mahomes throwing?
Prepare to take some unders. How many touchdowns has he thrown? 40.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, at some point, like,
yeah.
it may sound weird, but, like, they're going to have, like, I know Mahomes.
I said I'd take the over on him, yes.
I know Mahomes is not only throwing for 34 touchdowns. He's throwing for 40-plus touchdowns.
No, the only time he threw for 26 touchdowns was in a year that he was hurt.
Yeah.
He had all the knee trouble. He missed those snaps, and that was about it.
The next one is the most fascinating one.
Look,
Sky Moore.
Your guy, Maurice, might be the most optimistic person on the planet about this receiver crew because then he has Sky Moore at 72 catches, 815 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Under by a mile.
Yeah, you know, I'm still a believer in Sky Moore. You and I have gone back and forth on why do I still feel...
You're not that big of a believer in Sky Moore.
But there's no way in hell I can sit here and tell you that I think he's an 815-yard receiver. I told you I think he's going to be about 550 to 600, and that to me would be a nice boost. 815 yards from Sky Moore. I mean, I would love it, by the way.
He cracks 900.
What's that?
I bet he cracks 900 yards
You
this year.
think he's going to go
He may not get the receptions.
900 yards after 250
he's
last year?
He's too quick and elusive.
Okay, do either of you want to...
He was too quick and elusive last year.
I'm going to give you...
He's going to be in the system more with Andy Reid. Second year in it? Oh, my gosh. He's going to thrive, guys. He's going to thrive.
Yards.
I'm going to give you a research assignment, Kramer.
Okay.
I want you to find me a singular wide receiver who played his entire rookie season with less than 300 yards and the following year had 9 or more. I'm not sure that player exists. Maybe somewhere. Maybe they're all future Hall of Famers. But Gold, even if you're optimistic about it, that's not the case. Justin Watson, they have 18 catches, 356 yards.
I think
2
that's
touchdowns.
high. I think that's high.
I think it's high in the yardage for sure. 18 catches feels about right. 2 touchdowns feels about right. The only other one that I think matters is Rashee Rice.
I found one.
Already?
Who?
Antonio Brown.
So say that again. You found someone that had a bad rookie season.
Yes.
And then jumped forward.
5th round pick. I mean,
Antonio Brown, guys. Not that hard, Cody.
He responded to you pretty quick there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Nope, doesn't count. I said played the entire full rookie season. He played 9 games as rookie. It doesn't count. Sorry, nice try. I mean, he did have a hell of a turnaround, though.
You
he
think?
Had 167 yards his first year, and then in his second year in the NFL, had 1,108. So, I mean, he's pretty close. And if
I'll keep digging.
And if you dig out what would have been a 16-game season, that's pretty close to the amount I was asking for in an increase. So, congrats, I guess. Maybe you got there. Rashee Rice, the last one, by the way, 38 catches, 549 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Seems too high to me.
All of these seem a little inflated, and instead, you got to think about the people who are. I feel like Maurice was trying to get 4,500 yards amongst 5 receivers, and you and I both know that Jerick McKinnon will have 300. Pacheco will have 250.
Yeah. So the predictions we just laid out from Arrowhead Pride, their numbers. This doesn't include backs or tight ends. Their numbers would be 3,245 yards and 25
for 1,300.
3,245 yards and 25 touchdowns to receivers. Then add in, let's say, 12 to 1,300 for Kelsey.
And 8 touchdowns.
Okay, so that already gets you to about 4,500 yards
so,
before the running
Maurice
backs.
thinks that he's thrown for 5,550 scores. I mean, I just don't think that. And it's not. This is not to like knock.
Yeah,
on
man,
this.
you're really calling this guy out. You don't even know who the hell he is.
No, I like Maurice, great guy. You know.
You could call him if you want to. I got his number.
Here's the thing. I think he's actually pretty accurate on a couple of these. I think MVS's numbers are almost bang on. I don't think it's insane to say those numbers about Kadarius Toney, but you have to assume health if that's the case. But you cannot reasonably think you're going into a year where Sky Moore and Rashee Rice are going to combine for 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns. By the way, if this does become, they'll be one of the best offenses in NFL history, which I just don't think they can do in year 1 with Rashee Rice and year 2 with Sky Moore. There's plenty of growth opportunities for the wide receivers. It's just it would be going too far too fast. Have you already found a second example of a guy who went
I'm
from...
still digging.
Okay, good. At least there's only the one so far.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Does that article include Richie James? Because I think he's going to be a 500-yard receiver on
Oh, it
this team.
doesn't. No.
They don't put Richie James, which is interesting. So Richie James, just a week or so ago,
He's a cut candidate.
You and I were talking about him. If he makes the team, I've told you, I think there's a chance he could be 700 to 800-yard receiver for this football team this year. But we were looking up his numbers because we know the Chiefs, if they're not going to carry a fullback, they could potentially have 6-7 wide receivers on this roster. And this is the one time we're allowed to mention without having to pay a fine the Rosses, because it's part of the discussion here. There's a lot of people that obviously believe those guys are going to make the team, or one of them. I don't. The only way I see them making is if they look at Richie James and say, wait a second, we got somebody that's better already.
Like they did with the corners last year.
Yep, and Richie James, if they cut him, he's on a one-year deal. If they cut Richie James, they got to eat about $500,000. Okay? Not terrible, not nothing, but not terrible.
That's
okay?
not really anything
it's
in the NFL.
$500,000, $550,000 in the NFL. Okay? Justin Watson's deal is harder to get out of.
He's got a 2-year deal.
Correct.
It costs more to cut.
So Justin Watson's making this team. I think they like him as a special teamer as well.
They also just trust him. Like if the wide receivers are down and out, they trust Justin Watson. That's just that's a tough thing to, I guess, take away if you're the Chiefs, and you're not gonna take it away. I was looking it up. Yeah, dead cap is only $552,000 to cut. I mean, I'm assuming
he's the only guy though. If you're looking at who's in camp, we know. Okay, we know Tony is locked in. We know Sky's locked in. We know MVS, Rashee Rice.
I don't think they're getting rid of Watson.
Watson, there's 5. Okay, there's 5. And then you're like, okay, 6 and 7. Richie James, I think he's locked in,
That's
but
if they carry 7 wide receivers. They didn't last year.
Correct.
They carried 6.
And then after that, this is why the whole Ross thing is still funny to me every single time, because it's like, find a scenario where they make the team is hard enough, and then even if they do 6th or 7th receiver.
You do realize that the very first day we're up at camp in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. He's going to look great.
The touchdown that is right in front of us. The very first touchdown we describe on the air from training camp.
We're going to say, what a catch by
Justin Ross. That's just how it's going to go down.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
We're cursed like that.
I think I found another one.
I think we have to get him on the show, don't we, while we're up at camp?
And I owe $1 to the show fund.
Well, no, I thought we said that we were about to. If we give notice and there's a reason for it.
Yeah. We're talking about the other.
If you want to donate money to the fund, go for it.
I'll donate $1. That's fine.
I found another one. I think if you want to classify, it's only 12 games instead of 16. But Isaac Bruce.
Okay, so all of your
went from 272 yards to the next year of 1,781.
I will say you are correct. You are finding answers of players that are close enough.
You asked.
I did ask him to do it, and he's found
Reggie
2.
Wayne is the closest to what Sky Moore predicted to be for this upcoming season for his second year.
So I mean, you have. So this is, I guess, the leap that people are like, Cody, you're a Sky Moore hater, because
sometimes you are, man.
I don't think he's the only 3 examples we've been given so far are future Hall of Famers.
Well, at least one. Yeah.
Dude, Antonio Brown, if he wasn't such a mess as a human, would be an instant Hall of Famer.
Well, it could hurt him.
He's a Hall of Fame caliber player. He's just a messy human.
Yeah.
He's a tornado of regular life chaos. He actually has quite a bit of success, quite a bit of numbers, lots of touchdowns, postseason success. He's won some stuff. He's just a messy, sloppy person.
I mean, could you lump Tyreek Hill in this? He had almost 600 yards his first year, but he jumped to over almost 12.
I would say he's not included because that's double the production that Sky Moore gave.
That's true.
I mean, and again, you're not asking him to get 1,200 yards. You're asking him to get 900.
I do think
I think it's just more likely Tony becomes the star of the offense than Sky Moore.
If he's healthy.
If he's healthy, Tony will be the star. But Sky Moore, even though it was a wide open catch, I still believe the last 2 games he played in the postseason, including the Super Bowl, I think were big for him from a confidence standpoint. He even admitted he kind of lost confidence because...
And he returned a kick successfully.
I think that's huge for his psyche, and it is year 2. You know, he certainly... The one thing I've said, and this is not meant to... Because I think McCole Hardman at times was criticized too much, but he's put in the work. McCole Hardman wasn't going down to Texas multiple off seasons.
No.
Sky Moore was there this off season again. That's what if you're going to have what is viewed as a disappointing rookie season, then you got to make sure you're putting in the work the next year. He's done all of that. He's got to obviously go out and perform, but it's not for a lack of effort in trying to get this thing figured out and all that. That's already a step in the right direction, I think, for Sky Moore.
Oh no, there's more hope. I have hope for Sky Moore. I just feel like if he got to 550 yards, I wouldn't be mad. You know what it is like sometimes when you set expectations lower, people think that you don't think that they're capable of growth. No, I think going into the following year, I would ask the question I ask about any third-year wide receiver like McCole Hardman. Are you ready to be a 550-yard wide receiver for life? McCole Hardman, Richie James, whatever. Or do you want to take the step, the leap forward that puts you into you're a Tyler Boyd, you're a number 2, you're a number 3, you have clear value, you're good for somewhere between 750 and 1,000 yards.
Yeah, and he has said Mahomes has to trust
depending on the
him.
circumstances.
He has said, he spoke probably a couple weeks ago. The key is he wants Patrick Mahomes to basically, I don't know, paraphrasing, but he wants him not only to trust, but be happy, be excited to throw his way, and know that he's going to run the right route. I mean, there was some miscommunication at times last year. That's stuff that I will attribute to being a rookie. Last year, I thought he was going to be a 550-yard receiver. That didn't happen. So this year, I'm still going to say I think he's a 550 to 600-yard receiver. If he doesn't get to that mark in year 2, I think Kramer would even admit at that point in time, well, then, okay, there's a problem there at that point.
Yes.
Unless he got hurt very early in the season or something. But yeah, the wide receiver stuff is not going away. That's going to be a huge topic up at camp.
You're watching Kelsey Mahomes on the match last night. You're telling yourself, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are set up for success going forward, right? They still got a nice young team. Well, if you needed any more proof, article out from Aerodactic this week, just naming the 3 players who are definitively entering the final season with Kansas City. And I'm here to tell you, you shouldn't care. None of them matter in the long scheme of this team's overall success, because if these are the only 3 players we are for sure are in the final year of their season, they are Derek Nottie, perfectly good defensive lineman who are available in every draft, Donovan Smith, who you would think, okay, I mean, we knew he was a spot starting offensive tackle anyway, and we'd like the upgrade, or to get Jawan Taylor ready, and Deion Bush.
That's the one I'm worried about.
Deion Bush?
Just kidding.
Look, let's face it. The Chiefs are in. This to me, this article kind of highlights something that everyone should be talking about the Chiefs more from a national perspective. They are not only the best team in the NFL as the defending Super Bowl champions. No team in the AFC is better positioned than them as well. They went through an entire roster turnover. How many members of the Chiefs are still on here from the first Super Bowl? Like 4?
Yeah, it's like Winchester, Mahomes, Kelsey, Jones.
Like then Winchester. I mean, are we even?
Butker, yeah.
I mean, Winchester?
No, but I mean, you're asking.
2 of those are specialists.
You're asking, man.
Was Tommy Townsend on the team still?
No.
Not yet.
Colquitt won the first one.
Oh, Colquitt. That's right.
Cody's favorite player.
Ducking me for this wiffle ball game.
Well, you heard what you had to say about him.
I was ready to call him out.
Dude, you got him shaking in his boots.
He
I was
didn't
ready
make,
to stand up for our guy,
He
Nick.
didn't make the flight back.
Didn't make it to the game. In a victory for Team Holtis in the wiffle ball game, mind you. But when you look at it, no team in the AFC is better positioned than them because of this. They have already gone through the roster turnover. There's 4 people from a Super Bowl they won just less than a handful of years ago. All they're losing, what do they lose? What is the biggest player they lost this year, in your opinion? Frank Clark?
Yeah.
Orlando Brown Jr.? But they replaced that, so we're awash there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's rebuilding the roster, but also they've shown that when you have, Mahomes actually making the Mahomes type of money from the deal, this isn't like when we see
$45 million last year.
Yeah, this is Josh
35.
Allen's numbers finally going to start kicking in. Joe Burrow's not even got the new deal yet. It won't kick in for another year or so. Herbert, when he gets his new deal, won't kick in yet. We have to. Will those front offices be able to build championship caliber rosters when you have the quarterback making that money? The Chiefs just showed you they know how to build a championship caliber and winning team while having that guy make that kind of money. That's a huge deal. And all the talk last year about all the young pieces playing, it paid off last year, but you get even more benefit now. We've discussed
this
an
entire season and a half.
And so when you're drafting as well as the Chiefs have the last 2 seasons, we'll see how this draft class turns out. But the last 2 seasons, that's why you're able to have this conversation being set up in the future. They've got some tough decisions to make this, like every offseason. This next offseason, depending on what happens with Chris Jones before the season starts, that changes that. We know the L'Jarius Sneed situation. They're going to have to figure out something with if they're going to keep Tooney on that contract or redo something. Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith. We keep going down the list. They will have to make some decisions at that point in time. But yeah, they are well positioned because this front office has shown they know how to, even with your quarterback making as much money as anybody in the league, even if it's a deal that everybody says is a great deal for the Chiefs, they know how to put together a championship roster.
If you put together every playoff team from last year, the Chiefs had the 3rd youngest roster in the postseason last year. So even of the good young teams who were in the playoffs, they were younger than them. The only 2 younger, and this one shouldn't surprise you, the Jags. That roster's brand new, full of first-round picks. They couldn't get past the Chiefs. And the Cowboys, a surprisingly young unit as well on that grouping. The Bills were one of the oldest. The Bengals were one of the oldest. The Eagles were older than the Chiefs. All of these rosters, because if you look across the board, you're right. But I still think you're like 2 years away from a difficult decision on the roster, which means 2 more years to find draft picks that replace those guys and figure out which ones you can walk on. They did such a good job drafting, Gold, that all they have to do is be a mediocre drafting team for the next 5 years to maintain a roster caliber of Super Bowl play around Patrick Mahomes. They'll always have a chance with Patrick Mahomes. We've talked about this a bunch of times. You could, I honestly think, I don't know who you think the worst roster in the NFL is. Maybe the Cardinals. If you put Patrick Mahomes
Cardinals
on the
and Rams have 2 of the worst rosters.
If you put Patrick Mahomes on the Rams or the Cardinals, they would go to the postseason. Therefore, they would have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Maybe a long shot, but they'd still have a chance.
You mentioned Frank Clark and Orlando Brown, possibly the 2 biggest departures, but no one's talking about Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill had probably a career year last year.
He had a very nice year, got him paid in Cleveland. Good for him.
I think that's going to be I think that might be a little bit of a miss.
You got Justin Reed. They drafted Brian Cook the year before. I think that showed us they were already planning on replacing Juan Thornhill when they drafted Brian Cook. I agree with you. Juan Thornhill had a really good 2022 season. But I think with Justin Reed, Brian Cook,
just wasn't room for him because that's kind of crappy.
Well, I wouldn't have given Juan Thornhill a deal. I'm already paying Justin Reed. I don't want to be paying big, quote unquote big time money to 2 veteran safeties. I don't need to do that. Not with the current makeup of this roster.
No.
If Justin
the
Reed,
second you gave Justin Reed money, Juan Thornhill was gone.
That and then they followed it up with drafting Brian Cook. I mean, if Justin Reed wasn't on this team, that's a whole different. Juan Thornhill would still be on this football team. And they made the right decision not giving Thornhill the contract. Best of luck in Cleveland, but I think they're positioned fine at the safety spot heading into
They're younger
this season.
They took, like you said, Chamari Connor and have Brian Cook from last year, which means they bought themselves 4 more years at the safety position. They need to see one of those guys to take the leap so they can walk on Justin Reed and pay somebody else. Like, they are better positioned than any other team in the AFC. It was just like this one article. It wasn't even about the guys that they listed. It was just, if these are the 3 guys who are definitively in their last year in Kansas City, so what? I mean, I think you could probably argue Jerick McKinnon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like, there's a couple of other guys I'd probably toss on the list, but those are running backs, so we really don't care. Why bring them up? Maybe Blake Bell. Name a valuable starter.
Jody Fortson, actually. Like, legitimately, I think it is his last season in Kansas City.
Name a valuable starter. Someone who is one of the 22 people they put on the damn field first. That you are sure it's their last year in Kansas City. And I'm not sure that there's...
Not for sure. Willie Gay will be an interesting one.
Willie Gay.
Chris Jones.
Maybe Snead. Maybe Jones.
Chris
but
Jones,
none of these guys
Chris Jones about to get a new deal in the next month.
You Jones about to get it. Chris Jones
about to get a new deal in the next 30 days.
Unless Spags messes it up.
That's right. According to Kramer, it's Spags' fault. He's not doing enough for his guy.
He's not pulling weight for his guy.
Unbelievable.
He had 15 and a half sacks last year, Kramer.
Jeez.
What do you think?
I mean, Chris Jones pulling his weight, but is Steve? No. We don't know.
Spags, once again, was a defensive coordinator for a championship team. He's got a couple rings.
I know.
He's got a couple rings, man.
I see it in paper.
Him. He's
this generation's. Is he this decade's Wade Phillips?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
And how many rings does Wade Phillips
People were
have?
calling for his job 2 years ago. So
well, of course.
Well, people are
idiots.
idiots.
Fans, though. That's what
people asked John Sherman to sell the team yesterday, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, no offense, text line or people listening to the show. Some of you are stupid. Not all, just a couple of you. Yeah. You say crazy things.
It's again, we always joke. Fan is short for or fanatic. I mean that's normal fandom stuff. We've all been there. We all grew up as fans first. Still are fans. So that's normal stuff. That's to be expected. Frustration brings out some bad takes at times.
I was trying to say how many rings Wade Phillips has now. He coached literally everywhere.
Isn't he in the USFL or XFL? Didn't he coach this past year for one of those teams?
I don't know, maybe.
Birmingham, something.
He was just one of those guys. This is the kind
Houston
of defensive
Renegades,
coordinator.
Dallas Renegades, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Roughnecks.
He's in the XFL, yeah. The Roughnecks.
This is just one of those things you know about Andy Reid. Is like he needs a defensive coordinator who will handle his business. And he let Bob Sutton handle his business for a little too long. Bob Sutton did have some top 5 defenses. I know people are always very confused.
It was very opportunistic defenses.
Yeah, and they were top 5 scoring defenses twice under Bob Sutton, something they've never been under Steve Spagnuolo. But Spags' defense, they thrive late. That's where Bob Sutton's defenses were the worst. Bob Sutton's defense would get to the postseason, all of a sudden Antonio Brown due to lack of change. All of a sudden, Antonio Brown's being covered 50 yards downfield by Justin Houston, and you're like, well, I don't like that at all. That's a problem. And Spags' defense seemed to get better later. So it's like you accept the, I guess, less regular season success for the opposite.
So he talked to the management to get better players on his team. Oh, okay, makes sense. Everything's going around in full circle. Yeah, get Chris Jones' contract done.
They'll get it done. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, I'm really not worried about it. Coming up next, we'll get to what's trending and what impact the Royal Stadium is now going to have on the Chiefs going forward.
Cody and Gold on 610 Sports Radio and the Odyssey app.
You talk on the radio. Yeah. You're a fanboy.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Teachers are teaching, students are learning, and the things that protect them every day are often taken for granted, but never taken for granted by Keller Fire and Safety. Keller expertly installs, services, and maintains school lockdown and access systems, intercom and communication systems, safety and security systems, and fire protection and alarms. Get people out when they need to be out and keep people out who don't need to be in. Parents can feel better about where their kids spend the day when it's a Keller Fire and Safety school.
Keller Fire and Safety. KellerFire.com.
Celebrate this 4th of July with good friends, great food, and a little help from Hy-Vee. Your perfect holiday cookout starts with the highest quality hand-trimmed beef, specialty brats, or Hy-Vee's famous chicken grillers. Top it off with fresh and ready side dishes and a sweet treat from the bakery. Rather not prep, cook, and hassle with all the cleanup? Let Hy-Vee Catering do the work. It's easy, delicious, and affordable. Just one stop to create a bang this holiday at Hy-Vee, voted Kansas City's best grocer.
Hey, it's Kling. The 4th of July at our house means a big, big plate of food and hanging out with the family. If you're like me and want to spend less time cooking and cleaning and more time hanging out, well, let Hy-Vee cater your celebration with ribs, fried chicken, or pulled pork. You can pick up party trays, Hy-Vee's terrific fresh-made dips, and some holiday-themed baked goods. Or if you're going to do the grilling yourself, might I recommend the Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Steaks. Only the highest quality hand-selected cuts meet their tough specs. One stop does it this 4th, only at Hy-Vee.
While you are celebrating the 4th of July with friends and family, or grilling for one, go to your local grocer and pick up bottles of Gates sauces and seasonings and experience that flavor explosion found only in Gates products. Or maybe you would rather pick up a couple slabs of ribs or a party tray for the park. Gates' 5 locations are open and ready to serve whichever you choose. Or you can purchase online at GatesBBQ.com. Make Gates a part of your 4th of July. Gates Barbecue is a Kansas City tradition.
When you go to a Royals game, you want to see them light up the scoreboard.
Cranks it to right. That is a slam.
And after the game, you can watch them light up the night sky. During the summer, the K has the best show in town. Every Friday home game is our spectacular summer fireworks show presented by Price Chopper and Blue Bunny. Come for the fireworks. Stay for the fireworks. Tickets at Royals.com.
Baseball season's in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/win to join today. Don't miss your chance to snag a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Go to FanDuel.com/win to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Must be President State where lawful to wager 21 plus and President select states. First online real money wager only $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9 with it in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas. 1-888-770-STOP. Louisiana. GamblingHelpMA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit MDGamblingHelp.com in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-888-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Baseball season's in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/win to join today. Don't miss your chance to snag a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Go to FanDuel.com/win to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Must be President State where lawful to wager 21 plus and President select states. States first online real money wager. Only $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas. 1-888-770-STOP. Louisiana. GamblingHelpMA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit mdgamblinghelp.com in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-888-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
You're listening to 610 Sports Radio from the Max Motors Studios. Cody and Gold will be live from the practice field during training camp this summer with live press conferences, exclusive one-on-one player interviews. Tune in weekdays starting at 10 right here on 610 Sports Radio. KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Liberty, always live on the free Odyssey app. What's trending?
All right, let's check in on the hot topics trending.
Number one on What's Trending Royals baseball tonight. The Dodgers are in town. The red-hot L.A. Dodgers coming off a win last night as well. The Royals coming off a walk-off win. Freddie Fermin, of course, get the walk-off there for the Royals. It'll be Alec Marsh, though, making his Major League debut, which adds a little excitement. Of course, like you're trying to find anybody to latch onto for some hope in the starting rotation, young pitchers, pitching development. I will say, trend-wise, going up against the Dodgers anytime is tough, but for starting pitchers making their Major League debut, the Dodgers have not lost against a starting pitcher making their debut since Kyle Freeland back in 2017. Dating back to 2016, 10 starts in MLB debuts versus the Dodgers. Those pitchers have a 9.34 ERA, a 2-8 record, and 46 earned runs. So, look, that. Alec Marsh, what happened in 2017 has nothing to do with him. I get that, but still, the trend is tough to go up against the Dodgers when you're a new pitcher anyway.
The historic trend is bad for Alec Marsh, but I am interested to see this. He kind of represents, as does like Castillo or some of these other guys that we're not as high on, that other slightly less impressive wave. I guess they're starting pitchers out of the minors, but sometimes those guys can surprise you. Sometimes those guys do end up being the third or fourth or fifth starter you end up meeting. Alec Marsh pitched a lot better in AAA this year than he did in AA. He does have command issues if you're looking for something tonight. So if he starts walking guys, it could be a problem. But we'll see. I'm still interested to see what Alec Marsh has to offer, especially against the Dodgers, one of the best teams in baseball. Next up on What's Trending, Sporting Kansas City, taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps coming up tomorrow. They've really turned their season around.
I know that was named the player of the month.
Yeah, we talked a lot about where they were in the early stages, and there were conversations coming up about whether or not Vermees should get the axe from Sporting Kansas City, as much as he was the only coach that held big value for them in their franchise's history. But they're right there in the playoff hunt right now. And the soccer playoffs work not always, but sometimes a little bit like the hockey ones, where you got a better chance of being a team in the postseason that can win it all in soccer than you do baseball or the NBA or any of these other sports where you can't be a low-seeded team and expect to do much.
Yeah, Casey Curran also, they are in town actually tomorrow. Casey Curran going to host the Portland Thorns. Next up on What's Trending, ESPN, unfortunately, looking at another round of layoffs, including some big talent names. Keyshawn Johnson reportedly is out at ESPN. Also, looks like LaFonso Ellis, Jeff Van Gundy, just to name a few of the reportedly roughly 20 on-air personalities that are going to be let go today.
Jalen Rose, I think I saw too.
As ESPN is cutting costs.
Wow.
ESPN is pretty much getting rid of their
entire NBA unit.
ESPN is pretty much getting rid of also their investment in ESPN Radio, because even though they're investing in Pat McAfee, a big chunk of money, he's not going to do a radio show. It's going to be on YouTube and also on television. It's not going to be on ESPN Radio affiliates. So, sad day for the industry. Obviously, anytime you see something like that, 20 plus on-air people losing their jobs today.
Though,
ESPN.
radio market's still opening up, so maybe you and I can thrive to Spot 16. Although that's not for national radio.
I don't think that has any say whatsoever.
Just more people can
You
listen.
will get there. You'll get the 15 at least.
Nick has until next week. Next Friday is last day. Is until next Friday to get us to
Let's get them
16.
to give us a preliminary ranking for next year
Oh,
to
yeah.
find out if we're 16th or not.
Yeah, Max Kellerman, also the other name, out at ESPN reportedly.
Wow. Okay.
He's been there forever. Max Kellerman's done a little bit of everything there for them. Obviously, he's been on their boxing coverage here as of recent, but he's been on a little bit of everything for them over the years.
Susie Colbert, that's the one. I like Susie Colbert a lot. I just saw she just tweeted out herself that today she joins the many hardworking colleagues who have been laid off. She was there for 27 years.
Sucks.
I like Susie Colbert quite
Happy
a bit.
4th
That's
of July.
Yeah, right before the holiday weekend. Jeez.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Sadly, in our industry, and probably most industries, they do not care about that. Lastly, on What's Trending, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's win the match 4-2 over Steph Curry and Klay Thompson yesterday out there in Las Vegas. They were plus, I think, 200 or 300 to win it before the match actually started. And by the time they got 5-6 holes in gold, they were like minus 4,000.
Yeah.
They became the heavy favorite in a millisecond in that match the second they started going up 4-up. Travis Kelce was hitting all of these great drives, and then Patrick Mahomes was chipping and putting like a pro. I think the best shot of the entire match, there was two. It was either Travis Kelce on that par 3 gold when he put that thing inside of maybe 8 to 9 feet. And then the other one I would say is when Patrick Mahomes squeezed it inside of Travis Kelce's already impressive pitch. Were those the two shots of the match? Travis Kelce's par 3 shot, and then the one where Patrick
Mahomes.
squeezed it inside of Travis's shot that was already really good.
Yeah, I watched more of it than I thought. Of course, Mahomes and Kelce is why. Otherwise, they probably got to refresh it a little bit, bring in some different people next year. I was surprised how poorly Steph played. I was impressed with Travis Kelce.
Me too.
The Chiefs just keep winning everything, man. Chiefs players win everything. Top of the game.
They're some of the best. Travis Kelce is one of the best teammates of all time, man. Just picking up his guy, helping carry him to victory like he does other times.
And when they get momentum, which they got, as you said, right out of the gate, they're kind of unstoppable. We see it on the football field. And Mahomes at one point was asked, like, what aren't you good at? Because we always joke, like, there's nothing he's not good at. He did say he's like, bowling and pool. So if you ever want to, bowling and pool, your only shot.
The only two things?
Your only shot. Otherwise, Mahomes is better than you at everything else, basically.
I have to bring back up the touch gene comment from
the what?
Zach Greinke? Someone was asking Zach Greinke a similar question this once, and he's like, I have the touch gene.
Well, Mahomes
like,
has
I'm
soft
just
hands.
good. I'm just
Mahomes
literally good at everything.
Kelsey Mahomes, soft hands.
Yeah, Zach Greinke would kick your ass at ping pong. He would kick your ass at bowling. Zach Greinke would beat me in literally every athletic or semi-athletic event known to man.
Yeah.
You know, I feel happy that I know I can probably beat Pat at pool.
He said pool and
He'd probably still beat me.
Pool and bowling are the two. See, I would have thought Patrick would be good at bowling.
I mean, think about how hard he could probably throw it.
Now, the difference is he's probably good at it. He's just not capable of being
He's
other
got like a
world-class
250
athletes.
guy. He's a 250 guy.
Well,
guys.
yeah, it turns out, as you guys probably know, there's some NFL players who are really good at bowling. Like McCole Hardman is like a 220 scorer.
Willie Gay bowls. A lot of the guys.
He
bowl,
probably goes out there and rolls 190, and he's like, I'm just no good. And you're like, that would be 95% of society.
I mean,
just
Mookie,
so you know.
Mookie Betts is in town. Maybe him and Pat go bowling with each other. Mookie's gonna. I mean,
Mookie
sweep
Betts.
him.
I said it earlier, like because I was watching the Dodgers game late last night.
He's a fun player.
He's one of the other than Ohtani. He's probably in like the top 5 most enjoyable players, top 3 for me probably of players to watch in baseball. Mookie Betts is incredible, and he's going to actually do the home run derby this year too. He's playing second base now. He's not even playing in the outfield anymore. They got him playing second base.
He can play.
It's incredible.
He's a tremendous athlete.
That is still the Red Sox trading Mookie Betts. I mean, I understand at the time they were trying to clear money, but you want to talk about one of the worst trades in baseball over the last 5 to 10 years.
You don't like Verdugo? You don't like him?
Trading Mookie Betts for the Red Sox doing that. What a dumb trade.
To save money.
What a
and
dumb trade.
It was a money move. It was nothing more than we don't want to pay Mookie Betts.
I mean, they did the same thing with Josh Beckett and Carl Crawford like 3 or 4 years prior.
Well, those worked better than the Mookie Betts one.
Mookie Betts.
This is like the Patriots did a really good job getting rid of players too early for a really long time. They should have never let Chandler Jones walk, you know? You could screw it up even when you let go of all these some of these other players too early.
That is what's trending here on Cody and Gold. Reminder coming up less than an hour from now, Club 610 opens up a holiday weekend. Getting set for 4th of July. We'll talk a little bit about that.
2 today.
Maybe so.
Maybe
so. And we have
high and mighty over there too.
I go for a second one.
Club 610. We have a sign now, a neon sign for Club 610, which we'll get going. Thanks to our friends over at J. Rieger and Co. We're making old fashions today.
You excited?
Hell yeah. It's one of my favorite cocktails. It is.
Because you're not a big whiskey guy, but you like a whiskey cocktail.
It's growing on me more and more, though.
Oh.
I told you we had a good sampling over the weekend. I just got a new bottle of something this yesterday, actually.
You never told me the stuff you drink this weekend. I want to know. You said I would like it, and you didn't even tell me what you tried.
I know, because I don't remember.
I got some really nice whiskey if you want to drink some at the house.
I don't remember the names.
Kramer and I are going to play poker together later tonight.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
But you never come. You don't like poker.
Wait, I also don't even know who's going to be there. So I just, why not?
I'm trying to lay low tonight. I still want to get over this thing and then be good to go next week. I'm trying to just lay low.
God, will you know anyone else who's there? Pete's out of town, so he will not be there.
Bink going? Did you invite him, or you told Bink to F off too, huh?
I invited Jay Binkley. He was unable to attend.
I mean, I'm always there for a good time, so I'm okay with it.
It's a lot of the faces you would think, I think it's only like 6 or 7 of us. We don't have like a 10-man table tonight, so maybe I should be recruiting.
Cody's hosting underground poker games again in Kansas City.
I'm not hosting. By the way, I'm not hosting the one tonight. Just make it clear. Yeah. I'm just attending it.
Someone just
which makes me way more innocent in this case,
Someone picked up another garage sale item. It wasn't scheduled for today, but we were here. We said till 2. If you already got an email about garage sale pickup items today till 2, you can do that again. Someone just picked up one of the other confetti jars. They said they paid for it with Bitcoin for the first time ever. They paid for our auction item, the confetti with Bitcoin.
We're moving into the proper century, which is cool. But I swear to God, that's so funny you mentioned that. Last night I go to the gas station late, right? You just want like a candy bar or something. You're like, yeah, screw it. I'm gonna drive it to the gas station. I'm gonna get some sweets.
Yeah, I got you.
So I drive up there to the gas. There's one that's really close to the house. I go to Quick Trip more times than not, but there's a gas station closer than that.
QT's worth the extra drive sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But in this case, because I was just getting somebody go up the street. This is definitively not the kind of gas station that you should have ever asked this question at. No way.
What do you mean by that?
No way. Someone rolls up this lady's up, and she gets all this stuff. She gets all her stuff together. She goes up to pay. She's like, hey, can I pay with Bitcoin? And you're like, at the gas station? Lady.
How much gas is she buying?
You're wasting. No, she's just getting stuff.
Yeah, but don't they have
She's had some like energy drinks or cocktails or something. I'm like, lady.
So she's buying like $1,000 worth of stuff at
no. You can't. That's not how,
it's like $15.
That's not. No, but that's not how it works anyway. Bitcoin it's fractional, right? So like a lot of people own Bitcoin. Doesn't mean they own 3 Bitcoin. That'd be 80. Like that'd be like 80. I don't know what the price is now. That'd
be like 30,000. That'd be like $100,000.
No, like Bitcoin. You can buy like with any of the cryptocurrencies. If the total is $5, it's like 0.0000888 whatever, right? Of that actual coin.
I mean, I still own 2 million Doge, but I mean that's me.
You never sold it? Yeah,
nope.
I don't own any crypto currently. I'm kind of out on that right now.
No, you're not.
I don't own anything. No crypto.
You're out, huh?
I just currently my only investments are going directly to a 401k. That is it. Not putting any of that into
not a
into
Roth.
Crypto.
Mixing it up a little bit.
It is a Roth. It is a Roth.
Got in a couple of avenues. Stocks.
I did my research many years ago. We're going with the Roth. We're going with the Roth.
You got to know the place where you think right now, even in 2023. That you can successfully use your Bitcoin to pay for something. There's just no way.
Yeah.
The locally owned gas station around the corner is the spot. Okay.
I was going to mention this one before when Kramer was talking about like $1,000 thing, but it's true. You can use a debit card with your Bitcoin. They have ways to do that. So the person just needs to get one of those. If they really want to use Bitcoin to pay for stuff, you can still use a debit card through that.
I mean, whatever success. I also think that we should pass a law.
Okay.
That forces you to have a separate line to buy lottery tickets. I'm done being in that line.
Way to be political.
Stop complaining. What? Because you had to wait an extra 30 seconds for someone to buy the Powerball ticket?
Dude,
Come on.
30 seconds? You know the people who love the lottery. It's not 30 seconds.
This is also coming from a guy who admitted to a felony this week. Wants to make a law. Okay, all right.
I did not admit to a
Cody,
felony.
The Powerball.
Maybe.
Do you know why people are lining up a little bit more this week for him? We're up to about a half bill tomorrow for the old jackpot. $493 million. Cash value of $254 million.
I used to think that if I won the lottery, I'd do the show for a little while. I think I just quit.
Just no show.
I used to think I like my job, I'd keep doing it for a little while. Just people wouldn't know I was super rich. And then I thought, no. I thought about this the other day because we were talking about whoever it was that took a second job. I'm like, oh, Ryan Seacrest. I'm like, dude, you're worth $450 million, and you're like, what if I also host Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune,
and I'm like, you know what? That's it. I got to quit this job if I win the lottery for $500 million.
But Wheel of Fortune, and same with Steve Harvey on Family Feud, they spend like 2 weeks recording a bunch of episodes, and then they're done. They're not live tapings, or they're taping. They're not live shows.
Just record all of our shows in one day. work 20 straight hours.
I've told you on the whole Powerball thing or any jackpot, like, yeah, you for a couple weeks or a month or two, I would still keep working to get everything ducks in a row. But I don't think you'd be working for 3 more years. Eventually, people would find out, too, I feel like.
Missouri.
You have to in your state.
Yeah.
You have to know. You can't be anonymous. In Kansas,
Do
you
you
can
think
be
it'd be hard
anonymous.
to do this show all of a sudden if I was worth
Yeah, so
400?
you couldn't help yourself. Your mind would be racing so much for weeks and weeks.
So let's say I win it and I've got the money's in my account and I'm
Alright.
still hosting the show together. Would it be hard for you to do the show with me knowing that I'm worth $400 million? Or would you just ask me to do ridiculous things that we couldn't have done before now that we have all this cash? Like we just give away a boat. Like today on Cody and Gold, we're giving away a boat. And you're like, why? Because I can. And there's nothing anyone can do to
people would start
stop me.
noticing. They'd be like, all of a sudden, much nicer car in the parking lot. And then just be like, wow, you're just flying to, like, all of a sudden on the show, we're talking about some big sporting event, the NBA Finals. And Cody's like, yeah, I'm flying out to the game tonight. I was like, how are you doing this?
It's Cody. There's going to be he's going to install a helipad up top. He's just going to chop her down every single time.
I pay Odyssey for the building so I can install my own helipad.
We would be able to know. One, your mind yourself would be racing, but we would just know. It sounds terrible. You would act different. You would. You just would, man. I'm not saying you'd be an ass, but I almost finished the sentence or the word.
Careful,
but
not for the second time this
Yeah,
week,
almost into the dump button.
Not for
But
the
you know
second
what I
time
meant.
this week.
I'm not saying you'd be
me on my
that.
toes.
Yeah, you keep the dump button ready. I'm not saying you'd be that, but you would be different. Someone said, yeah, you can contribute some more money for the garage sale for the new Negro Leagues Baseball Museum building.
There'll be some great experiences.
Oh, dude, we would just make some of them so ridiculous. Just 1 year. Host a show for 1 year. And all of the terrible ideas that I pitch on this show that you say we can't do. Starting our own pizza shop.
Well, yeah.
C&G
Pizza would happen.
we would just do all of it.
Hey, you can honestly help build a new stadium. There we go.
Oh, we'll have the C&G Pizza in the new ballpark district.
There we go. In the
ballpark district. Yeah.
That would be the spot.
Yes.
I want to start one of those batting cage bars like I've been to down in Wrigleyville.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
What's the name of that place in Wrigleyville that I know exactly where I've been there before? That's for North Kansas City, Cody. That's for your Clay County site, okay? You save that for your Clay County site.
I would be good. With all those warehouse spaces, be the easiest thing to build ever.
Yes, I'll help.
What is the name of
I'll
that
chip
place?
in a little bit of
Someone
money.
said Cody would just live Nick's life. Just go to Europe twice a year and just take vacation all the time. That's right. Nick's back next week for 2 days or 3 days, and then he's gone.
That place, by the way, is I am a little surprised you're allowed to operate a business in which I had been drinking for, I don't know, 7 consecutive hours in Chicago, and then I'm allowed to step in a batting cage throwing 80-mile-per-hour fastballs. That just doesn't seem like you should let me do that. And yet there are bars in which you can throw axes, so I guess.
So you throw baseballs there or you hit baseballs?
Hit. Yeah, it's batting cages.
That's
and
awesome.
you can get beer.
That's
It's upstairs. There's 2 levels. There's the bar downstairs and upper level.
Yeah,
we need to have one of those
it's
here.
a full-blown batting cage where you can drink and hang out and goof around. It's great.
Attach it to the pizza place.
What is the name of that place? I'm never going to remember it now.
See, Cody, if you won the lottery, I don't know what you would do with the money because do you really have room for a 6th deck?
Yeah,
Sluggers Bar.
Sluggers,
world-class sports bar, grill, and dueling pianos. Quite the combo.
What's the spot? I could squeeze it. Maybe we get that pool finally. Screw that HOA.
Well, you'll just get a new house. You won't need to worry
Why
about
can't I just live in my house?
There's no chance if you won $250 million that you would live in the same house you live in now. Shut up.
And indoor swimming pools.
Shut up. There's no way. There's no way you'd stay in the same
house.
house.
A mansion. That
but you're not staying
absurd.
in the same house. Your house is very nice, but you're not staying in the same house. There's no way.
Go live next to Patrick Mahomes.
You also would want a place with some more security, is my guess.
Be careful with that property tax. They'll get you, bud.
That's Jackson County.
I
have to go somewhere else.
Let's talk about stadiums, shall we? Should we do that? We talked about
Sure.
the Royals, but what it means for the Chiefs as well. And the news yesterday that right now it seems like the plan, if all goes well, is to have the Chiefs on the same page with the Royals. And therefore, with that sales tax extension next April potentially, that the two would be tied together. Okay, so that's great news for the Royals. What does it mean for the Chiefs, though?
So maybe it's conspiracy theorist, but them not saying anything, just letting the Royals come out there, and that's the Chiefs' way. The Chiefs are very careful from a media standpoint, more careful than they need to be. You're bulletproof. Act like it. You can't do anything wrong. You've won 2 Super Bowls in 5 years and have the best player on the planet on your team. I think they want to tear Arrowhead down. I mean, am I way off base here? They have never said that.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing about these two is they're the same age. We know that. But Arrowhead is treated more like a historic stadium than Kauffman is.
As it should be.
It's treated more like it is Lambeau. It was Soldier Field, right? Because they're getting ready to have a new stadium too. It gets treated more like that than Kauffman does, even though they're the same age. But that's because baseball is the oldest damn sport on the planet. So there are stadiums that are like, over 100 years
and
old.
Arrowhead is considered one of the more iconic venues in football. It just is.
It absolutely is.
The atmosphere is incredible. Obviously, it doesn't have near the amenities as some of these newer stadiums.
No.
I mean, we're talking about billion-dollar stadiums that have been built for the last 10 years or so all across the country. Dallas, L.A., and obviously Arizona's got a nice new facility, even though their turf sucks. The Atlanta Stadium. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Obviously, the Bills are getting a new stadium. You mentioned Minnesota. We can keep going through. In the history, trust me, I'm very sentimental to Arrowhead. I grew up, I mean, it was the first sporting events I ever went to as a kid. I went with my parents to Chiefs games. So, I mean, that there's a lot of history there. But I think the best path, if you're going to spend money renovating X amount of money and the cost is going to be similar, at some point, you're not going to be able to keep renovating it every 20 years. I would rather have a new building. And if that means the Royals are heading downtown, then build a new stadium on the side of Kauffman. I still think that is the most likely path the Chiefs end up going.
I think that's where they're leaning. And they don't want to tip their hand yet because they do want that same extension. And that will benefit the Royals. So the Chiefs don't have to say that. The second, Clark Hunt and Patrick Mahomes are like, extend the sales tax. It's over.
It's not going to have any issue
that
passing.
vote's in the books now. I don't think it'd have any trouble passing if the Chiefs' name is on it.
No, you tie the two together. You and I suggested that quite some time ago. It's how they did it for the renovations before. So why wouldn't you do it for the stadiums going forward?
I just wonder whether or not, like, when are we going to hear from the Chiefs on this? Like, when is their plan?
Now we will because of the comments yesterday.
Well, yeah, John Sherman put them on the clock.
Yeah, we'll
he
hear
said
it
they're
up
in the
St.
same
Joe.
time frame we're in. They would also like to figure out the sales tax extension through because they want this thing on the April ballot, and that's the part that they John Sherman said that yesterday. He had told us August or April before. We knew that they passed the deadline for the August one, and that wasn't going to happen. Now we know that they're on the April ballot. We got to find out whether or not they're actually going to get this thing done. But I mean, that's. The Chiefs' end of this now becomes infinitely more important on how we report and pay attention to this going forward because he put their skin in the game. He forced them into the conversation.
I mean, if anybody has been paying attention, I think we probably can assume what the likely
we just
plan
kind of thought
is.
they would announce after.
Is you build on the current site of Kauffman, and you still have a tailgating atmosphere. You don't get rid of that, but you also build some other experiences and entertainment options, kind of like Titletown at Lambeau, what the Patriots have up there in Foxborough, something similar to that.
They want to build their own little town, their own little small village right there on that site.
If the new Arrowhead, I keep saying renovated or not, but new Arrowhead, let's just say.
They'll still call it Arrowhead, I bet.
At GHA Field.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Chris Jones calls it Yeehaw.
Dude, it's way better than GEHA. I don't owe them any money.
Look, we all call it Arrowhead anyway, so I don't care what the hell they call the field. We all call it Arrowhead.
I like that. You know what? This is one of the times that it's great to be in radio because the people who write for newspapers, they're still forced, I guess, based on like AP standards to call it GEHA Field when they write stuff. And you're like, no one calls it that.
We know it's Arrowhead.
Clark
we know it's Arrowhead.
I know it's got to be on the outside of the building, but it's Arrowhead.
Look, I mean, if GHA was writing me a check, then I would call it GHA Field too. So I get why they have to call it that.
Yeah. But other members of the more professional media than us,
that's true.
We're the least professional media.
That's for sure. We are nowhere near the most professional at all.
We're the least
At all. It's not
professional,
even
dude.
close.
We're the least professional. I was talking to someone who works in TV the other day, and I was like, how come you guys don't have like we do? Like, why don't you have like an endorsement deal?
They can't do that.
Either through social? No, they can't because it would appear that they're biased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have
and
no
in this,
problem
it's
being
like, so
biased.
we're more biased. Yeah, it's okay. I don't care.
No problem.
I don't. Nope. We're happy to.
But you guys are TV stars now. I mean, it's gonna be. Hey, they're gonna be knocking on your door here soon.
We're TV stars because we're on the stream.
And you guys also show up on.
We're at a career high of Twitch followers and YouTube followers.
Let's go.
There we go.
Subscribe, follow, do what you need to do.
That's right.
Please. And then I guess, subscribe on Twitch.
We do also know with these stadiums.
Follow on Twitch.
So if the Royals downtown all goes through, that means you're getting the All-Star game again.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, that's something by 2030 or 31, you probably have an All-Star game.
You think baseball would ever go to neutral site World Series? Probably not.
That sucks.
No.
That sucks.
That would. You know what it is? It's funny that you say that sucks.
I know they
And
did it
literally
during
in every
COVID.
other, like in so many other sports, we're fine with it. I just think when you got 7-game series, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, the NBA,
I like it.
You really can't. You really can't do that. They did neutral site because they had to during COVID. They played at Arlington or whatever the Rangers.
No, I'm with you.
Warehouse.
I don't think they'll ever go to that. And I hope they don't. But I was just curious.
Well, I mean, you get a new stadium, you'll get to the All-Star game. If the Chiefs decide to build it with a retractable roof, then it opens up to year-round concerts.
Please do that.
Year-round concerts.
WrestleMania would be here, boys. If that happens, WrestleMania will be here.
You think?
And that thing generates over $200 to $400 million every single year, and it's only a 3-day event.
I don't think I would go.
Speaking of concerts, by the way,
when we get to the, I'll take you there. I'll force you there.
I'm going to pre-warn you to start thinking about concerts because for the random question of the day, I have an idea, and I think it might be this show's best idea yet of the long line.
That's a high bar
of good ideas. I think we might really get somewhere with this. So just keep some concerts in mind.
Do that during random question.
Some year-round concerts in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important. Maybe think of some concerts that are coming up in Kansas City that might be very popular even.
Okay. There's one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get to that.
It's probably that one.
Get to that during the random question of the day. Up next, though, there's someone that should no longer be mentioned by our good friend Carrington Harrison. We'll tell you why next.
Cody and Gold.
Would I rather have my ween slammed in a car door? Or would I rather have my fingernails ripped off with a pair of needle-nose pliers? I don't know. I can't decide.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171. 800-873-7171.
Barbecue Whiskey Hotline, how can I help you? You're looking for a delicious barbecue whiskey to use behind the grill? The ultimate whiskey for marinades and glazes? Sweet, smoky flavor to pair perfectly with any of your favorite barbecue recipes, be it ribs, wings, brisket, or beef? That would be Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Curveball with a K. Curveball Barbecue Whiskey. Delicious sweet barbecue meets smooth American whiskey. Happy to help.
Drink Curveball and be a bonehead responsibly. Over 21. Find Curveball at Target, Hy-Vee, and Lucas Liquors, or ask your liquor store for Curveball Whiskey. That's Curveball with a K. Curveball Barbecue Whiskey.
Hey, this is Rex with KC Real Estate Buyers, and I buy houses for cash. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, grab a pencil. I'm going to give you a very important phone number in 40 seconds. I'm a private real estate investor. I live right here in KC, and I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at KC Real Estate Buyers, we are improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind-in-payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000. Or go to rexbuyskc.com. That's rexbuyskc.com. And I look forward to working with you.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Give your next cocktail a uniquely Kansas City twist with Rieger's Kansas City Whiskey, named Best American Whiskey at the prestigious 2023 Ascot Awards. A blend of straight bourbon, straight rye, light corn whiskey, and Oloroso sherry, all aged at least 4 years. This whiskey is well balanced, smooth, and slightly sweet. So special, it's racking up awards, winning new fans, and defining a brand new category of whiskey. Kansas City Whiskey from J. Rieger & Co.
If you're looking for fun on the water, I've been telling you about my friends over at Midwest Marine Boat Company. They have everything you need for summer fun on the water. And it's not just the boats. No, it's also the experience on the boat. Making sure you got those ice-cold beverages that are going to stay ice-cold. Did I tell you that Midwest Marine Boat Company has Yeti products? If you've never enjoyed your favorite cold summer beverage in a Yeti tumbler, then you've really never enjoyed summer. They got Yeti tumblers, coolers, you name it, at their brand new indoor showroom, Midwest Marine Boat Company in Grandview.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Yo, Biff, this one still needs to be vacuumed.
The service at Chuck's car detailing business is spotless. But new word-of-mouth recommendations leave him short of hands.
They don't have an appointment? Just get him in line behind the pickup truck. I'll stay for another couple hours and get it done tonight.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
DQ presents Picture this. You're getting together with all your best friends. Now picture all your best friends are actually the delicious ingredients of the new cake batter cookie dough blizzard. That's DQ soft serve, cake batter flavor, confetti cookie dough pieces, and DQ signature sprinkles. Oh, hey, it sounds like you got some pretty sweet friends. And that's worth cueing the confetti. Cookie dough! The flavor party isn't gonna last forever, so hurry in and get your cake batter fix today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit GetJim.com.
Brought to you by Gomer's. 5 locations in the KC Metro or shop online at Gomers.com.
Celebrate the 4th of July when you stock up for your holiday festivities at Gomer's. Gomer's was voted KC's #1 liquor store in Kansas City again for 2023. Best in price, selection, and service with 5 locations in the KC Metro or shop online at Gomers.com.
Back here on Cody and Gold, Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Kramer with you today. We'll get to the random question of the day. Cody has promised it as one of the great ideas in show history.
I'm very proud of it. I think it's a good idea, both for you.
I know.
Or another single person at this
That's
station.
That's what I hear.
The city.
Dusty's randomly in here.
I asked Dusty to come in.
Randomly.
You know.
I'm not randomly in. You guys
You're filling in. I didn't know you invited
Dusty,
him in.
real quick. You took the suitcase. We've forgiven you for that. There is.
I don't know.
One
of them.
This good?
Yeah.
There is one more item missing from the Cody and Gold garage sale.
You promise?
On my mother's life,
the Alex Gordon bobblehead is missing.
I wouldn't want that.
Someone paid for it, so.
Yeah.
I did not take an Alex Gordon. I did take the suitcase. It was a ploy to get Nick Schwartz. I admit that.
Okay.
I hate him, and it worked. And it worked effectively. I confess. Alex Gordon bobblehead, no chance. I'm not a bobblehead guy. They creep me out. They're weird.
Just checking you were here. Just thought
You're filling in on the drive this afternoon,
That's
right?
2 to 6. Yep.
Dusty, 2 to 6 today.
John Ketz joins the show. Vern at 3.
Okay.
Vern at 3. John Ketz at 4:15 to
Look at
talk
this.
about the
You hear
stadium.
this?
And
It's 12:30, and he can give us everything that's planned on the show starting at
it's
2
weird
o'clock.
when you love what you do. For a great price.
$9 an hour?
No, we just got a raise.
You're very affordable.
$10.50 an hour.
We're at 11.
Hey!
Yeah,
let's go!
Play the breaking news sound. on.
Yeah, quitting that other job.
Dusty
for $2
Likens
million.
officially making
Let's
a
go. Watch out, ladies. I'll take you to the green. I'll take you to the Green Lady Lounge. Get you a sidecar.
there it is.
couple more years, you'll be making like Whataburger line cook money.
Well, let's not go too far. They make $15 an hour.
Man, oh man.
Play on, boys.
There you go.
Couple more years. That's all.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll get to the random
That's
question.
a big news. Let's go.
That is because he made it. You guys remember he had a whole rant about the $9 an hour. I don't blame him, by the way, but he had a whole rant about it. It paid off. It worked.
From the 816, does he actually hate Nick or is it a bit? No, I think he hates Nick.
No, he legitimately does not like
Can't
Nick.
stand him.
As far
He's
as
so excited. He's so excited Nick's leaving. It's amazing.
He does seem
Dusty's really pumped.
happier.
He's been in a better mood since he knew that Nick was leaving.
What a move up. Yeah, he's just clicking his heels together. This idea later could impact Dusty depending too. So we'll get back to this.
Thinking of the afternoon show, obviously Carrington, as you can tell, Dusty's filling in. C-Dot's out today. And on Wednesday, C-Dot was talking about Pete Prisco, who put out like his top 100 players, and Creed Humphrey and CeeDee Lamb were very close to each other on the top 100 list. And Carrington put out a hypothetical question, and it got a lot of traction. It was a very good question, but we're confused why C-Dot's trying to drag down our guy. It's pretty
constantly,
simple.
very specifically, very targeted towards Creed Humphrey.
Yeah, so the question was office debate. Building a team from scratch, would you rather have Creed Humphrey or CeeDee Lamb? And we know people back up our guy Creed Humphrey, hashtag Creed is good. So 69% at least of all voters said, when I screenshotted it was at 69%. I don't know what it is now, but we'll just say it's 69%.
We'll just leave it there.
Said Creed Humphrey, which just shows you the support he has in this community. And he's a made man. He's a made man. So you don't attack a made man. You don't do that. And so we looked, and there's a track record here. You got to keep Creed Humphrey's name out of your mouth, C-Dot. You got to. We went back and looked. There was another trade hypothetical last February, Cody. It said the Bengals call up to offer T. Higgins straight up to the Chiefs for Creed Humphrey.
So a different wide receiver's trying to trade up.
What's your response? But again, trying to get rid of Creed. Then, earlier than that, back in January of 2022, can someone explain what makes Creed Humphrey a better center than Jason Kelce or Corey Linsley? I'm not even going to fake pretend like I have the answer. I'm genuinely curious on the why/what. There was another tweet. Quote tweeting the Chiefs announcing Nick Bolton in 2022 as the Rookie of the Year. He said, wait, so you're telling me even Creed couldn't be the best rookie on his own team? So what's the deal with the Creed? What did Creed do to C-Dot? He's trying to get rid of him.
Obviously, he doesn't value offensive line play the way we do. He doesn't value the center position the way we do. I think that's probably the best way to put it. He is a fancy boy who only wants, skill positions. Oh, wide receivers or quarterbacks or nothing. And this show, we have decided that it's not that. It's more than that. It has to be more than that because the Chiefs are doing that. They stopped spending money on skill positions and started making their offensive line better. So, heed the warning. The other part about this is you should know by now that the last person you should choose to pick on in this city right now is Creed Humphrey. He might be the third most likable Kansas City Chiefs between the two guys who were on TNT last night. He's untouchable. He remains untouchable. Hashtag Creed is good. Just leave him out of there. I guess the part of this I do have is because he's talking about if you started from scratch. Is Creed Humphrey officially, in your mind, a 100% lock to get an extension now?
Not 100% lock.
I think he's getting an extension. I think there's no doubt he's getting an extension. I think the way the Chiefs talk about him,
I don't think
use him, his level of play, I think he's done. I think he's going to get a long-term extension.
I think it's greater than 80%, though. I think it's very, very likely. I'm not going to go 100%, but I think it's very, very likely that he gets an extension. He'll be the guy out of the group between him and Trey Smith. I think that gets that extension. Have someone that could be. We said when he got drafted, he's got a chance to be a 10-year pro and an all-pro majority of his career, and that's exactly what he's already become.
I mean, and that's it. Like they're saying, hey, Creed, like text line 816, Creed is a future Hall of Famer. Lamb is an end of discussion. We've seen the Chiefs move on from centers, but I think Creed
Rodney Hudson,
is
Mitch
a
Morse.
special. But Creed's better than them. Those guys are 10-year NFL starters. There's nothing wrong with being a 10-year NFL starter. Creed Humphrey has already proven to anybody who evaluates the NFL. Listen to anybody who evaluates it. Pro Football Focus from an analytical perspective, scouts, GMs, the Chiefs' own evaluation. They talk and use Creed Humphrey They talk about him differently than they did those players ever. I think he's going to get an extension. He has a chance to be one of those historically great offensive linemen for the Chiefs. And you're never going to say that CeeDee Lamb could pop back up here. He's not going to, well, I mean, in Chiefs history, he might be a top 5 wide receiver. Their wide receiver history is not great.
As sinner, I fight for Creed Humphrey, 'cause I don't want to hear he can't win best rookie. 'Cause there's a hunger, a need to pancake from the line he lives without a mistake. So let's go there. Let's make Creed's case. Come on, let's go there. Let's change things today. Can we vote Creed higher?
Yeah, man, it's been a couple years. It's been a couple
Has
years.
it already been? Time flies, you know.
Couple
We're having
years.
fun.
Been a couple years. So we're always backing our guy. Just try trading a different. Try using a different member of the Chiefs. C-Dot. Try using a different member of the Chiefs.
Just, yeah, any other example. Use Nick Bolton. Use, I don't know, I mean, some other. You know what it is? He has to choose Creed Humphrey because the other players aren't good enough for this argument.
They're not the best of their position.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because if you said Nick Bolton, people are like, I'll take the wide receiver, I guess. Yeah, Nick Bolton's really good, but I'll take the wide receiver. Sorry. Because Nick Bolton's a very good linebacker.
I'm a big Nick Bolton guy.
Maybe even a Pro Bowl linebacker. But is anyone right now trying to tell you that Nick Bolton's going to go down as the single greatest linebacker in Chiefs history? So he has a chance to be a generational, as the text line put, talent? No. No. Nobody's having those conversations. So just leave Creed out of this. That's really the move going forward. Know that he's going to be here long term.
And you're not going to win. You're never taking him down.
No, you can't. He's too popular. He's just too popular of a player. You can't. No matter what poll you run, you know what the results are. So just talk about it if you want. But running a poll on social media is an L for you in the Creed Humphrey department. You can't win it. You know, he wanted it to be CeeDee Lamb. He texted us. He's like, I can't believe what you've done.
Yeah, Carrington did.
He said, I can't believe what you've done.
He said,
like,
you've
I
made
can't even
people
mention
think
Creed Humphrey.
He said, you've made people think Creed Humphrey is Larry Allen. Well, he could end up as a Hall of Famer one day, too.
He's better.
God, I'll tell you this much. If he ever goes to Canton, this show's going. I don't even care for doing the show anymore. We're going.
Yeah. No, 20 years from now,
and
I don't know what we're doing.
You and I.
You're going to be, Cody's going to be 60 years old almost.
We're going. Well, honestly, think about it. If he plays another 15 years, I'm 40 now.
We're going to be in our 60s.
I'll
be in my mid-50s.
I'm going. We're going.
Be in my 40s.
Got to go to Canton. Absolutely would have to be there. Like, I don't care. You're right. It doesn't matter where we're at in life. Has to happen. He got a long ways to go, but he's on the right path. He's on the right path.
He's heading that way. Let's get to the random question of the day.
Random question.
For you, Gold. For you, Kramer. For Quentin as well. And over on the J Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7610. I have an idea, and I want to know if you're on board. So
this always scares me.
So just hear me out. We've talked about a dating game on this show, which can still happen. Maybe of a combination between us and the drive. But I thought of a way to expedite and improve, in my opinion, this process. 1 week from today, Taylor Swift will be in concert at Arrowhead Stadium.
She will. I do know that.
According to my sources, there may be a pair of unclaimed Taylor Swift tickets.
Those are at least like $3,000.
Odyssey, Kansas City's possession.
For the pair, that's at least $3,000.
And I swear to God, I was sitting here this morning and I got it. I got the idea.
Okay.
Are you, if we can get them to give us the tickets, which is not a guarantee, by the way, we'll have to check on that. But if they were willing to give us the tickets.
Big problem if you can't get the
tickets. Would you next week be willing for us to invite as many women who would come down to the station? And I assume, by the way, as hot of a ticket as this is, we're looking at hundreds. As many women as would come down to the station.
Thousands, probably.
To speed,
you have hundreds and hundreds lined up.
To go on a speed dating expedition with you. To be your plus one to Taylor Swift.
A date experience with me and T Swift, or going to a T Swift concert.
Free ticket. Just going to go on a date with you, speed dating situation.
Incredible.
Any questions are on board.
So what? I'm in the parking lot. I've got a table. I'm just sitting there, and then there's a line of women all across Kansas City.
I don't want to say men can't come. That's sexist.
I will say
anybody can come.
I will drop for a date. It will be women. Yes. So we'll have a line of women. You're saying in the parking lot, and they're going to have to do a quick round of speed dating. I mean, I'm in. I don't know, if we can get the tickets. I'll come back from the lake a day early if you can pull this off. I'm supposed to be at the lake. I'm supposed to be at the lake. But I'll come back for that. If not, maybe we have to do something for a future concert. I love this idea. Someone says Taylor Swift's also single. That's true, Taylor. That's very true.
Then she'll write a song about you if you guys break up.
That's true. That's very true.
Do you remember the 28th night of September?
This is the song that's in the system?
Yeah.
This acoustic cover of somebody else's song? She has so many hits.
I don't know why. I typed in Swift, and that's what popped up.
I
know.
Came up.
I don't know. Not Shake It Off or anything. I don't know. I'm not sure, man. I love the idea, though, Cody. This would be incredible content. I'm in. I don't know if we're going to be able to.
You agreed awfully quick.
I don't think we're going to be able to.
How many people do you think we could get? How many people do you think would come down for this ticket?
Well, for Taylor Swift tickets, hundreds.
On the secondary market, they're like $1,300 or $1,400.
We would get hundreds lined up because of Taylor Swift. I don't think because it's the holiday next week. We don't have shows Monday or Tuesday next week. You're gone next week, part of the week. I don't think we can pull it off for the Taylor Swift concert. I'm wondering if we're going to have to do this for like a Beyonce concert or something in September.
You don't think? Is there enough interest in the Beyonce concert versus
not
the
as
Taylor
much as Swift? There won't be as much. Swifties are nuts.
Guys, you'd be shocked
in a good way. Passionate.
What's the get-in price for the Beyonce concert?
I don't know. I haven't looked those up. Could you imagine? I bet you if we set the over/under 300 people waiting in line for Swift tickets in our parking lot, if we gave them notice.
2 days? I mean, what do they need? 2 days?
Yes.
They're already telling people Arrowhead changed the rule that was happening in other places.
And do I get a pick? Do I get a pick who I get to go with?
I think it's a group effort, but yes.
Group effort or do I get a pick?
I think what might have to happen is we have to narrow down the list for you based on the number of people get there, and then maybe inside of that number
I can only imagine some of the things that might be said in order to get to go to the concert.
You can ask how you think the night's going to go, how you think. By the way, the Beyonce tickets are a fraction.
Oh my, $77 for this one row. My gosh.
Beyonce not filling up Arrowhead? Not the way Taylor Swift
not
is.
yet.
Well, I mean, it's just like you can get upper tank for like $70. But if we can get some lower level tickets
People
from
would
Odyssey,
still do it for Beyonce, but
$400.
The Swift one's the better route. I just don't think we can pull it off quick enough because this just happened today.
I'm worried that if we do it for the Beyonce concert, we'll get like 50 women interested in
That's
speed
still
dating
funny.
you.
That's
No, it's still very good. But I think if we did the Taylor Swift one, we could have hundreds,
if you can
hundreds of people here.
Gold, you might find your wife from this.
If you can,
you might.
If you can,
this is a great single event. Single guy event.
Yeah, just show up there by yourself.
The only restriction, what we got to do, 21 and up.
Yes.
Yes.
Multiple yeses on that, please.
I'm not sure why you put the caveat on it, but yeah, that
I think we all assumed
21 and up. It probably really needs to be like 25 and up if you want to know the truth. 25 to 45.
We'll say 21. I mean, I think.
Can we have a cutoff on the top end of the age, please?
At least 49.
That's
true.
Yeah, as someone who does contesting stuff, we can't say that you can't be too old.
Broken Heart. Someone says Broken Heart of Gold would be the next song from Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, she used to go to Lawrence. Like she had like her best friend or cousin or something went to KU. So there was a time where she actually
just hang out in Lawrence.
Yeah, never saw her.
Someone says if they get a date and you go to Taylor Swift, they're going to need an entire show just to break down the date.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, the break down the date from this, absolutely.
Someone says their wife may even consider it for.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I think we're going to end up with. I think we're going to end up with a lot of.
If you're married,
I think we're going to get a lot of married women showing up still.
Is that a no for you?
I mean, it would be a little weird.
There's this thing called swingers.
Yeah, Cody's familiar with that.
I am not familiar with that.
He's got a pineapple out front.
Yikes.
This is just some random accusation that started like 2 years ago.
Cody, we get texts all the time. Someone says, check out Cody and ask him how the swinger party was last weekend. And Cody and I are close, but he doesn't give me.
You're not that close, okay?
He doesn't tell me about that kind of stuff.
I think
someone says I heard Taylor Swift also doesn't eat leftovers and loves sports betting. I mean, we're set. That's right, Taylor.
You guys are meant to be.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Would you want the fame that came along with dating Taylor Swift, though? I mean, God, dude, just everywhere you went.
Yes, I would.
I mean, we're just talking about your value going up, winning the lottery. I mean, look at him. I mean, he definitely goes skyrocket above you.
This would be great for the show.
The show's profile.
Great for the show. This is the same thing if all of a sudden I was on like The Bachelor or a dating show. It would be great for this show, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Of course it would be.
Would you come back to work?
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think legitimately, like, let's even go through the hypothetical. Somehow I ended up on a dating show, like a national.
You have to be under 30 typically for those dating.
But it's not even just that. Seriously, I'm too old now. Wow. I don't think our job would give me 3 or 4 months off, Cody. You would need 3 or 4 months off work to do one of those dating shows, don't you? There's no way. There's no way this company would.
They film that like what, a month? That's not live.
From the 816, Beyonce's more popular than Taylor Swift. They're saying this is just a Two Americas thing. I'm just telling you right now, she is more popular as an art, or just as popular But this concert is a current cultural phenomena.
Yeah.
Like everyone is talking about it. As a result of that, the
Tickets are
tickets
nuts.
have gotten out of control. There's all these celebrity sightings and all these things, which is why I think we could get 200 or 300 people to show up to possibly be your day for this. This is why it works. I think the sheer number of people who would show up to it. Look, I also think Ed Sheeran and Beyonce are showing
I
up.
don't think you can do it for Ed Sheeran.
Also, very good.
I think it's gotta
ladies
be,
want to go to concert.
To me,
there's no doubt.
There's like 3 or 4 artists you can do it with. It would have to be this dating thing would have to be with Swift. If you wanted women for tickets, JT, Beyonce. I think it's like those 3 right now as entertainers.
I mean, Stevie Nicks and who's the other coming here?
Stevie Nicks.
Billy Joel.
Billy
How
Joel.
old of the woman is
I
he
mean,
trying
are you
to go
trying?
on this date
It
with?
depends. Are we trying to get
Stevie
gold hooked
Nicks.
up with a cougar or something? We
We're
never
trying
know.
to get him with a 59-year-old.
No, Taylor Swift. The tickets for Taylor Swift would bring out hundreds. Bring out hundreds to the parking lot for
Okay,
a
I'm
quick
gonna ask.
speed dating.
I'm letting you know. I'm sending an email.
That's fun.
I am going to.
Dusty's already trying to steal my thunder. He's already
I-
trying to steal this from me.
Well, I had asked Dusty. I had sent Dusty a text because I was like, "Hey, I kind of got this idea. Are you free during this time?" And then once he came in and I explained the idea a little bit, he's very interested.
Well, of
obviously.
course he's interested.
But
I'm
you said you'd
interested
come
as
back
well.
early from the lake if we get the tickets.
If
so
it's all locked up,
all I got to do is get the tickets.
I think the concern here is we have no time to promote it. You know how this goes in radio.
Mm.
We have no time to promote. We are all gone Monday, Tuesday. It's a holiday weekend.
And I
Today's
gotta
Friday
convince-
already. We don't even know if we have the tickets till Wednesday.
And I got to convince him to come off the tickets.
Most likely this is going to be pushed to a Beyonce, but I love the idea. I think we can have a ton of fun with content with this.
God, this could
is
be a
gold.
lot of fun.
Literally gold.
This is better than just the. We could do the standard dating thing, which would be fun. The dating game on here would be
Yes,
funny.
we've
We
talked
all have a
about
good
that.
laugh. This is better.
But it's the fact that we're having people come here to just talk to you, and you're asking the random questions that you probably already filled out. Like, okay, all right, I'm gonna check this one off. Yes,
yeah,
no,
we'll
no.
have a
You're gonna have to number these
questionnaire.
people off. Definitely. There's gonna be so many people for this.
Yeah, we'll have to narrow it down. Obviously, not going to be able to speed date through 300 people.
You could
I'll
never
be
know.
out there for hours.
I mean,
3 minutes tops. Every single person. 3 minutes tops.
What is your ballpark guess for how many people would come out?
If they knew that they could potentially win tickets to Taylor Swift, even if they had to go with me, although I think we'd have a great time.
Just to have it said. And very safe situation, by the way. Alex is on the air. He can't.
Yeah, I'm a
he
radio guy.
He tries to get handsy or something. She could out you.
Yeah.
He's a public figure.
Probably pay him $200.
Yeah.
I think I'm a decent looking guy. This would be great. This would be great. To answer your question,
I'm gonna try to get these
I
tickets.
think over 300 people.
Yeah, that's a good poll. That's yeah.
Someone says Gold's trying to back out. No. I told you
No,
I will
Gold
come
is
back.
in.
I will come back from the lake. Cody knows this behind the scenes radio stuff. The chances of us pulling this off in less than a week without even having the tickets secured is very slim.
Look, if I had thought of this sooner, I would have tried to push this sooner. I have thought of this only today. And
also, I wouldn't mind going to the Taylor Swift concert myself.
look
Just
at
saying.
you. Progressive.
I mean,
You would go.
We can't tailgate in the parking lot now, so.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
why
guys
did they
told
end
me
that?
earlier in the week. You said I should just go and tailgate. I said what? And you said this is a thing that the Swifties do. It turns out Arrowhead's not allowing that to happen. You will not. You have to have a ticket to get to the park. You have to get in the parking lot next
But
week.
that's.
You're telling me you can't just go to that Taco Bell, say, hey, get dropped off,
Dude, everyone's going to be sitting in that minute more parking lot.
and
now
then
at
walk
Taco
across
Bell.
and walk down that grass hill. That's going to happen.
Probably. People try. People will try. I bet you they're decent seats too.
So what do you
know?
think? Do we all think Beyonce's the second best choice? If for some
Yes.
reason,
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm going to
yes.
send an email to our boss Roxanne right now, and I'm going to ask her if I can have Taylor Swift tickets to send you and a date in a speed dating situation to go, and we will make this work if they will give us the tickets. But if not, what's our next best option? Beyonce?
It's Beyonce.
Beyonce, then Ed Sheeran.
Beyonce has to be the one. There's no other.
Yes.
After that, there's no other option. Unless JT suddenly is coming to Kansas City, which she's not.
Ooh, that's another good one.
That one would be another
very
one where you
good.
would get hundreds to line up for.
Yeah, that'd be very good, especially if they're good seats.
Yeah, if these things are nosebleeds, not quite the same effect.
It'd be nice if it was also like backstage passes too. Oh man, that
We
would
don't have those.
Well, I don't
Oh
think
no,
we
there's
have
no
those.
way. There's no way. I
Do
mean,
we
you can
have that kind of
sneak
pull?
back
I
there.
don't think we have backstage passes for Taylor Swift.
Well, we know one guy.
It'd be a miracle to just pull off tickets.
Maybe I mean
If we
Creed.
had backstage passes, we might have 1,000.
This is a
women here.
Creed Humphrey type of show. I mean, Creed does play for the Chiefs, and it is being put at Arrowhead. We could talk to Creed.
21 and older.
I mean, I'm assuming
women.
Mahomes is going to be at this concert.
You would think.
Sitting in a suite.
Yeah, if he's in town.
He doesn't miss anything, dude. He doesn't miss
But
any
if he's
cool
in town,
events.
he might already have a trip. He was just in Hawaii. He was just out in Vegas. Who knows?
Yeah, but then the last time somebody asked him that when he went to like
Textline-
the Met Gala followed by something else, somebody's like, I'm everywhere.
Text line says that Speed and Gold would get so many sexual advances. Oh, the attempts to go for the Taylor Swift tickets, and what people would say to me would be amazing content.
They would say some things. Some promises would almost be made, I think, by some people.
If this could be live on air too, I mean, we'd have to hover over the dump button the entire time.
Either would be, or we'd at least put out a clip.
I know that this isn't like the right audience necessarily for it, but it is hard to describe just how big of a deal these tickets, like they're $1,200 a piece.
No, it's the most popular concert going right now.
To just sit
tour going
anywhere
right now.
in the build, just
behind the stage.
Yeah, at Arrowhead, it's gonna be hot as hell probably. Okay, you're gonna be sweating your ass off.
This is a good opportunity for you. I wanted to send you to the parking lot, but now we can't even do that. And now the speed dating opportunity feels like it offers us a lot. So
it says you have to be a female to get in on the speed date. If you want to be selected, yes.
I mean, what if a dude just wants to come hang out and go see?
If you want to be selected, if you want to,
per contest rules, we're not allowed to separate you.
We can't. You can have a chance. I'll just tell you, you can get in line. That's fine, but you will not win. You will not win.
Hold on, wait.
How about
What
that?
if their pitch is two single dudes at a Taylor Swift concert? Ratios 90% to 10% women to men. You guys can both kill it. Not just limit yourself to one date with one. But all the available women.
There's a line of 300 women, and there's like 4 dudes that show up, and Cody wants me to pick one of the 4 dudes. What? What? What are we doing?
I'm just saying, what if he had a good pitch? You know?
Man, oh man. Text line 913-586.
I want to know if you put out on the first date, Alex.
Certain scenarios, depends.
Certain scenarios. Okay.
I love the idea. Go, Cody.
I've sent an email. Well, I don't know if it's going to come to fruition.
If it's not for
Please
this,
BCC me that.
If it's not for Taylor Swift, we could try it for the Beyonce concert.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, Club 610. It's a Friday. We have a listener stopping by for Club 610. First time a listener's ever made it into the club. VIP list today. It's all sponsored by Jay Rieger and Company. We're going to be making old-fashioned cocktails. We'll talk some more Royal Stadium. We'll actually figure out if we get an update on what's going on with this dating thing. All that next.
Cody and Gold.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino. Even though I have a real beef with Nick, tune in to Cody and Gold weekdays starting at 10 o'clock right here on 610 Sports Radio.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Baseball season's in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Just go to FanDuel.com/win to join today. Don't miss your chance to snag a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Go to FanDuel.com/win to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Must be present state where lawful to wager 21 plus and present select states. First online real money wager only $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas. 1-888-770-STOP. Louisiana. GamblingHelpMA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit mdgamblinghelp.com in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-888-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Wendy's drive-thru is open until midnight or later for all your late-night cravings. So give in to what you want and order a Baconator even later. Hours may vary at participating U.S. Wendy's.
It's time to get started on those outdoor summer projects. Here's James and Josiah of American Topsoil. Guys, what are some of the reasons folks might need topsoil this summer?
If you're bumping over stubborn tree roots while mowing the grass, or you find yourself watching your step because of those ankle-twisting holes in the yard, there's a good chance you need some topsoil.
Another important reason folks are calling us this summer is to add topsoil around their foundation.
James, how do I know if I need topsoil around my foundation?
Just as the roof of your home is sloped, the same rule of thumb applies to your foundation. The soil around your house should drain water away to prevent water and structural damage.
Guys, the message is topsoil solves lots of problems from your backyard to your front to your foundation. And American Topsoil can get it done for you fast.
Give us a call at 913-888-SOIL
or online at americantopsoil.com.
Check out their Power Wheelbarrow service where you only pay for the soil that you need. Call 913-888-SOIL or online at americantopsoil.com.
Give your next cocktail a uniquely Kansas City twist with Rieger's Kansas City Whiskey, named Best American Whiskey at the prestigious 2023 Ascot Awards. So special it's racking up awards, winning new fans, and defining a brand new category of whiskey. Kansas City Whiskey from J. Rieger & Co.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Wake up your taste buds with Bluebell Java Jolt, a delicious pint of coffee ice cream with dark chocolate-flavored chunks and a decadent coffee fudge swirl. It's the jolt you need to perk up your day.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
While you are celebrating the 4th of July with friends and family, or grilling for one, go to your local grocer and pick up bottles of Gates sauces and seasonings and experience that flavor explosion found only in Gates products. Or maybe you would rather pick up a couple slabs of ribs or a party tray for the park. Gates' 5 locations are open and ready to serve whichever you choose. Or you can purchase online at gatesbbq.com. Make Gates a part of your 4th of July. Gates Barbecue is a Kansas City tradition.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Tune in at 2:30 to hear Mystery Royals Week on The Drive, starting Tuesday, July 11th, on your home for Royals baseball. 610 Sports Radio, KCSP Kansas City, WDAF HD2 Liberty, always live on the free Odyssey app.
Yeah, let's go. Force up another one. We about to set the club on fire with this one. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Someone get security, man. See out. Get out. Get out. Club 610. You're not invited this week. I didn't know C-Dot was going to be here today. He was telling us concert plans got changed. Dusty's still on in an hour. It is Club 610, 1 o'clock hour on a Friday. It's presented by Jay Rieger and Co. Of course, Jay Rieger, Casey Whiskey today is what we'll be featuring for the Old Fashioned. But if you're thinking about a holiday weekend, it's pretty simple. You can look at the stuff that, if you're watching the stream, what Cody's using to make the Old Fashioned Day, he can talk about easy stuff that you can easily pick up. You might already have at the house, but it's perfect for you to make some cocktails this weekend by the pool. You head down to the lake. Jay Rieger, their Casey Whiskey. We've had their gin. We've had their vodka. Every Friday we make a new cocktail. Cody is currently in the process of making Old Fashions for all of us. And today's a special edition of Club 610. Not only is Kramer filling in all week producing, and so we got our intern Quentin running the board, bringing the music. I like it, bringing the beats on the club. Kramer's in studio with us now. He's in the club. And we've got a listener who I know is fired up to be here today as well. It's the first time we've had a listener in the club. He was kind enough to donate through the Cody and Gold garage sale to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. We got Cam in studio with us. Welcome to the club, man. What's going on?
Oh, thank you, man. I'm excited to be here. I am disappointed, though, that Cody does not have a leather apron to make these cocktails in. Because, you know, you can't be a hipster cocktail maker if you don't have your, like, leather apron on.
Yeah, Cody's got this thing figured out. He's a former bartender. So he's got this all. He takes this very seriously. Very seriously.
I like to make sure we have good cocktails while we're sitting
They've
here,
all
you
been
know?
great. Last week I wasn't here for the Old Maid, right? Last week was the Old Maid, and that was gin, correct? Yeah, Old Maid had gin in it. I missed out on that one. But today, it's one of my favorite cocktails at Old Fashioned. You can't go wrong with this. And it's featuring Kansas City whiskey. Cody even did the orange twist. So if you're watching, you can watch over on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You can take a look at also the Club 610 sign is illuminated. We actually have a...
I should point the camera at the stuff. Here you go.
Yeah.
making stuff.
There you go.
By the way, the Club 610, it looks a lot better over here than it does across the glass. So I mean, it's a very nice.
We're
touching
working on
phone.
it. Eventually, we're gonna get some light filters. You know, we're trying to improve the club experience.
I priced disco balls and a velvet rope. I'm really just kind of hoping some disgruntled employee, like movie theater employee, will just like stick one out the back door for me or whatever, load it up in their trunk on their way to quitting, and then just bring it to me because they're more expensive than they should be. I don't want to spend $80 to get one velvet rope for 1 day a week.
I mean,
I
it's
love the
velvet-
club. Don't
you
get
gotta
me wrong.
You got to get the what the banisters? Is that what those called? The stanchions. There we go. There we go.
For the record, this is not an endorsement of crime by the Cody and Gold show.
That's
This
not
is
a
an
five-figure
endorsement by
no,
Cody.
we actively have encouraged many crimes on this show. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, if you worked at a movie theater and you hated your boss and you wanted to quit and get out of it, you know, you could just bring a stanchion and a velvet rope with you.
Someone says, make sure you introduce the listener correctly. They said C Money is what his bidding name was. Is that right?
That's correct.
C
yeah.
Money. I don't honestly, I forgot. How much did it go for? Do you remember?
It was like 180-ish.
Yeah, we appreciate
Not
it.
bad,
That's
not
awesome.
bad.
There was definitely interest in it, and I'm glad you were able to support the museum. What do you do in town? I guess, how are you from KC?
Yeah, I'm from KC. Grew up here. Went to high school, and then I went to K-State for college, and I moved back right after then. And I got kind of my feet into the Parks and Rec world. So now I do Parks and Recreation. I take care of parks and playgrounds and trails and stuff. So
I saw there was a video. I guess the morning show. The guys the other day were playing some music for what was it, your birthday or something?
Yeah. So
yeah. What
way
happened?
back Wednesday was my birthday. I turned 35 on Wednesday, so I had to hit him with a little bit of "Hot in Here" by Nelly.
Happy birthday!
Yes, sir. And B-Dub takes care of me, and I always hit him with the C Money
There you
because
go.
I think it's more fun than Cam.
Yeah. All right, Cody's passing out the old fashions now, and so we've got these. We'll get good. You got me some ice. I appreciate that.
You said you wanted one.
I did. I wanted to ride. It's this. I mean, it smells fantastic.
Smells great.
Looks great. Good presentation, Cody. Good
You know,
presentation.
the rim, so you get a little bit of orange when you drink.
I like it.
Figure we got to get ourselves set up.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Holiday weekend. Hope everybody has a fantastic 4th of July.
Need more club music.
Yeah, we can get the music back up a little bit if we
That's
want.
all right.
But yeah, holiday weekend. Old fashioned's a great drink to have. So here we go. We'll try this out here.
Makes great radio, just sipping noises all over.
I mean, it
You
is
can do that.
fantastic though.
It's a tasty drink.
Old fashions are great, and this is smooth. Yeah, you can.
This might be the best old fashioned I've had.
Thank you, Kramer.
How about that?
I appreciate
The only
that.
thing Cody's missing is he needed to get a little. What do you call it?
Muddler.
Well,
no,
so their cocktail recipe is even simpler than that. I made the simple syrup
Oh.
the night before. So you get the sweetness, you don't have to do all the muddling stuff, which kind of makes the drink messy at the end. You know, sometimes you get that like skin or whatever on an old fashioned. You're like, I don't know if I needed to drink that, but I did anyway.
You know how
This
to
is
make,
a little simpler.
You know how to make like the cheap man's simple syrup when you're in a pinch? You just get like a half a bottle of water, pour some sugar in that, and you shake it up. You don't
No,
have-
really? God, I'm always like making it on the stove.
Yeah,
top
you
like
don't
a
have
chump.
to heat up the stove and do that whole thing. You just
all that.
basically take a bottle of water, pour half of it out, pour some sugar in that, shake it up.
Does the water even need to be warm, or are we good to go here? Oh man, well, I should have done that. I made it with raw sugar too, because that was like the very specific way they said it. This
Well,
is honestly
that's why it tastes better, man.
for anybody who like wants to make drinks at home, just for like future purposes. You want to do, the club at your own place or whatever. This is a very easy drink to make. The only thing that you need that maybe you don't have at your home bar is, and I don't know how many people, like most people, they like to drink at bitters at their house.
Yeah.
But I also have orange bitters.
One
That's
thing
it.
I'll point out, because the whiskey is incredible from Jay Rieger, it always is. Cody might be trying to sabotage me.
Why?
I don't know if you guys noticed on the
Is there
stream.
a chip?
This glass, see this glass?
Chipped.
There's a huge crack
Oh, no.
on the top, and this is only Cody's fault, by the way.
Drink from the other side.
I will. I just noticed this. Are you just trying to?
Oh, there is a big crack. No,
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
That's all on you, man.
I
I'm blaming you.
apologize.
I also
I'll
have
get a
one on
replacement
mine.
Glass. Wait, yours is just a chip.
That's a chip.
This is the problem with me transporting bar equipment to and from my
Why don't you
house.
store it here,
we
man?
need like a kitchen or something here.
We do have a kitchen here.
I don't want to sit back here every Friday and like hand wash dishes. Like
The drink,
the
the drink is great. I'm just gonna. Cody wants me to cut my mouth open.
Just use the other
I
side.
will. I will, man.
Dude, one time when I was bartending, it was like, you know what it is? Like glasses, you're like super heating them, super cooling them. So sometimes they get put away. And so glasses just break when you're working in a bar. Happens all the time. It's not all that uncommon. When I had one once that like it must have gotten heated or cooled in a weird way. That like somebody had a drink at the table. Totally fine. Put it at the bar, right? It's a normal drink. I made it. I set it down. And I went to go pick it up. The bottom of the glass came out.
Oh.
So the whole bottom, like I would a drink glass, the whole drink down on the table. And you're like, I'm sorry. I didn't
It kind of
It
reminds me.
wasn't supposed to be like that, and it
You know
was
how you
an
can hold like
accident?
a beer bottle and you can hit the top of it and it shoots
Yeah.
out the bottom?
Yeah.
That kind of what it reminds me of. With
Yeah.
what you just said.
Yeah.
What did you make? I don't know if you were just driving the studio, Cam. We were talking before. Cody had an idea with this Taylor Swift concert coming up to potentially do a dating game, a speed dating game. We might be able to get our hands on a pair of tickets. If not, we got to wait for a Beyonce concert. He wants me to be sitting at a table in the parking lot and get as many women as possible to come through for a speed round of dating. How many do you think would show up for a ticket to go with me to a Taylor Swift concert at Arrowhead?
I mean, no offense, they probably are not coming for you.
Well, I know.
They're coming 100% for that ticket, which
That's
is gonna,
right.
You ever seen
Which
like
is
Mike,
fine.
That's I can. It wouldn't be the first time somebody went on a date with somebody for other reasons other than just the person, you know?
I'm just imagining like the real life version of Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, where you just end up with these these scheming girls that'll just come in there and tell you whatever you want to hear.
It'd be
and they'd be whispering
the
things
most
in your ears,
absurd.
and you just be like,
it'd be the most absurd setup in my life, I think.
I think I can see the Club 610 sign in there. I feel like we need it darker in here. Moving forward, we need disco lights. We need
Okay.
disco lights and to make it darker in here so that the Club 610
You mean to cut the lights
sign
now?
can properly. Yeah, cut them down, Kramer. I mean, then gold's going to be practically in darkness for
That's
this
okay.
thing.
That's fine.
Maybe you'll look kind of a pink hued instead. Get on the right side of
I
that
know, I
glass.
think
I
I'd
feel
have
so
to
bad.
check.
So-
Wait, see, money. You single?
I am.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then, anytime somebody's single on this show,
Cody
we
wants-
try to do a little setup for them. Well, we did it for Mackenzie.
We did.
I thought, based on just the quantity of people who called in, I wouldn't say quality, quantity, we really got there. See, money, give us the breakdown of your single. What's the setup?
I mean, what? I'm 35. I got a dog and a car and a house.
Oh, that sounds
feel
pretty
like
stable.
That's like, you know, the
You like to
middle
work
age.
outside?
I do
He does
work
work. He
outside,
works
yeah.
in the soil. He works for
have the
Parks
farmer's
and,
tan.
Parks and Rec and everything. Yeah.
Sweet tats.
But you like it? You like being outside?
I love being outside. That's kind of what got
I feel
me
like that's
into
one of
that.
those things every person writes on a dating profile and everybody doesn't mean it. Like Golds might say, love being
Does
outdoors.
not say that.
Want to go for
Does
a
not-
hike.
Does not say that either.
Yeah,
It
I
shouldn't.
What does mine say? I don't even remember.
I've matched with so many girls.
What
that
are you?
like,
What apps are you on?
None.
None? No apps.
Absolutely none.
Best way.
Have
to
you
do it.
ever done the apps?
I have done the
Okay.
apps, and it is. I will rather stay single than put myself back on those
yeah.
apps.
I understand.
And
Smart.
That'll work.
We're going to put C Money on the video stream, so if you were single and happen to be watching this, he is available.
Twitch, Twitter.
What are you looking for in a lady?
Don't be crazy.
That's a great start.
Gosh, that's
a
like
great
number
start.
one right there.
And don't be expecting much. I'm kidding. Be outdoorsy, and more than the sense that I'm outdoorsy, like I drinking on patios. I see that line so much.
So
And
do
then
I. I like
what-
drinking on patios.
When I
Great.
Who
go
doesn't like
camping-
drinking
Yeah.
on a patio?
Well, I mean, you do on your decks, but
Yeah. It's 5 decks over here. See money.
Do you
So
know?
what?
You know, if you trim the bushes around your decks, they look bigger.
Oh, is that true?
that's fair.
I had to probably work on that, I guess.
I mean, my
Chambers
armpits
out
are
here
clean.
shaving his armpits.
Do your
Kramer.
neighbors come over and sit on your deck while you're not there, or
Nothing I know of.
okay?
Hey,
Someone
look,
says, "Hey,
we
he's
only
single.
gave C-Money
His
2
name is C
rules.
Money, not C Broke." They said, so that's true.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's a good start.
How did we get back to body hair shaming again?
Look, I just think Kramer, it's clearly like just one of those cases of he did it, he kind of liked it, so he's sticking with it. Yeah. So he's just going to shave his armpits.
Nothing
forever.
wrong with manscaping and all that. The armpit thing
No,
is
you should
different,
take
though.
care
Yeah.
of
I mean, it's like I do
yourself.
it once a month, guys. It's not like I'm doing it every single night.
Do you like competitively swim?
That's what I. That's what I said. Are you swimming? The armpit. Well, I get. Hey, the grooming and all that's fine. I'm just surprised about the armpits. That's all.
Do you have like outrageously long armpit hairs?
No, not really. No, I only reason why I did it is because of wrestling.
I
when
mean,
I trained,
Does
I mean,
every wrestler have to do it, or is this like a
there's some
requirement?
There's some wrestlers who have armpit hair, some who don't. Most of the guys
That's
don't.
what- dude, that's exactly what this is. Wrestling guy. He sees like 90% of them probably are.
So do you
completely
shave
waxed?
No, I
when
keep,
you're going outside, you oil.
no,
you know,
the ch-
what are you
I
doing here?
keep the chest hair up top. Everything else is gone.
Okay.
Okay, well that was more information than I needed for the rest of this.
How
It
much?
is what it is.
How much to get you to shave into a mankini? Where it's just,
I mean, if I wanted to do it tomorrow, why not?
I mean, it's summer 23.
Hey, why not? Hey, why
Kramer's
not?
borderline a little too comfortable with himself. You know, you ought to take more shade.
He's got a fiance. He's set. He's good to go now.
Yes,
He's-
sir.
He's engaged.
I'm sipping this.
The old fashioned
Nice.
is terrific.
This
by
is
the
really
way.
good.
Very
Very,
good.
very,
My
very
gosh,
good
it's
old
really good.
fashioned. Well
not
done,
bad.
Cody. Well done.
See, not bad. He doesn't want to give me too big of an ego.
Well, I was gonna say the only old fashioned that I've had better than this. My dad made me one with Pappy Van Winkle 12. That
well,
was
that's I can't
absolutely
that.
incredible.
I do have like one shot of Pappy 10 at the house. I
Yeah.
guess I could have made it, but
Yeah.
that feels intense for the club. I've already offered to buy a bottle of Dom if Jordan Lyles wins 6 games, and
Are you
know
on
that
board
we're
with
going to
this?
do
Have
that.
you heard about this?
What's that?
Jordan Lyles. He needs 5 more wins, and Cody has to buy this show a bottle of Dom. And Jordan Lyles is sick. He's not pitching today. I'm upset.
Well, I feel like that's a very attainable goal.
I think so.
Because baseball doesn't
It's
really
fickle
follow
and
any
weird.
rules.
Just needs 5
so
more.
he could get 5 in the next 5
Unpredictable.
starts. I mean,
That's what I said.
He's sick tonight, though. You're going to Alec Marsh instead.
Which is okay. It's
is
the Dodgers.
the season over tomorrow? Or
We
No,
just-
I'm
we
just-
just
look,
halfway
I'm
point yesterday.
rooting for Jordan Lyles.
I feel like you're putting the negative energy out here
No,
because you just realized how much Dom cost. and
I
you're like,
offered. It's like $300 or something. I don't remember. I've had Dom, but it was it's always hand me down. I don't think I've ever just purchased a bottle on my own. But I mean, I feel like if he gets those number of wins because we support our guy, then I'll buy the bottle.
It is Club 610. We got Kramer in the club. We've got Quentin, our intern, running the board. We got C Money, one of our listeners who bid on this experience. And I guess we all relate to this, right? We're all from Kansas City when it comes to the stadium conversation.
Are you okay?
And, you know,
I'm gosh. You're better.
And this has nothing to do with the drink. This is if you've been following all week. I've been sick all week, and we're good. But anyway, the stadium conversations around the Royals and the Chiefs as well. I still think you think the biggest obstacle going forward is what?
I still think that they have to actually convince Jackson County to give them the money for the infrastructure stuff. Because it's not getting it passed for the sales tax incentive anymore. They're good. They said the Chiefs are going to be on there. What more to who the hell do they have to convince?
That's the key. You get the Chiefs linked together on it. I don't think the obstacle of the vote exists anymore. There's still PR and fans and how on board they are and making sure that the team is competitive. And ultimately, that's where it comes back to for so many people. And buying, whether or not you buy in that they're going to put more money in the team or not when they get more revenue through this ballpark district, as they're calling it, down the road. But yeah, if you get the Chiefs attached to the Jackson County side in the vote, it's not going to have a problem to pass. Are you you're from here? Are you pro keep it at the K? Or are you pro downtown? Where are you at?
Is this our people? This is the way to ask the people?
Yep, basically.
That's right.
Basically, I love Kauffman. It was like my childhood stadium growing up. My grandparents had season tickets since the '80s. Went there every summer as a kid, but it's served its life. And someone who works in somewhat construction, it needs a lot of work, and it's going to be way cheaper to build it down. Build a stadium. So if we build it downtown, where people can cut off work and go downtown and enjoy a game, or eat a dinner restaurant and walk over to a game.
You could bring food into the stadium.
We've all been to cities with downtown baseball, I'm sure, right? And what you laid out is not only if you're someone that works downtown, you're going to, those random 1 o'clock games, the attendance and what that atmosphere could be a little bit different. But also, the game's at 7:10 on a Saturday. You get down there at 3 o'clock. You have drinks and dinner before the game. You go to the game. After the game, you actually can walk across the street and get a drink, not go to a gas station or the burnt down Denny's.
Right. And one of the things
do you think that Denny's will rebuild, rise from the ashes?
No,
like
I think that Denny's is done. I think that Denny's is done.
They're just going to permanently close it now.
You want the defunct hotel to fall on them, or
the Adams mark? Yeah. I don't know what it was in between. That's like calling it sandstone. Whatever you were,
that's the Adams mark. Yeah.
From when I was a child on, that's what you were in perpetuity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't Azura or whatever the hell it is.
Azura Amphitheater.
You're
Someone says it's a tough time to pass a new tax. Now, look, it's an extension. I know we can get into that. Nobody likes the word tax. Nobody likes taxes, but it's an extension of the 3/8 cent sales tax. It's not a additional tax.
You're already paying the tax.
Right.
Let's put it this way: if the 3/8 cent sales tax did not go to the stadium, it's not as if they'll never It's not as if they're going to say, "Oh, the 3/8, we're just getting rid of it for forever." Right. They'll use it for something. They'll try to extend it and use it for something else.
Well, the good thing is, on a sales tax, you're taxing everybody that comes in to use the thing. So you're gonna collect all that cash from outside sources, not only the residents, which is
Yeah, if I go have dinner in downtown in Jackson County, in downtown Kansas City, Missouri, that's part of the same sales tax. Now, obviously, I get it. I understand those of you that are listening, and many of you do live in Jackson County. Obviously, you're going to pay the majority of this. I get it. Your family of four, and you live in Jackson County. We looked it up yesterday. Roughly what, $200 to $150 a family, something like that.
That's what they said.
Potentially,
for a
could come
family
out
of four, $150, $200 a family.
That's attainable. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, look, it just depends on how you look at it. You'd never notice it if you were just spending the money. You don't notice the 3/8 cents. But if I just walked up to anybody who lived in Jackson County and said, "Give me $200," now I want it. That's a much different.
But the other main question I have is what's your overall tax rate?
Sure.
And is it comparable to the other communities? So if we're paying, let's say, 10% tax in Jackson County, well, you go over to Johnson County in Kansas, you're paying 11%. You're still making out ahead living in Jackson County, Missouri.
This sounds like the least club conversation of all time.
Oh.
Let's talk tax rates.
Yeah.
Let's really.
Well, stadium's a relevant topic. What else you want to talk about?
No, I was just pointing out the fact that we had gotten into tax rate conversations, which is more than fair.
Someone's asking.
Kansas is a generally more expensive. Johnson County is more expensive place to live than Jackson County, so you might still be spending less to live in Jackson County, even with said sales tax.
Or you can just bail and go up to, was it Clay County that you?
Clay County, that's where Cody's
that's where I live.
Yeah, just go up to Clay County.
Someone says, would the 3/8 sales tax extension cover the Chiefs? Well, yeah, the current plan, it sounds like if all went well, they would have them both tied together, come out to about around $300 to $350 million each team would get out of that potential sales tax revenue. We know that Royals already said $1 billion for the ballpark district they're going to pay for on their own. That's separate. Then you got to come up with another $1 billion plus, and that's where you get $300 to $350 from the county. Money from the state. We don't know the dollar amount yet. And then the team, John Sherman said they would pick up the rest. So we got some more clarity on that yesterday. People commenting on your shirt, C-Money.
Salt Lake, Utah.
They said Utah actually put that shirt out for the All-Star game?
They absolutely did not. It said Utah on
Salt
the
Lake,
official.
Utah.
But,
I like it.
I went and visited some friends up that lived in Salt Lake, and they have a lot of fun stores.
Dude, that's a great shirt.
That do not like, let's just say they don't like a lot of the stuff in Salt Lake, so they make their
beautiful
own.
city, but yeah, beautiful city.
It's a very interesting. They won't let you get drunk, basically. Let's just say that.
Yeah, so I went. So
I've been to Salt
down.
Lake, and we had to buy alcohol. Like we were planning on drinking on like a Saturday, and we had to like get the stuff we needed on like a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, at a state-run liquor store.
Yeah, or we were, and it was
like
kind of pricey. Yeah, I mean, it was
very expensive.
I didn't go to High West Distillery on a Saturday, so at least you could find some place to drink.
Yeah, you can drink, but we went to we were just stopping before a game, like a Buffalo Wild Wings. We were out there, and we ordered like an app. We were just killing time, and so a beer and an app. And then, or just a beer, and then they're like, we're about to order another beer, and they're like, you're gonna, they're like, they were trying to be nice about it. They're like, so you're gonna get some food? And we're like, no, we're okay. They're like, well, if you want to drink, you're gonna need to get some more food. So it's just a little bit different out there.
They won't serve you straight alcohol.
So strange.
Yeah, it's Utah, man.
Dude, versus like, and we talked about just the difference in like the states. Do you live in the Missouri or the Kansas side?
Kansas.
Okay, so it's like even just the difference is like I got upset.
He can legally bet.
No, I was saying no, it's not. I was just saying like okay, cool. But the other day we were trying to for this show we were trying to purchase alcohol because that's what this show does apparently. And I tried to like go to Quick Trip at like 9 a.m. and I'm like, well, they don't have champagne here. And you're like, no, man, you can buy like 4 things at the Target. They don't like in Missouri. I can go to any store.
Yeah.
Like borderline, I could go to a library at like 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and they would sell me alcohol.
Right.
It's lawless. There are no rules. I'm saying Salt Lake is the opposite of that.
Right.
It's going there is jarring because versus here where I can just get, I can buy an entire 5th of Jack at Quick Trip 30 minutes from now. It doesn't matter once I leave the show.
But you can't place a bet, so.
Oh, God, it sucks.
Can't
Every bet I want to make this weekend, I got to make it right now or I got to drive back over the state line. This is Denny Hoskins' fault. That guy sucks.
Missouri State Senator Denny Hoskins.
He got called out by John Sherman, so I'm safe here.
He was called an obstructionist yesterday by John Sherman, which is correct.
Yeah.
He's causing us problems. He's not allowing me to wager on things that I want to wager on.
Yeah, man.
No, I can guarantee I've made way more money than you at sports wagering. So.
That's probably accurate.
There you go.
I'm up this year. Hold on.
Ooh.
Been tracking my bets. I
up.
am in the black.
Yep.
Oh, the ones
$62.
The ones you gave Vern yesterday was not good.
What was your bet yesterday?
Okay, so I got to stop betting on the under strikeouts for opposing pitchers. That has not been going great for me.
He got that done in 3 innings.
He got. It was 5.5 strikeouts. He had 6 after 3.
Yeah, that's
not even as bad. Do you remember the last time I bet the under in strikeouts for a starting pitcher?
No.
When he struck out the first like 10 batters in the game.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Was that the Andrew Haney start?
Oh, I don't remember. I gotta stop betting the under on strikeouts.
Unrelated to that, though,
really bad.
This is for you, Cody, as it's Club 610 hanging out on a Friday. Someone says, "Why have you blocked me?" They said, "I'm friends with Cody on Facebook." He gave his name. I'm not going to say his first and last name, but you can see it. Philip, you block people a lot on Facebook?
I don't recall blocking
you just
anybody.
block people left and right, huh?
I've never blocked a single person on the text line, and now you're telling me I have this person blocked?
But on
I don't know
Facebook.
if it's just my age range, but I don't think nobody uses Facebook who's 26 and under.
No, they don't.
I think that's that. Yeah, under 26 probably no.
Not like in an active sense. They probably have a
Have an
profile
account,
sitting
yeah.
there.
Yeah, like I have an account, but I post on there once a month.
I'll do that maybe once every 6 months to let people know I'm still alive, I guess.
Most of your grandparents want to know.
Twitter's where I live on Twitter. That's where
Maybe
Same.
Facebook will get an Instagram photo because somebody bought somebody, and when I post to Instagram, it gets kicked over there.
Yeah, our age is Twitter. Kramer's age is Instagram or TikTok for the most part.
Yeah, and Twitter.
I have
Twitter.
I have a
and
TikTok
Twitter.
account, but I don't use it. I don't even have the app on my phone anymore.
All right, so let's search up this
I've
person's
learned
name.
so much random information off TikTok because after about 10 minutes, it learns like what
your algorithm,
so like kind of feeds you.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, now I'm on construction TikTok, and I know how to plumb an entire house.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to try. It just shoved me all this trade stuff, and now I'm on Trade Talk, and I can frame a house and put a roof on it, and I'm just
Dude,
like, thanks, TikTok.
As a person who already probably takes on more than he should, TikTok will convince me I can like those. You remember that late night infomercial where those two guys would like dig through the dirt and build that entire pool around a? You know what I'm talking about?
With the clay.
Yeah. I'm like, TikTok makes me think I can go through that.
I saw that.
Can
I
just
did
build
see
an
that
entire
video.
pool in
Where
my
they
backyard.
make the kiln, and then they make the thing to make, and it's just like, all right, cool.
Oh, some of these, even on
They make you
Facebook,
start thinking that you can
and
do
it's-
things you definitely can't do.
Facebook and Instagram, some of these videos that come out, they make stuff either look really easy or you're just like, you spent that much time for that. Just go buy whatever it may be.
Like the hacks that I see on there, like we're like, you can make this out of this. It's like, or you could spend 7 cents at any store and it's the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, no, but again, I guess we click on the videos.
Yeah, we do.
All right,
Someone offered $20 to our show fund to keep Philip banned on Facebook.
So here's the thing.
Facebook
Philip is
account.
not banned for me. He is
From
banned
the
from the
610
610 account.
What did you do, Philip? That's what we want to know. You gotta come clean right now.
Yeah, you gotta.
Philip, you have to come clean. You gotta tell. What did you do? Be honest. What did you do? What did you post? You had to have done something. You didn't just get blocked randomly. Come clean.
I blame Nick.
Probably Nick's fault.
Because he's not here to defend himself, so I'm blaming Nick, and I hope he hears this.
That's always true. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Is he still in Florida? The last tweet from Nick
should be
was
back soon.
Nick was tweeting about bathrooms in Florida and signage, gender neutral bathrooms. Yeah, check his Twitter account. Yeah, did you not see?
So Nick's getting political on his
Very
vacation?
political
He's
on
getting
his
ready to leave and
shocked.
getting very
Here,
political?
I'll pull up the tweet. At Nick_Schwert on Twitter. His last tweet was a photo, and it's a bathroom placard, I guess you would call it, and it's got like handicap, male, woman, and then it says whatever, and it's an alien laying down, and it just says, "Just please wash your hands."
Right.
That's all it cares about. Ultimately, that's all. Just wash your hands, please. That's all we give a damn about. Just wash your hands.
Like, are you going in there to look at stuff, Nick? Like, why do you care?
I think he's curious about the alien laying on the ground.
Maybe saying he doesn't care. You know, it's hard to say.
Someone said, he responded. Philip says, "I promise you I did nothing at all. I may have said something about Nick's hairline at one point." Well, the hairline was rough on the video on the first day. He started wearing a hat. Okay, I see Money's wearing a hat too. You can keep the hat on?
Oh, I mean, I'll take it off. Like, my receding hairline is aggressive.
Okay.
As is
Okay.
any good
No, it's not.
35-year-old.
You made it seem like it was way worse.
No, I thought it was going to be way worse
But,
than
like, it's not Nick bad.
We'll come back. Wow.
God, he's not even here to defend himself.
Well, that's why you talk the most smack is when he's not
That's right.
here.
Club 610 continues. We got another half hour to go. We got one of our listeners that bid on a experience to the garage sale in studio with us. Rob's going to join Club 610. We got to get an old fashioned from Jay Rieger made for Rob as well. That's coming up next here on Cody and Gold.
Cody and Gold.
Gold, I want a new weekly segment for you called The Steam Room.
But you got to do it shirtless.
That's Cody's request.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
If you're looking for fun on the water, I've been telling you about my friends over at Midwest Marine Boat Company. They have everything you need for summer fun on the water. And it's not just the boats. No, it's also the experience on the boat. Making sure you got those ice cold beverages that are going to stay ice cold. Did I tell you that Midwest Marine Boat Company has Yeti products? If you've never enjoyed your favorite cold summer beverage in a Yeti tumbler, then you've really never enjoyed summer. They got Yeti tumblers, coolers, you name it, at their brand new indoor showroom, Midwest Marine Boat Company in Grandview.
For the best barbecue in Kansas City, go to my favorite place, Smokehouse Barbecue. Smokehouse has been family owned and operated for over 35 years, and they've become part of our family as well. From their tremendous ribs to their delicious burnt ends, Smokehouse has something for everyone. Plus, their hickory pip beans are world famous. So visit one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, or Zona Rosa, or place your carry-out and catering orders at SmokehouseBBQ.com. For the best in barbecue, it's my favorite, Smokehouse Barbecue. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have 20 years of experience and service the KC metro area. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, also in commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy, 816-779-4TOW, or go to southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Yo, Biv, this one still needs to be vacuumed.
The service at Chuck's car detailing business is spotless. But new word-of-mouth recommendations leave him short of hands.
They don't have an appointment? Just get him in line behind the pickup truck. I'll stay for another couple hours and get it done tonight.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Red, white, and dew savings are happening now at the Home Depot. Prep for all the summer guests and gatherings with up to 60% off select patio sets now at the Home Depot. Shop and save on a wide variety of sets and styles to find what suits your patio best for another season of hosting with the most. Find the perfect pieces for your space with up to 60% off select patio sets. So sit back and relax into red, white, and dew savings happening now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
When you can find everything you need at prices you can afford, that's totally Target. It's that feeling when quality Good and Gather ingredients on the barbecue bring family around the table. Or when favorite day after practice snacks let you celebrate the whole team for less. It's when saving more on Up and Up sunscreen means more fun in the sun. And when Target Circle Rewards program gives you more perks on what you buy most and is always free to join, that's totally Target.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
The 610 Sports Radio phone line is brought to you by Onder Law Injury Lawyers. Visit GetJim.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Max Motors. 9 major vehicle brands to choose from. MaxMotors.com.
Buying a car is so hard, but with Max Motors, it is so easy. In minutes, they gave me so many options within my budget.
Don't overpay on your next new vehicle. Max Motors, worth the drive from anywhere. Select your vehicle at MaxMotors.com.
Yeah, let's go.
Force up another one.
All right, we got a full house for the Club 610. Half hour to go on a Friday. Getting ready for the holiday weekend. It's Cody and Gold. We got Rob Britton now joining us in studio for Club 610. So we got myself, we got Cody, we got Kramer, we got Rob Britton, who's going to be on the drive in about a half hour as well. He'll be hosting there with Dusty. We got C Money, one of our listeners who donated to the Cody and Gold garage sale, won this experience, all benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. We got QT, our intern, running the board. We got a packed house. And, of course, 610 Happy Hour and Club 610 is presented by J. Rieger and Company. Today, the cocktail of the day is a old-fashioned. We're already on round 2 for most of us in this room. Fantastic cocktail. Again, really easy to make. KC whiskey, probably have a lot of the stuff already at your house. Perfect for the lake, perfect for the pool this weekend. One of my favorite cocktails. And I don't like to give Cody a lot of credit, but he's done a great job making this bad boy today. It was good.
I'm a big Rieger guy. Have you? You're the only one in the building that might appreciate this. Have you had the
KU?
The KU stuff, yeah.
I saw that.
I've had the Rock Chalk Rye, which is really good, and I got the special national title blend too, and they put that out last year.
They've done that. I think they have one with Sporting too.
Yeah,
is that this limited edition bottle?
Yeah.
It's Casey whiskey, but it's the Sporting. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Nice.
The Sporting.
What's the
blend,
number on that? Does it have the number on it?
I
don't know if it's numbered.
I mean,
or not.
do you want me to like
limited edition
crush...
2022
Wow,
commemorative
C
release.
Money's Mr. Wildcat over here.
No, do you want me to crush your poor dreams about that? Not the rye. The rye is obviously your own special one.
Yeah,
but the other one is just literally a sticker.
Exactly.
It's the same whiskey. You ain't that special. They got you on a marketing gimmick.
Gotta support
You
the
bought
team.
it.
Gotta support the team, you know?
The Chiefs one had one too. I bought the Chiefs one.
I bought it too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's like, remember when Boulevard used to put out the special? They were like, hey, the Sporting one, the Royals one, the special Boulevard blend.
But they actually brewed special beer for it.
But it was
Rieger literally slapped a label.
Yeah, but I want the cool bottle.
Yeah. Oh, no, I have every single Sporting
They don't charge. I mean, it's the
edition.
same as like buying the bottle of Kansas City whiskey.
It's delicious.
Because then once it's done, you wash it out, and it's, for me in my man cave, it's like a decoration at this point. Like, oh, cool, like a little bottle.
And the best part about the world champion vodka I got from Rieger, you drink it, you fill it with water, it looks exactly like you never opened it before in your life. And you're like, hey, look at this fancy bottle of vodka. Don't drink it.
All right, you don't have to worry about this anymore, but I have an idea for gold.
Okay.
I think there's a chance I could talk this company into giving me a pair of Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh.
I would like
to
have, I think, the potential of hundreds of women show up for an opportunity to speed date Alex Gold to go to this concert with him.
You just want to see a crowd of women outside.
I think this
how
could
many
be
people do you think would show up?
Hundreds.
If I was at a table in the parking lot.
The parking lot of Target would
200
be full.
or 300?
Like,
So when you say the parking lot, do you mean at Arrowhead or
No,
here?
Our parking lot.
Oh,
and I'm
here.
sitting there, and we get
Hundreds.
people to line up, and then eventually we pick one person to go with me.
Hundreds.
Yeah, I think 300 people is what I said.
I think you would see a slew of people.
It'll wrap around this building. It would.
I thought you meant like you'd already be at Arrowhead. No one's going to go to Arrowhead for a shot.
Right.
They're not going to pay the $80 to park.
No.
But if
Just here in this parking lot next week, Alex shows up, chance to speed date. The lucky winner's going with him to the Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, no, you'd see it would be a barrage. There would be a
Something
ton
happening
of
behind
women.
Yeah,
Parks
I saw it too.
Parks was enjoying.
so-
There's some people that believe that. So if you're watching on the stream, we have a beautiful Club 610 neon sign now.
But in reverse.
But on the other side, it looks like the male genitalia.
It's a little phallic in nature.
it does represent the sausage fest that is Club
No,
610.
no women are in the club today.
In fairness, C-Money, we didn't know if you were going to be cool or not. So we're like, we talked about some female
like
guests,
the
and we're like,
sunglasses.
well,
I do dig the
one of
sunglasses.
these not cool. In which case, can we invite women with, people we don't know
So
into the
thank
club?
God you're cool.
Someone says, you guys really think hundreds of women pay attention to this show? Get out of here.
Taylor Swift.
It's not a...
Once word got out, you think we wouldn't ask the people at the point to help us?
It'd be word of mouth too. Like if you're Joe listener, you might be like,
You tell
your
your
wife
friend,
or your
your
friend
daughter,
or your
your-
daughter, hey, if you want to go to Taylor Swift, you have a chance to go, and then it spreads like word of mouth. Yes.
You have one person standing on the side of Metcalf with a
With a
Taylor
sign that
Swift
says-
sign. You'll have.
If you talk to, like you said, if
We
you
sent
mention
out
someone
one
the wolf
tweet,
for the point.
one Facebook post, it gets shared.
It's over.
So I helped out the point with their Taylor Swift promotion stuff at the 100th anniversary of the Plaza.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the people that I saw? I saw so many, 800 people entered into this contest. You can only imagine what people would want to do to possibly go on a date with you.
And Rob, they get to go on a date with me? I mean,
that ups the ante.
That doubles the number,
To the
maybe.
Swift concert? I mean,
we might
we're
go from
set.
300 people showing up for the Taylor Swift concert for a pair to 280 showing up if they've got to go with Alex and only get the
is the
ticket.
date going to the concert with them?
Yes.
Yeah, they have to go. They have to go with me.
First date.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
That's not
And also, we'd have a great time.
point.
We'd have a great time.
You have a great time.
What do you mean? They're going to think that they're there,
No,
can you
because
imagine
you're
some
not
of
a-
the things
you're-
these women would say.
I don't know.
to
I
go to
can't
this.
speak for you. You're not a Swiftie. So when Blank
I'm
Space
not.
comes on and as part of whatever era that's in,
Go just have a good time.
Girls going bananas. She was, oh man, I love the whatever era that is, and you're like, yup.
We can shake it off. We can shake it off a little
Did
bit.
you know Coors Light here are $14? I mean, what are you guys gonna talk about? Where she's like, I love the
He's
first
gonna
era.
dance.
It's in the music's playing. You just vibe. You're good.
Fine music.
Cody.
Maybe make out a little. He'll be fine.
You know what you should do instead? You find a Taylor Swift cover band. And then you just very quietly say, I'm giving away
so
Taylor Swift cover band
Bad,
tickets.
legal
bad
problems
news.
there.
Bad news. People have done this. And it turns out they don't let us do it anymore.
Did you ever hear the story? This is years ago. A radio station said they were giving away a Toyota.
A toy
Yoda. But it was a toy Yoda. Yeah.
Okay.
Some problems there. Yeah.
I was trying to help you out.
I get what you're saying,
The idea is strong. There's no doubt about that. I just wonder if this is the case.
I mean, also in the same vein, I was talking to Dana Parks a few days ago. Did you see on the 997 Point Facebook page? Someone was posting in the tag of the Facebook page, I have free tickets.
Yes, I did see this. Yes.
And it was a scam, and people were heated at the stations. Like, you let this scam artist into the comments. And you're
that happens everywhere.
Yeah. But I mean, there was a little bit of who's at fault here because the admin didn't block them in time and people started messaging this person.
I mean, someone needs to get the grandpa and just get them off Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real problem is that everyone's
Cody, get off Facebook.
Stay off. He's already chosen to stay off.
Okay, leave me out of this.
Would your wife show up in line, do you think, for T-Swift tickets?
No, I don't think so. I don't think she's not hard up for a date. She'll probably be okay.
I told my fiance, she goes, hey, what if the station gives you free tickets? What are you going to do? Are we going to go? I'm like, no, I'm going to Cancun. I'm going to sell tickets so fast.
So smart.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We're getting ready to go to London. Are you kidding me? They're going for like $1,400
I'm like, we're about to have the best honeymoon you've ever seen.
$1,400.
That might be the key on the speed dating. If you come to the table, everybody else can be trying to maybe even offer some things. If you just say, hey, I'll agree, we can sell both the tickets and we can both pocket the money, that might win it for you too.
And what, you're going to go to a nice dinner? So you still got to go on the date. That's the
go on the date. That's on the date. We can still go on the date. Like you said, we're going on vacation later.
How likely are you to recognize me in a wig?
Very much so now. I've heard you talk enough.
You're going to have to shave.
I've heard you talk enough.
Shave your armpits like Kramer.
Yeah, shave everywhere.
Yeah, Kramer. Yeah. The look on Rob's face. What? Yeah. The look on Rob's face. Kramer earlier today.
Shave your armpits?
You want to see?
Oh, no, we don't want to see.
See, he said, are you a swimmer? We all went. I said, there's nothing wrong with manscaping and all that. But shaving the armpits, I was stunned.
I mean, if you're a swimmer,
more guys do this than you guys think.
I don't know.
No, they don't.
That really stunned me. I'm sorry.
Michael Phelps over here.
Yeah.
Cody, would you like to explain how this conversation got started due to the body hair removal?
God, I don't remember why.
I don't know.
You guys playing that old Juju commercial again?
Oh.
My body is my passion.
You know Juju shaves his armpits.
Juju,
he shaves his pubes. That's for sure. He's covered that end. He's talked about that a few times.
Great club conversation, gentlemen.
Juju.
Better than taxes.
Juju, what he's talking about is understandable. Kramer, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's because I'm not.
My body is my career, and shaving my pubes is no different.
It's because I'm not an athlete. I get it. It's okay, guys.
I gotta get going. About to start.
I feel like this is a paid advertisement, and that's the only reason you really say that.
He plays football at Gillette Stadium now.
Right, and if Gillette says, I'll pay you this much money to shave your pubes and just have the vibrating sound in the background, I would do it.
Oh, there's no, they always pretend like, I would never, so I'm like, come on, man. Are you kidding me right now? If they offer you the kind of money they're offering Juju, you'd have done that commercial in a second.
Cody
I would do it now.
Cody did a Blue Chew commercial. Now, maybe you actually needed it. I don't know, but you did a Blue Chew commercial.
Hey, dude, it could be for sport or leisure. It doesn't matter. The
amount of people that don't know what we do, they're like, oh, I can't, you would never do that ad, would you? Are you kidding me? I would do that ad.
Everybody can, yeah.
If I see something green coming my way, yes, I would do that ad.
So I just have to ask, what is the difference between sport and leisure?
Good follow-up. Good follow-up.
Is it technically with your wife the sport mode or the leisure mode? And then, are you ready to spend that?
Yeah, which?
Aren't you retired from that sport?
I think you're retired from the sport, correct?
Yeah.
It's a leisure activity now.
Officially a leisure activity.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for people. For all people.
Society.
Yeah, society.
He still won't tell us what he got his wife for Mother's Day.
Does that matter?
He still won't tell us.
It's a great club conversation.
He still won't tell us what
I
he
feel
got
like
his
it
wife.
plugs into an outlet and
No one
it's
brings up
used.
that. What'd you get your wife for Mother's Day?
We were talking tax rate earlier. We had to change the vibe. The club vibe.
You're talking about the stadium.
That's an
vibe.
interesting phrasing you used with reference to your gift about the vibe.
That's what I'm saying. The vibe.
You just changed the vibe.
I asked him if it's something that can be used over and over. He wouldn't answer.
Yeah, multiple settings.
Yeah.
I don't remember
for sport or leisure.
Yeah,
sport or leisure.
I mean, you are 38. It's okay.
What the hell?
Hey, you know what? If you combine that gift and the Blue Chew, it's just that much better.
It's a good drink, Cody.
Thanks, man.
No, the old fashions are
Kramer's
good.
enjoying the weekend. He's put them down.
Oh, it's pretty good. I'm happy now that I can participate.
Kramer's
It makes me
pounding
feel
them
pretty
back.
good.
Hey, we're playing poker later. I mean, if you make more of these later on, it'd be awesome.
He'll probably make some.
Oh, supposed to bring old fashions to poker.
Hey, we'll have some KC whiskey at the
Are we gonna wear
underground poker
green
game.
visors and? I feel like drinking old fashions at poker means you gotta You got to play with those red, blue, and white chips that came with that carousel thing your grandpas all had.
You don't have those still?
I just got inherited.
Just
got inherited
like
those.
dollar amounts on them.
Do you have a shark you invite to this game? I know there's a former Chiefs beat writer who would take your money.
He's in Vegas with the World Series.
Not a good poker.
No, you're not
Herbie.
Herbie.
Oh, Tioki?
Herbie's
a shark.
Yeah, Herbie's. I played with Herbie.
Are
I
you
won some
going?
money off of Herbie.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I have a.
That's right. You have family in town.
I have some family friends in town.
Okay.
That sounds way less fun.
Yeah, you sound very disappointed.
No, you're going to.
See, you like poker? You want to come?
Tomorrow's gonna be great. But
I will
tonight.
give up my spot at the poker table for my grandma. She played. Was it Chris
I'm
Moneymaker?
I'm good.
I'm sure.
What's
I'm
his
out.
name? In Vegas. She paid for an entire Vegas vacation and an hour at the Bellagio poker room.
Playing with him?
Playing against him.
Sharks.
Literally took
Yeah.
all of his money.
You guys are about to lose your ass tonight.
No, I
That's
don't
what it
like-
sounds like.
The last time I played, I took hundreds of dollars off of Pete Sweeney. It was
I've
not,
heard Pete's
and
lost
Pete
a lot
is
in
a
this
very
poker game.
good. Pete wins. Pete's the record holder at Herbie Tiopi's poker
Really?
game. I got, I'll tell you much. I'll be honest. Herbie Tiopi's poker game, it got too rich for my blood.
Did you invite
the
Rob?
numbers,
Did you invite Rob?
The numbers got out of hand. All of a sudden, I needed to bring like a G to the table, and I couldn't hang anymore.
Well, Herbie was going to the
Yikes.
World Series of Poker and taking people's money
Yeah.
there. He couldn't
Dude,
be playing with chums for
I was playing,
$5.
All of a sudden, I was playing at Herbie's, and there was like $4,000 on the table. I'm
Oh,
like, okay,
jeez.
well, I gotta. This is officially above my.
How much do I need to
level.
bring? Because I thought about
Come on.
100.
$200 bucks?
$4,000.
200 bucks?
I say people buy in for at the game we play in. People buy in for between $40 and $100.
Bring $200.
Normally,
You'll be happy.
my place I cap it at 100, so somebody can't just buy in for like 400.
Well, yeah,
and own
and
the table. It's no fun.
Dominate the table.
I might start with 50.
That's fine.
What are you
bring-
pulling out here,
no,
C-Money? C-Money's pulling out cash.
Why do you have so many
Our
ones?
listener, a bunch of ones.
Oh, so you're
Oh,
in.
he's got 100.
Oh, he's buying in right
C-Money's
now.
in.
Give him his chips.
Hey, you
I
play
didn't
poker
have
last
my
night?
cash.
Wow.
I just invited him. He said he wants his grandma to
Yeah,
come.
that's the entry fee. You already paid the
Yeah,
entry fee
shark.
for the club. You know.
Yeah. So my nickname C Money originated when I played kickball with a bunch of friends. It was 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one.
Very
Nice.
good. Strong name.
Very good.
I was the new guy on the team. They really didn't know who I was. They called me Discount Ryan Reynolds for about 2 games, and they're like, "All right, we got to get you a nickname or something like that." And so one of them called me C Note, which is a $100 bill.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's too cliche. So they're like, what about C Money? Because I was like, sure, let's go with it. So now I just carry, a C Note, and just in case.
At least, just in case somebody
carry
says,
just in case?
what does C Money stand for? And you're like, this one $100 bill.
Oh man.
Kramer, I always bring extra cash. So if you,
Okay,
if you gotta dig in deeper, we know that they pay you handsomely here, so you're gonna be in great shape.
Hey, we're back up to 11 now, baby.
That's right.
Dusty
like
broke
you
the
never
news.
left.
Dusty broke the news earlier. He's up to $11 an hour, Rob.
I know he was telling me earlier. He was like,
Big day.
Wait, he's telling everyone and just walking around the
Well,
building?
because he made it a thing
telling
on he
everyone?
made it a thing on the show. Like when he was
We helped.
He was pouting. Remember the whole thing? He refused to talk and he went on this rant.
Oh yeah,
And he told everybody he makes $9 an hour part time.
wasn't that after you guys pranked him the second or third time?
Yeah.
Someone says the new Club 6 rule needs to be females present. no matter
Agreed. Agreed.
what. So you think we have to invite? Doesn't matter which women, just women in general. Huh?
Which
Well, that
it doesn't matter which women, but
that
just
was
women.
odd phrasing.
Yeah.
I think I
which
knew what
women?
you meant, but that was weird phrasing.
Do you want me to invite Dana Wright? I think she's
Yeah.
the only
She's been
female
in
left in the
before.
building.
She's been here before. She's
That
got
would
a show in-
absolutely be
She's got
hilarious.
a show in 15 minutes, but yeah.
Ah,
Cody's
Cody's
going
in-
out there to go see if we
Like
have
she hasn't been
we have
late
a
to her
spot-
own
Do we
show
have a
before.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Do we have a
I love
spot?
how
She's
Cody
gonna want
didn't
to
walk-
drink. She's gonna want to
walk
drink.
out. He didn't even walk out. There you go. At least leave the studio,
Yeah.
not scream at her.
He just Dana. That's basically what it was like. He looks excited. He's jogging back.
He's
He's
I've
excited.
got
He's got a
one.
smile
I've
on his
got one
face.
mic left.
A little pep in his step.
And she said no. She's got a show to do. Or is she coming?
No, she said she's coming.
All right. Do we have a
She
spot?
actually passed off whatever work she was doing to Parks, so I've just made Parks' job harder. I think.
Parks. Do you want to have? Do you have any room left for a cocktail for her?
Yeah, I mean she
we
wants
have a
one.
She's gonna want one. Come on.
okay. I gotta
Dana's
get some
gonna
ice.
want a
It's a
drink.
club. Come on, you gotta give her a drink.
Dana, yeah.
Come on.
You asked her, does Dana want a drink? Of course she wants a
If
drink.
she's gonna hang out with this crowd, she needs a drink.
That didn't go over the air, but yes, Dana, I saw what you were about to say. She goes, yes, but not yes. You're good, Dana.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. We don't have an extra chair for her, though. Rob, you want to
Oh,
switch?
you want a drink?
Oh, let me just get down on my knees.
Oh my, freezing.
Oh man.
Oh my.
We gonna talk about that sign?
What's going on? What's up with this? What did you think of the sign? We got a light up Club 610 sign.
Yeah, I love it. It looks really good from this side
Uh-huh.
of the studio. And then I walked by it on the other side of the studio, And I said to Scott, why does 610 have a gigantic pink Venus glowing sign in their window?
Yeah.
Because that, my friend, looks like something very different on the other side
Does
of the
it
glass.
really? I gotta look at some point.
Oh, we took photos.
Oh, good.
I feel like the neon artist that made that was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, because he can shape neon in any size he wants to go. He's like, you know what?
And I
Oh,
feel
Cody,
like,
it totally looks.
I feel like human resources needs to be involved.
Do we have one of those here?
It totally
looks
looks
like a new
like.
department.
That might just be the running joke for all these people who buy these neon signs. Well, honestly, Cody, if you would have hung it instead of it leaned into the side like that.
Well, we did have command strips. It felt it was going to fall down, so we just have it up against the glass there.
At least it's not.
We've improved Club 610. You were here for one of the first ones, Dana. We didn't. We had alcohol, I think, but we did not have the sign. We didn't have the lighting. We didn't have this many people in here. Remember, we were talking about the guy that was dead inside the home for like 7 years.
Yeah, he's still dead.
Yeah, see money. That's
Still in the house. No.
Has there been any conclusion to that?
He's well, God rest his soul. No. The answer is no.
Okay.
The answer is no. I do not have an update on that case. I think he was mummified, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if family came in to do the burial. Like, I don't know.
I saw you went to either you're going to or you just went to some party, and I saw you were dressed up as a character from a very famous movie, Jaws.
Yeah, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah. So what is this happening? You already did it. What?
Have you heard of the Conductor Club?
Yeah, it's a bar in Union Station. It's fantastic.
Wait, is it like the old streetcar?
It's
The name of Desire Bar was,
It's
or
a
what?
hidden
It's a speakeasy-ish.
speakeasy pop-up bar.
They have a Christmas pop-up in there.
Yeah. And then it changes,
Seasonally.
themes every season. And so here's what I didn't realize. This is going to blow your mind. Jaws is my favorite movie of all time.
That does blow my
The
mind.
theme right now at Conductor Club, which, by the way, there's only seating for 40. It's very hard to get into.
But you're Dana Wright, so
Well, I
you're
did
good.
pull some strings. So I, went with a good friend of mine that I will not name drop on this program, Kathy Nelson. And we went because Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. And it is floor-to-ceiling Jaws. Floor-to-ceiling. They have the actual Amity sign with the shark.
Martin Brody ready to go.
Yes, all of that there. And I went as the character, Mrs. Kentner.
The mom of the dead child?
The mother of Alex Kentner. And I went in
That's a very specific cosplay.
I went in a full black dress with a black veil over my head. In the scene, she slaps.
I did see this photo.
And if you don't mind, I would like to do a dramatic interpretation.
Oh, let's hear it.
Go for it.
Here we go.
Sure.
She goes, will you be the chief?
I don't know the scene well.
Just all you have to do is stare at
He
me.
paid money to be part of this.
Chief Brody.
Do I have to pay extra if you slap me?
Yes. Can the sign be in the background?
I heard the going rate for slaps are $200. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Chief Brody.
Tyreek says so.
I just heard that you knew there was a shark in the water and it killed a girl. And you did nothing. And my boy is dead.
Scene.
That was really good. Oh
All
my
right, so Dana, when are we going to do some local theater together? I guess is the
I need
question.
to tell you, I walk in as Alex Kentner's mom. Nobody knows except one guy in the background. He's like, oh my God, you're Alex Kentner's
Was
mom.
that John Grayson?
And that's among Jaws fans.
That's among Jaws fans.
Jaws people didn't know?
Here's what's crazy.
God, you were so obscure for
Too
Jaws.
deep of a cut.
I put my photo on Twitter last night.
That's
and
how I saw this,
Someone writes in and goes, today's Alex Kentner Day.
What's Alex Kittner Day?
Oh, look it up. It's a thing.
Is that where he gets paid from his royalties?
In the movie, that child dies on June 29th. I wore that outfit.
Unbelievable.
On
Well, that
June
explains their Jaws thing.
29th.
At least he dies a day after my birthday. And
I like the way it
on
puts it is, this one could make the argument, this anniversary marks the most famous and influential shark attack in American history. That's the one from the movie Jaws.
fictional
Yeah,
character.
Right after the death of the dog Pippet. Down goes Alex Kentner.
You really like that movie.
Oh my gosh, I
had no idea.
You guys
I
gotta
had
check
no-
out
I
the
had no
Conductor
clue.
Club, and I'll tell you this: spoiler alert: they are flipping over in August from Jaws to Friday the 13th.
Hey, so
Ooh, okay, I like this.
so very briefly, Dana, since you're mentioning this, you once came into the bar in which I worked,
Yeah,
and you didn't know who I was at that time because you got married at the restaurant I worked at.
yeah, Webster House.
And you didn't know who I was at the time. You came in a separate time for dinner, and you tried, or you asked me to call the people I knew at Manifesto to try to get you in. So I think you just like speakeasy bars.
I do.
Manifesto doesn't even exist.
There's a really cool bar in the basement of Jay Rieger and Company.
I could not.
Oh, the Hey Hey Club? Yeah. It's
I
great.
could never get into Manifesto.
You never went?
Never.
Went there one
Oh,
time.
by the way, Ryan Maybe, the guy who created the entire cocktail list for that, and Andrew, the guy who works at Rieger, who gives us all this stuff.
Incredible.
We're brought to you by Rieger.
I love the Rieger.
Both those guys would make you a Manifesto drink at least.
Yeah.
You just have to go to the Hey Hey Club to get
See,
it.
the problem is, I'm like, I was like 45 years old trying to get into Manifesto, and they're like, lady, no. Like, you actually remember Jaws. Like, when it came out, get out.
Sorry, Mrs. Kittner, get out.
Can I get a Prosecco?
Oh, man.
With ice.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in, Dana.
I didn't know.
Someone said we have to have a new rule where women are always at Club 610. So
Gotta have women at the club.
At least
I'd
one.
love to be at your woman Club 610 because I'm kind of stuck here before our show.
Yeah.
This is true.
And we serve drinks. So I don't think your show does that.
Way more fun down here.
Yeah. Holiday weekend.
Pornographic glowing signs
We
in your
do.
window.
Yes.
It doesn't look like a penis from the
Well,
side.
now
It's
that
just
she
the other side.
now that she says it, the photo looks completely
Especially
like
the
that,
veininess.
Oh my.
It's on Twitter.
The fact it's pink.
Yeah, you could have got a blue sign.
Yeah.
I did suggest the blue one.
Oh, the old fashioned's fantastic. KC whiskey or Kansas City whiskey from Jay Rieger and Company.
Really, really good.
Yeah, it's the drinks are.
That's
really
their recipe.
Refreshing.
Good. Yeah.
That's Brandy. That means the end of
See
our show.
Money, appreciate you donating money to the museum for the experience. Thanks for coming in the studio, man. A lot of fun.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, we really appreciate our listeners. Kramer, our intern JT, or QT. JT's the other.
Come on, dude.
Okay. We got an intern QT, JT. My bad. Appreciate you running the board
I
today.
need a new nickname now.
Cody called you, what do you say?
I said he looked Amish.
You said he looked Amish.
Yeah, I know.
Mennonite. Get it
Look,
right.
hey, look at him and tell me he doesn't look like a Mennonite.
He's
Jeez.
German Mennonite. They can use technology, so he can work here.
Another edition of
Kling's been calling him Q-tip. That's what I've been going with.
Another edition of Club 610 presented by Jay Rieger and Company. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July. We're off Monday and Tuesday. Back at it on Wednesday. We'll talk to you then.
Cody and Gold.
The Disgusting Brothers.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For asphalt, concrete, and parking lot maintenance, Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Trusted in Kansas City since 1994. Online at GANNasphalt.com.
Take your cocktails to the next level with Jay Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey bottled in bond. A double gold medal winner in the world's largest and most prestigious spirits competition, the 2023 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Every bottle of Rieger Straight Bourbon Whiskey is distilled, bottled, and aged